Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of the Pick a Side podcast. My name is Joel Moran and I'm here with Trevor Brown, Andrew Velez, and Joe Dehls. This is now episode 353. In this episode, we will go over contenders and pretenders heading into the All-Star break, Klay Thompson being benched, react to the MVP straw poll, and then make an all-time starting five with only MVP players. Now, this episode is sponsored by Magic Mind, which is a productivity shot. In this episode, we do it before every episode is tradition. It's time to get locked in with Magic Mind.
Bottoms up, gentlemen. Time to go to the moon.
You think they heard my gulp?
You think they heard mine?
Maybe. Oh no, I really gulped that bitch.
Riv, do you know what Magic Mind does?
Talk to me.
It boosts energy and focus. It crushes procrastination, and it elevates mental clarity.
So I shouldn't touch my phone all episode.
You should be locked in.
All right, let's do it.
Does that mean we're getting a Riv Academy episode?
Here we go.
We're pushing steps.
Yo, did you see what people were commenting under your tweet?
They
You
was
said
like-
hi. Did you see the Riv Academy one? That had me crying.
That was hilarious. He's doing this instead of Riv Academy.
Yo, that
Shaking
had
my
me
head.
crying.
Now I saw a few comments that were really funny, like really, really funny.
Yeah, you were on timing last night for sure.
Somebody was like, "Yo, freak dude, you know we could see you, right?"
With Magic Mind, you can get 1 month free when you're subscribing for 3 months at www.magicmind.com/pickaside. And with our code PICKASIDE20, you get an extra 20% off, which gets you to 56% off a subscription. Shout out to Magic Mind for an excellent promotion. You can go click the link in our bio and get started. This has been a coffee substitute for me, folks. And I feel like I've been very productive. I don't like how coffee makes me feel. The caffeine gets me too jittery.
I'll tell you what, I like to go to the moon. So I have my cup of coffee, and then on top of it, I take my Magic Mind shot, and my mind is just firing on all cylinders.
I don't drink coffee.
I was drinking coffee every week for like 2 months. Now I haven't for another like 2 months.
He was on his thought though. He was getting Starbucks.
I was getting Starbucks. I'm not an in the mud coffee drinker. I need mine definitely low fruity.
Yeah,
sure.
I've been drinking mine black.
In the mud.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy.
You're old.
I am.
Also,
You hear my voice? It sounds terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm taking care of my brother's dog for the week.
Oh, you're back to hating on Sparrow?
I hate his dog.
why do you hate these?
So cool.
I have
He
moments.
came over here. He was just wagging his little tail.
He was happy to see me.
Yeah, he was.
He be interrupting your moments, your
Bro,
times.
It's not that he interrupts my moments. It's
What does
that.
moments mean?
Oh, come on, Rick. It's that he farts a lot. So I'm in the living room and he will fart 5 times in
He
a
made you
an
lose a
hour
Madden
span.
game?
No, I won my Madden game.
Oh, I was talking about your previous house. If you just want to blame that on him.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm not gonna blame it on dog, but he farts.
So what's
and it
you're what,
stinks.
3 and 4 now?
I'm 3 and 4.
Smells bad.
Calm.
Really bad.
It smells really bad. Like he could be chilling and I'm having a great moment. I'm nice to him. I'm like, yo, get up on the couch. Get up on the couch,
He
buddy.
just farts.
You've been a good boy. And I'm just chilling. And then
boy.
5 minutes later, I smell an awful, horrid smell. And I'm like, oh, get the fuck out of here. Damn, I hate you.
Do you think people feel like that? Or by people, I should say Jess feels that way when you just let one go?
No.
You've let one go in the show before.
No, trust.
Yeah. Within the last like 2 episodes, 3 episodes.
Me and Jess have competitions with our farts back and forth.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure she's going to love to hear that.
Yeah. Nah, it's funny. It's not like a disgusting thing. So it's definitely funny when we fart.
It really is hilarious when girls fart, man. When Alexander...
I hate it.
She'll never watch this, so what do I care? She'll let one go, and she's like, Andrew, I'm sorry. I have to. And she just farts, and I'm just... Every single time I laugh,
cracks you up.
I have to laugh.
Sometimes I'm surprised at what comes out of her ass with those farts. I'm like, whoa. I didn't see
I
that.
laugh when the girl
queefs.
Episode.
Oh, yeah? You're a queefer?
No, like when a girl queefs, that's when I laugh.
got it.
I can't help it.
No, it's
mad
a funny ass noise.
Yeah, that's when I laugh. But a regular fart, I get irritated as shit. Because why did
you?
you fart?
I can respect that. Really.
Yeah, like
That's how I feel with the dog.
Or like when females like shit, I just get aggravated. It's like I just don't want to see
you gotta
do.
shit. You gotta shit.
Nah,
bro.
do it. Just don't tell me. Just go to the bathroom. You know,
Yeah.
go do your thing. If I smell it, I'm gonna get aggravated because I just.
They
feel
gotta
like,
spray something.
Yeah, like
You spray after you
I
go?
have you in this perfect
He doesn't-
image of
there's
a
no way he
woman.
sprays after he goes.
Yeah.
I'm a very open individual, so I like to have open communication when it comes to stuff like that.
That's fine.
Yeah, I'm good.
There's nothing wrong with shitting though, bro.
I hate it. I'll
Farting,
tell
I
her-
feel like
I'll tell
farting,
her.
like you could at least go to the bathroom or something. If you have to go, I can't stop you going to the bathroom.
No, for sure. Go. Just don't tell me I got to shit.
Like,
don't
bro,
wanna
if I
hear
got to
that.
take a number
that's
3,
okay.
I want to tell the world, like, yo,
Well,
I just took a number 3.
I'm good. I just be like, use the bathroom real quick. I tell the fellas I got to shit. I tell my female I got to go to the bathroom. Real quick.
You try to keep it proper,
Try to keep it a little
gentlemanly.
professional. But the fellas, I got to shit.
little
Man.
professional.
I got to let go. Just
Like in
certain
the
things.
airport.
So if you badly have to take a shit and you're with your girl, you're just telling her you're going to the bathroom.
I got to go.
See, I'm the type of dude that I'll just be like, I have to badly take a shit right now.
Nah, sometimes there's panic in my eyes. I'm just like, I gotta get home.
Sometimes I say I got it, but she can tell like he got a shit because like,
You-
the way
there's
you
a
start,
different look on your face
You
if you
start
gotta
fidgeting,
shit.
you start bugging out, you holding your pants. Like you like, nah, I gotta go, bro.
Did you guys see the college football 25 teaser trailer?
I'm ready.
Yes.
I'm
I
so
can't
ready.
wait. I can't wait.
People
I've
are
seen so
complaining
many
because
memes.
EA, but like I'm just glad to have it back.
Me too.
And I'll worry about the extra shit later.
I'm hoping it's probably going to be a copy and paste of Madden term gameplay, but something inside me holding out hope that it's going to be something different.
Just give me something different.
I don't
man.
think it will. And I don't think it will because EA has made college football games and Madden games in the same year before. And the gameplay is always a little bit different. Like the way the college football players will run was a little bit
It's the
different.
game
They
modes
just
in
haven't done it in
college,
so
man.
long. I
tough.
can't
That
wait.
last-
Dynasty's back, Road to Glory. That's going to be so
what was
fun.
the last one?
14.
Yeah.
Facts. With
That's
Mark
all I
Ingram
want
on the
back.
cover?
No, it was. What?
Now,
Who's
who's
it,
on
the
the
Oregon
cover?
guy? I remember an Oregon guy being on
Marcus
there.
Mariota.
It might have been Marcus.
Might have been Mariota.
What NCAA was that?
14.
14.
Oh, 12 was Mark Ingram.
Oh, no, 14 was
Marcus-
West Virginia, Robinson, right?
Oh yeah,
Ah,
facts. He was
okay.
electric.
He was good.
My favorite one was the one where they had
Robinson.
a Boise State guy on it. I forgot who it was.
I think the last one I played was the one with Mark Ingram on it. Boise State. Are you talking about Kellen Moore?
It might be him. It might be him.
Yeah,
Because
it
he's
might be.
he's like the lone Boise State
It might
legend.
be him. Yeah, that was the one I like my favorites.
I think the optimist in me is saying that they know, EA knows, they haven't made a college football game in forever, and the first impression of this game has to be
They're
absolutely
practically
electric.
sitting on a gold mine, man.
They
Like,
have to.
bring
They are.
both back. Bring college football, basketball. I can't wait to basketball.
As long as
come
they
out.
don't make it like Madden in the term of pay to play, then I'm fine with it.
But what is there to pay to play?
They're going to have an ultimate team, they said.
Oh my god! I'm gonna
You had
throw up.
to know that was coming. You had
I'm
to
gonna
know.
throw up.
The Ultimate Team, it
hate
sucks.
Ultimate Team.
It sucks. The only good thing is that you could play with former college
Bernard
players of
Robinson.
the past.
That's his name.
Yeah. He was mad good. He didn't do anything.
For
in the
what?
NFL.
Boise State.
West Virginia.
West Virginia. But I don't know why you have to have Mutt in college football. I guess it's fun because you can play with old time college players like legends like Tim Tebow could be there.
Reggie Bush.
They're going to have
Et
legends in
cetera.
the game for sure, too.
All right,
Yeah.
now I'm being moved.
But it's still, you have to pay to get those players and you have to grind to get those players.
Grind be challenged.
I'm just in it for the dynasty. I just play Madden for connected franchise mode.
No, but he went to Michigan, not West Virginia.
just look up who were the.
Michigan. My bad. My apologies.
I was going to correct you, but I was like, you know what? I think you just know what you're talking about. I wish I would have corrected you.
Now, the jerseys low-key threw me off.
It's similar colors for sure.
Yeah,
Where's that?
connected franchise dynasty. That's all I'm on.
I tried to get Drew to join my CFM. Didn't want to join
It's
it.
not happening.
Dehls doesn't have the game. Honestly, what you tweeted was a hot take.
About
This is not the best 2K.
no, it's the most fun I've had playing a 2K. Is what
Have
I
you?
said.
I think
were
if
you
you
playing other
2K16?
2Ks?
Huh?
Did you play 2K16?
That's what I said. 2K16 was the last 2K. Well, 2K20 I played Ultimate.
Very fun.
My team and my
2K20
brother. That was
was very
fun. That was with AD on the cover.
Let me ask you a question. Is this the first year in a while with 2K that you've had consistent people to run with?
Again, I have not played since 2K20. And yeah, you're right. I do play with a lot of heads. I
probably
run
what it
with
is. It's
5
just
all
funner.
the time.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I enjoy the game thoroughly. I don't think that the
I like the
gameplay
game.
is bad. There's some moments where you're just like, yo, how the hell is this happening? But it's smooth. Defense is smooth. I mean, you can do cool stuff when it comes to layups, dunks, catching good animations on dribbles. I mean, I don't know what more again, I'm not a 2K head per se. Like, there's definitely people that play the game more than me. But what more do I need? What is it that makes this game bad to you?
The shooting.
Is it that I think that's a skill issue? Respectfully,
Damn.
I want to play games.
Not in this one specifically.
Yeah.
If
I
you
feel
don't
like
get
the
a green,
shooting-
it
yeah,
doesn't
the
go.
shooting's
That
the
doesn't
tough
sound.
that's fine because it's promoting you knowing a jump shot.
Nah.
And the
that's my
previous
problem.
one-
That's
That's
my problem
unfair.
though. That's my problem is that
Why?
You're not gonna get it green every time. It's just not gonna happen.
I mean, bro, I've had games where I'll go 11 of 15. That's a great game.
But that's the thing. That's what makes the game trash. Respectfully, what makes the game trash is that if you perfect the jump
so
shot,
you're saying this game's bad?
it's not a good game. If you perfect the jump shot,
this
you're
guy-
not gonna
this
miss.
is
But that's a skill. I think that's fine because there has to be a skill gap within the game.
Yeah, but there also has to be a attribute limitation for making shots within the game.
But
you can't be
rec-
You can't be a 70 overall 3-point shooter and green every single three.
good point.
Is
That's
that how
some
that works?
bullshit.
No.
That's
if
what I'm
you
saying,
if
yeah.
you are contested and you have a 73,
You're missing.
You need to make this in the smallest green window possible, or you're missing.
Yeah.
Because all online, majority online modes, the one that I played, the rec, is Hall of Fame,
Mm-hmm.
and Hall of Fame is the hardest difficulty to play on, which means that your green window is like this,
It is.
even if you have a 94. So if you have a 94 3-pointer like I do, and you're slightly off, you will miss. So it's not like everybody has, like, yeah, if you know your jump shot, you will be able to green. Sure, that's the case. But they made a mechanic as opposed to other 2Ks where every jump shot's different. So if you are like 6% contested, 20% contested, 50-something% contested, wide open, there's a difference in your jump shot timing when you have to let it go. It's all about watching your my player.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like that's why I respect the game in that regard, where, yeah, it could be cheese if you know your jump shot, but again,
You should be rewarded if
that's
you know
a
your jump
skill
shot.
issue. Yeah,
I get that.
It takes skill. There's no doubt. But even a 70 overall 3-point shooter, you shouldn't, even if you're open, go green 10 out of 10 times. Like, I don't think that makes sense. If you have a limitation on your player is not great at this specific thing.
If
you know?
you are wide open and you have a 73 and you are allegedly good at the game, you should green.
And my problem with it is my career, I've kind of been over my career for a while because my career, I don't like my career. I play for my league. The green thing, I could level with you and say, for my career, it makes sense.
My
but
league, that shit
when
don't
I'm
make
playing
sense.
my league, I don't want to perfect every single player on my team's jump shot just so I can make a shot.
Don't they have you could do like attribute based timing, not
Real
Yeah.
player. It's called
Yeah,
real
real
player. But
play-
real player
facts.
puts it to now the computer will make every shot, whether it's contested.
but if
like
you're
that.
playing against another user though.
I'll be
Oh,
honest,
then
I
it's, you
should
know.
probably, when it comes to just playing against a computer, using the ratings makes more sense just because
It makes it harder.
the 13 other jump shots on
It's
your
tough,
team is
yeah.
crazy. It's like
That's
Harden's
what I play on. I
jumper.
play on real player.
I actually, you guys, what is the word I'm looking for? Motivated me to make my league and do the draft. So I got Devin Booker, James Harden on the squad. Devin Booker just went down, just high ankle sprain. I'm livid. That was my first round pick. But Harden is water. But it's funny
Are
because
you doing a my league for this?
yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
dude. Wait, online or solo?
No,
you're
no,
saying?
solo.
Oh, I was gonna say online. I'm with you. I
yeah,
want to
I'm
do
with it. I'm with doing that. But
Yeah, let's
it's
finally.
funny how long
took this guy
Devin
long
Booker's jump shot is because he's a better player in 2K. But I would much rather use Harden because of his jump shot. Using the real percentages, though, I'm sure that Devin Booker would be.
sometimes.
an
Booker
issue.
is not good in 2K.
Really?
No.
You know what? I don't doubt it because I have not been that good with him.
Maybe I've never had success with Booker. So I don't know if I'm just a bad player or just Booker is because he's slower. He's not as great as
things
an
can be true.
athlete. And then the shooting,
His shot is long because you have to let him come all the way back and then let it go.
it's
If you
just
make it very
very
quick.
hard. It's
You
very
can't
hard
make-
to.
Well, sure, you could use
In my
set
league,
point.
you go
Yeah,
you
could
go in there and make it very quick.
Yeah, it's very hard to just score consistently with a player that A, doesn't have an athletic advantage, or number two, doesn't have a strength advantage.
No funny shit. I'm actually pretty good with DeMar DeRozan. Can't tell you why. I just know
get in
what
the
to do.
midi and it's up and
Triples.
stuck.
When
Because
it's a
I'm
team, I
not
feel
able
like
to
you know
use
the
Jalen
intricate
Brunson in
things, you know?
2K at all.
Really?
No?
No, I can't use Jalen Brunson at all.
I really only play rec in my league, my career and stuff like that. But the few times that I have played my league, I haven't been able to use Brunson. The only players I've used have been Devin Booker, James Harden, Josh Green, funny enough, Bruce Brown. I drafted Draymond Green with my third pick. dumb.
He's not
no way
a
he's
2K
doing
player.
shit.
He locks up fair. Like when I played against Luka, I put him on Luka, but so dumb. I was like, yo, I need a big. The best one here is Draymond. Fuck it, I guess I'll go Draymond. Dumb. And then I try to use him like real life, where he's like my point guard, and I let him initiate. Nah, I'm picking at straws. That was such a bad pick. Bobby Portis is another one. He's not that bad. I actually just traded him, got OG Anunoby.
We should make a my league.
That's what I just said. Yeah, let's
I'm
do
with
it.
I played 2K
If we do it
a lot.
29 games, I'm fine.
Yeah,
29
I'm
games.
with
You can do
Let's do a
less.
fantasy draft.
Oh,
you
you
can
can?
do less. I actually was looking
How many
at
can you do?
15, I think.
Yeah,
would be the
I
lowest.
think that is what it is.
So yeah, let's
I
do
don't mind
15.
20. 50 is cool too. I don't mind either. But none.
50?
No,
Or you said
15.
No, I said I don't
15.
mind. 15. Yeah, 15 or 20 is
Because
cool.
realistically, yeah, 50 games, that's way too much.
not
Are we
That's
doing
what
Take it
7 game
serious.
series, or are we narrowing
Should
that
always
down?
be
No, you
7
can do
game
the
series.
5 games.
I think 5. I think 5's fine.
I understand it's not, but it's not the league anymore,
Dudes
bro.
don't be, man. They don't be trying to go through the grind, man. 7 games.
You
is
got more
sad.
games in
That
the
is a
playoffs than the
grind.
regular season at that point.
that
So we should
feels
do
like a real
15
shit.
games, 7 game series.
Yo, pick and rolls in this game are illegal. They're not fair, bro.
Play computer defense.
No, I just mean in the sense like when I'm playing never do that. That's one thing that we would have. I remember
man.
P was talking about with
Oh
his
no, I'm talking about
league.
against computer.
Against the computer. Yes, that's fair. But in
Shit,
terms
I-
of us setting screens, bro,
Oh,
that's
no.
what I do to get James Harden open, and then you fade, and it's an automatic green every time.
If you're listening to this and you want to join the 2K League, we're actually going to get serious about it. So put down below your PSN and
Or Xbox because
Game
you
of
can
Time.
crossplay.
Yes.
Facts.
So put down either one, and we're going to make a Discord server for this specifically, and you can join the league. If you're not going to be consistent, though, don't bother. And be honest with yourself about whether or not you have the time to be in the league, because you're taking somebody's spot that might have the time. I'm dealing with that in my own league. There's some guys that they got in the league and they play 2 games and they're MIA after that. And
Damn.
it kind of sucks, you know?
Also, we can make that server where it's not just for my league. If you want to run Park, if you want to run Rec, we could do that in that too. Because I know that there's been heads after I tweeted out that I've been playing 2K that were like, "Yo, bro, let's run Rec, let's run Park." Yo, theater mode actually is a weird, cool game mode. I didn't even know about it
What
until
is
a couple
that?
days ago. You pick up a game mad fast, so it's different game modes where you play either 2v2, 3v3, 1v1. One of the game modes is they have double rec and rec this season where you earn rep points. And so it depends on whether you're elite or you're on rise, and you can get boosts based on your level of rep. So right now I'm starter 2, which means I don't have to do Gatorade anymore. So this year they made it where you have to go into the Gatorade facility where you get your extra boost of stamina. And also if you do Gatorade, you can get your body type a different level. So you go from skinny to like relatively ripped to full on shredded.
You really build your perfect dude in that game.
Nah,
man.
they
It's
really
crazy.
make you work for it though.
I used to.
But now in Starter 2, you don't have to do that anymore. So I'm hyped. So every new My Player you make, you don't have to worry about doing that. So you play the 3v3 and you can get double rep, or if you lose, you get nothing. There's also game modes where it's like 12-second shot clock as opposed to 24, so the games are fast paced. No, I think that they really tried a lot with this 2K, and I think that it worked out for me personally.
I missed the old 2K where you were able to customize your player. It's buffed.
I have the old 2K. I have 2K 10, 11, 12,
Now they make you work
14.
for it, bro.
Yeah.
It's a minute until you get
2K9
that.
I shouldn't have
too.
to work for that.
Who
man.
was your player shades up when you did your build?
So my small forward is Paul George. I made a Paul George build,
Everybody
but I
makes
think it
Paul
was like, OD, you have to, especially in 2K. You've seen the videos. Shout out to Erica. But I think it was like shades of Andrew Wiggins. I'm blanking on the other two, but I remember Wiggins for sure. Then I made a big. His is bizarre because he has 79 3-pointer, but he can rebound, he can defend, he can block. That one is the one where I feel like I'm totally against what Joel's saying because he has 79 3. And like I really struggle shooting on that build, excuse me. And then I have my point guard. He has shades of De'Aaron Fox. He has shades of I want to say John Morant. Not John Morant because I can't dunk on that one. But regardless, I remember De'Aaron Fox being Mike Bibby was another one.
okay.
Yeah, so my guard's pretty
What
cool.
the fuck?
That's an interesting combo.
Yeah.
Ja,
I'm getting
Mike
ready.
Not
Bibby?
Ja because I couldn't dunk.
Okay, so Fox.
But I just made a new build, 6'6", that he can dunk, he can shoot the 3-point. I think he has 94 driving dunk. His defense is not that good, but bro, he's about to be cheese.
I'm getting ready for the comments to say either I'm not good at 2K or this 2K is not that good.
It's one or the other,
Yes.
and
I feel like everyone hates most 2Ks though. Like same shit with Madden. Everyone hates Maddens too.
I don't know. I really I'm a casual when it comes to that type of stuff. I mean, if I don't like a game, I won't play it. Madden, I don't like it. It is not good to me, but people love it. They play it all the time. They like the throwing mechanic.
I play it all the time.
I just love football more than basketball.
Yeah, you've come to that realization?
I just like it more. Yeah.
I like football more, but I promise you I would rather play 2K 9 times out of 10.
If I got a crew for sure, but I don't got a crew consistently to play with.
That's such a brutal lie.
He plays all the time.
He does play
He
all the
really
time.
does.
No, I'll be playing with Drew sometimes, but he has a boy that has a center, and I got a center build.
Oh,
and then it moves me to power forward. I don't enjoy playing power forward.
I'm going to be honest. Same thing happens to me when I'm on my big, and I don't like playing with my big. So I understand where he's coming from.
So you gotta have multiple builds, man.
I do. I got a small forward and a point guard.
He has a point guard that he fucking sucks with.
Because I'm not good at playing point guard. Like,
So you need to be a forward.
Like, bro, I am so wary and hyper aware that I have a turnover problem. And
He gets picked every time.
I go into the game and I'm like, yo, I'm gonna make it a goal to just get 2 turnovers this game.
Damn.
Then I'll be like at 3 before the quarter ends, and I'm like, damn.
So I got a turnover problem.
No, yeah, it's bad. And
Holy shit.
And I just be thinking to myself, I'll be making some bad passes sometimes. I'm damn, I hope they didn't get tight at that. Like, damn.
I need to get a good setup because I really do want to. I really want to stream me playing 2K. I know it would be good. I know it would be fun.
Where do you play? You play in your room?
I play in my room, but I would happily move and migrate downstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you got
It should be easy. You should be able to set that up pretty easy.
An Elgato. I know you were looking at one.
But I have 2 Macs as opposed to, a PC, 2 monitors, and you can't hook up the Xbox to the back monitor.
Of a Mac? Or you're saying of a...
But if you were to hook it up to the Elgato on the Mac, then it's delayed. So, yeah, it's a whole process that I've been really trying to figure out, and it's been annoying. But I know buying the PC, buying the 2 monitors...
You can't just get a monitor that just is HDMI that hooks up to the Xbox?
I probably could, but then I wonder how it would be where connecting the monitor to the Mac on top of having the Xbox there. Like,
what is it? A regular HDMI, the display to the Mac, or is it something different?
So you need the USB-C dongle.
There's always a catch.
Oh my God, there's so much. Like, I wonder if that's actually the case where I could have my one Mac, I have my monitor, which I do have already. Then I hook up the monitor to my Xbox. I'm assuming I would need an Elgato to connect from the Xbox to the Mac. And then I don't have to worry about playing and then having the Mac, but I do wonder what happens when it comes to streaming.
Well, I could go over and I could help you. I could help you out to set up.
That'd be elite.
Yeah.
That would be awesome because I have 2 Macs.
Yeah.
One's newer, one's older. I would happily get rid of the older one. The new one I would like to keep. It's clean, but then if I could find a way to make it work without having to spend the money on an extra PC setup, because bro, they're like almost $1,800.
Mac sometimes is a little weird. I would definitely get just another monitor that's not Mac.
I have another monitor.
Okay, so yeah, it should be relatively easy then. And you have your PC hooked up to
That's
that monitor?
That's what I'm saying.
No?
It's not a PC. It's just
okay. So you got a Mac. Okay, all right. Well, we definitely figure it out.
Basketball podcast.
Yeah, that was good though. Like some conversation before we get
I
started.
say it all the time. I
like
rather the conversation before we get into the brunt of things.
And also, I feel like we're at a point in the NBA season. We're at the midway point. Things are now starting to matter. Really matter. And we're getting into that point in the season. And just halfway into the NBA season, we're at All-Star break right now. What has been some of your main takeaways from just any team that you've seen that you want to just bring up?
Couple of takeaways that I have from this NBA season. I don't want to say it's not the same old NBA where last year to this year where, yes, the great teams are still the great teams. You look at the Boston Celtics, you look at the Denver Nuggets, of course. But now, if we look in the West, it's not the same where all season long last year the Nuggets were this dominant team. But now we're really talking about the Timberwolves. OKC has now broken onto the scene. You knew the Clippers had this in them, but adding James Harden on top of it now makes it where now they're really who we thought that they would be with Harden. Of course, Paul George has been struggling a little bit recently, and Kawhi. I just think that where it is, it feels a little different. End of the day, come playoff time, the way that I feel like it'll be the same in terms of the guys at the end of the season who will be there. But it's been great to see these young teams come out like Minnesota, like the Oklahoma City Thunder, where we want some parity. And the Nuggets winning last year was parity. But I feel like this league is being set up for a lot of that moving forward.
This West play-in might be the most stacked play-in we've seen in a while. right now as the playoffs stand, you have Dallas as the 7 seed, Kings as the 8 seed, Lakers at 9, and Warriors at 10. Like, whoever, these top 4 seeds, we've basically been talking about them all year long with the Timberwolves, Thunder, Clippers, Nuggets. You have the Suns in 5th too, who were kind of in that tier, but they fell off a couple of games in terms of the standings. Getting one of those top couple seeds, you're going to be playing a really good team in the first round, right? Like, you could possibly be playing against Luka, who we've seen, as you guys have noted many times, take those Clippers team to 7 games, and they've looked really good since the trade deadline. You could face the Warriors, who are 8-2 in the last 10. I mean, being a top seed in the West this year, 1 or 2 seed, you're going to play one of the better teams in the Western Conference.
Who's us?
The
Now you're back to the Warriors. Come on, God.
And just got the Pels in here as the 6th seed. I just
respect the Pels, man.
I think
I don't know. I just don't believe in it at all.
I think this year, for other than any other year, the West is so like you can't definitively say any team is the best team in the West. I think like it's so matchup dependent in who you play. There's like the first seed, like you mentioned, the first seed could lose in the first round. The second seed could lose in the first round. What are we watching?
Luka's game winner against the Clippers in the bubble.
Brothers watching a
Game
losing
4.
series.
That was nuts. I remember watching this moment.
They lost 2.
Don't sleep on them Dallas Mavericks, baby.
I'll tell you what, man. Bubble basketball, we used to have the projector set up outside. We sit outside and we used to watch the game. That was viral. I missed that about
It was fun because we didn't have basketball for what, like 3-4 months?
OD.
Right? It's like February to I think about June or July, was
something
it?
like that.
I don't know. I think in the West, like it's stacked, but at the same time, I think like you can take out like 2 or 3 teams in that little 10 seeding thing that legitimately you think they can like shake some shit up in the first round, but I don't think they'll like go to the finals or nothing like that. Like I don't believe in the Kings. The Pels, like they're like I don't know. The Pels are confusing as hell. Like they're 6 seed.
The Kings and the Pels are the 2 teams I have the least faith in, but the other 8
that's the thing. I don't know. The Pels are a team that I don't even know how they got to the 6 seed, but they're there. And they've been like
they have a lot of good basketball players.
They've been the most quiet winning team in the league.
Their defense is good,
and it's been insane. And they have like, I think we've said it like before. They have the most boom or bust potential in terms of how much talent they have, like the players they have. As for the Kings, they're good. They'll probably make any series 6 or 7, but I don't think you have any faith in them really winning anything because they just don't have the talent, don't have the coaching, don't have the defense at all. And, Fox has been struggling, but Fox, I think he just got back to it his last couple games, but he has been struggling. Sabonis has been playing great, but the Kings just feel like you trust a little bit more teams that are under them as opposed to, like, where they should be now. So, I don't know. They're a weird team for me.
I just hope the East this year isn't a cakewalk because I think the Celtics are the best team in the league. And I think they're the most talented.
You're a flip-flopper, bro.
I really hope that...
When do you say...
No, he's a flip-flopper, bro.
How am I a flip-flopper? What did I say?
He said
on
something
Thursday.
I watched the episode
Thursday.
What did I say?
Saying that they could get picked.
They can get what?
I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, I don't have the most trust in them, but if you're...
You just said they're going to cake.
No, I didn't.
No, he said,
I didn't say they were
to
going
be
to
fair, he
cakewalk.
said, I hope it isn't a cakewalk.
Understood.
Yes.
Okay.
That's exactly what I said. The Celtics, if they...
What don't you trust?
I don't trust Joe Mazzulla still.
Okay.
That's still a
Winningest
question
coach in
mark.
NBA history.
That's a question mark for me.
Question ever. Don't get twisted.
Do you think?
And I don't trust their play style. They don't get in the paint nearly enough.
You didn't trust Joe Mazzulla last year, right?
They're an inconsistent jump shooting team.
So you're in on
and they're
Mazzulla.
very
No, what
reliant
I'm
on
saying
3-point
is
shooting.
you didn't trust
But
Joe
we've
Mazzulla
been-
last year, right?
We've been one of the best.
No, I didn't.
We've been
And
one of
they
the
went
best
to the
post-up
Isiah.
teams in the league.
And they should have made the finals.
But they got better from last year.
Joel, we're one of the best. No, we are the most efficient post-up team in the league because Porzingis is the most efficient post-up player right now. It's like 1.4 points per session, something insane.
Yeah, but the
That's
3-point
the-
variance with you guys is definitely a concern.
True, I do, but I think a lot of our concerns came, especially in close game situations in fourth quarters. I think with the post game now, with Porzingis, JT's been really effective. Jaylen Brown, even Drew Holiday in some moments, but not in crunch time. I think that look, which if they could go to it in those closing minutes, I have a lot more faith in the offense.
There's a reason why the Celtics are favorites to win the NBA championship. Like they're the most talented team in the league.
Yeah. And the East is also like the West. It's like who's coming out of the West. The East, it's more like can
We kind of
Boston
know.
beat
We
anyone?
if Boston is at their best, yeah, they're coming out the East. They're coming pretty easily. Just like last year. Last year,
Cavs got something to say about that?
Hey, listen, man.
Those brothers have a playoff
Let's be
series win.
serious.
You said what?
Playoff series win.
With the Caps?
Yeah,
Not
with this
yet.
score. Okay.
Not post LeBron, sadly.
No, not
Last
yet,
year,
not yet.
when
We'll
the
get there
Celtics
soon.
got
We'll get
Malcolm
there soon.
Brogdon, we all thought they was going to make the championship
Yeah.
and probably win it.
Brogdon was a big move at the time.
It was a big move. It was a big move
at the time.
Respect Malcolm Brogdon.
We all didn't know anything.
He won 6 man of the year. It just down the stretch he got hurt
Then
in
he
defense.
proceeded
If
to stop
JT
playing
didn't
defense.
hurt his ankle, man, who knows?
So I'm hoping the East isn't a cakewalk. Like
I don't think it will be.
Would I like to see the Celtics get upset? Absolutely, I would.
I know.
Absolutely.
Why?
Would I like the Knicks to
my
beat
Nobody
them?
likes. I'm fine with it. I wouldn't like us. Nobody likes Boston,
I will
especially
say
as
this.
a Knicks fan. As a team who he's got.
I'd rather root
East.
for Boston than root for Milwaukee. I really don't like Milwaukee.
I can respect that.
I really
Boston
don't
or the
like
Heat.
Milwaukee.
This may be a hot take,
And
but
they're
I-
pretenders, so it
But
doesn't
I
matter.
don't
Boston or the Heat.
understand, where does this disdain for both these teams stem from?
but he's a Knicks
Boston or
fan.
the Heat. Who'd you rather root for?
Oh my goodness.
Your South American brother.
That
was always
brother.
fraudulent.
Excuse me.
Man, it's time for the underdog for me, man. Story of the underdog.
This may be a hot take, but I do think we can get just as many exciting series in the East and in the West. You know, you got Cleveland, you got Philly. Hopefully, if Embiid does come back, and even if he is banged up, him coming back is just gonna make the series regardless entertaining. You know, you got the Pacers. You know, you got the Heat. You got Orlando. Like you could still get some the Bucks. You can get some really really good, interesting playoff series in the East as opposed to the West. So I think it can be a cakewalk, but I think even then, you know, Boston's still going to have some tough series, even though they're going to be favored in every series they play. There's still going to be some 6-7 game series sprinkled in there. Like I don't think they'll just walk away, like walk through the East.
That's going to be exciting.
Last year we went to 6 with the Hawks. You know, like I feel like we all talk about going 7 with the Sixers, 7 with the Heat, of course, but round 1, the writing was kind of on the walls when you go 6 with Atlanta. Given
unless they play the
Trae Young
Pacers
hit like a
round
game-winning shot with like 5 seconds left in one of those, but that was a series where you're going in as we were the number 2 seed. Atlanta, there was no world that should go 6
If you
games.
like
and
the
they
Heat or
kinda
the
fucked
AFC,
around.
that's a 6-game series. Boston and the Heat, no, like 6-game series right
Are we
there.
going to talk about the Celtics 2 years ago being better than last year?
Say it again.
The Celtics 2 years ago were better than last year's Celtics team.
Celtics 2 years ago. So you're saying
The team that went to the finals.
And Tatum choked in the finals.
Yeah.
I don't know. Last year had
I feel like
Brogdon.
Marcus Smart was better defensively.
Marcus Smart was definitely better defensively.
Rob Will.
Wasn't Jaylen Brown
unfortunately,
better
did get
last year
injured.
than he was?
Jaylen
No,
Brown.
2 years ago, Jalen Brown was.
He was
well,
really good.
he was better in the regular season,
that's
for
for
sure.
okay.
I think the Malcolm Brogdon addition is why last year's team was better.
And then Malcolm
They were-
also
But
did get
Brogdon
hurt.
down the stretch, he fell apart.
The team that you're talking about referring to, I think it was better because of Ime Udoka.
Yeah, well, you could.
defense-
you could,
the defense was
you
elite.
could attribute that to Ime. Also, Rob Will at 100% was unbelievable.
And
Him
Marcus Smart
Marcus
just
were
wasn't
beautiful.
the same defender last year as
He
he was
wasn't.
2 years ago. That changed a lot.
I don't disagree with you, Riv. I think the East is going to be exciting when it comes to playoff matchups. But let's be realistic, man. Like, how many teams in the East are actually going to win a championship or win the championship? Or you have,
The DNA to win the championship.
or you think can win it? There's only one.
To me, there's only one. Yeah.
Are we
in
saying?
the East? That's one. Team.
Listen, maybe I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
We're here. Wait, what did you say?
There's 2 teams. There's 2 teams, and I respect them. I'll leave one to you. A healthy New York Knicks team. Legitimately. You get Mitchell Robinson back in the lineup. Isaiah Hartenstein gets
championship?
back to go to the championship.
You're banking. A lot of things need to go right.
Correct.
You need a lot of guys
Just
coming
one.
back from injury.
I
This
really think it's just
elbow
one thing that he's
injury,
having.
I know he's supposed to come back with plenty of
Elbow
time.
injury is
but
tough.
It's, the way it happened was kind of
Randall.
weird. Randall, of course, and Randall, once he's expected back, it's because Loki is still out for another few weeks after the
I
All-Star
think
break,
he might
right?
be out for another month.
Yeah, so
That's all right.
he's
That's
if he
okay.
only. But the thing is, if Julius Randle only has like a handful of games to get ready for the playoffs, that's tough. We saw we started out this season, you know, in the regular season, he struggled, then
Fair
he found
enough.
a rhythm. So if he only has like 6-7 games, that's hard for him.
It's just the amount of talent that is on this New York Knicks roster. That's why I feel let them get healthy. It is February, and the timeline still is in place for these guys to come back during the late in the regular season, get a couple games underneath their belt, and then come postseason time. It's going to be dependent on their matchup, but right now they face Philadelphia. If you are a Knicks fan, you are salivating at
That's the
that,
best
especially
matchup.
with the idea that Joel Embiid may not be back for that matchup. Also, on top of that, I mean, you look at the 5 that is Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and if Mitchell Robinson is back and has enough time to get in game shape by playoff time, either him or Isaiah Hartenstein. I mean, that is a 5 that not many teams in the
really
East
good
want to
5.
see, and then I haven't even gotten to the bench yet.
I love the Knicks, but not only do things have to go right for them, the one thing that has to go wrong for the Celtics, and I'm not hoping this happens, but Kristaps Porzingis has to be unhealthy for us to beat the Celtics in the series. if that doesn't happen, I just don't know if we beat the Celtics.
You don't think Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle, that combination, or of course when Isiah gets his minutes, they can't at least do a good job or a decent job on him defensively?
I think we can, but then we just have to worry about our stars outplaying their stars. Mm-hmm. And I think Jalen Brunson can rise up to the moment.
For sure.
I'm not sure about Julius Randle. And Julius Randle, I think, will play better in these playoffs.
Okay, thank you. No, let him finish.
Okay.
Let him finish.
You guys let me finish my sentences.
Agreed. Let him finish.
I just
Whoa,
saw
I just looked at Riz. I was ready to hear you out.
I saw Riz's face.
I didn't say anything.
Oh,
I'm
my
just-
goodness.
Your face with 1,000 words.
What sucks for Julius Randle is that, man, the front courts in the East are really hard to go up against.
Yeah.
Evan Mobley, Jared Allen, Giannis, and Brook Lopez.
They've been kind of food this
With the
season.
Celtics, it's
Not that
Porzingis. I think he can get the better of him in that matchup. With the Heat, it's Bam Adebayo. It's tough. It's tough.
throw Alex
I
for
think
this, I'll be
I think
honest.
Randle has to be more reliant on his finishing and driving to the basket than jump shooting, and he can
Absolutely.
play really well. I just don't believe the Knicks have the top end talent to make the finals unless things go wrong for other teams. Specifically talking about Boston. Like things have to really go wrong to where OG legitimately shuts down one of Tatum and Brown. Porzingis is unhealthy and he's not playing well. There has to be a lot of things that go wrong.
Man, just didn't even talk about Josh Bogdanovich, Alec Burks.
You guys have a really solid 10-man unit.
Those are great players. Like those are great players.
And then you're
They're
saying
solid.
top end talent. It's not like Jalen Brunson hasn't been arguably the best guard in the East.
Yeah, but then you're talking about Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown.
And also, that's a
Kristaps
tough
Porzingis.
matchup going up against
No, of
Derrick
course
White
the
and Drew
Celtics
Holiday,
are.
too.
Would they are they underdogs in that series? 10,000%. Am I saying that the Celtics wouldn't be the ones that I would choose in the
know
moment?
what I think
Sure.
I think the
difference
Celtics
is-
would be heavy favorites.
But giving a puncher's chance, the Knicks have a puncher's chance because they have a deep team.
a puncher's chance is what? Like a 5-game series, 6?
The same way that
5 games.
it's a little different.
A puncher's chance
games
is
is
pretty
damn near-
unlikely.
I think that's probably a 6-game series.
I mean, again, a majority of the world thought that the Heat were going to lose to the
That's
Celtics
a fact.
last
That's a
season.
fact.
You know what's
It's
crazy?
also Spo is those Heat with their voodoo.
Thibodeau
magic
is
shit.
not a bad coach.
No, not at all.
But I think
I'm
so
not saying
far
he is.
from that.
the difference.
He's not
Like
Spo.
if you looked at the Heat's team in the ECF and then the Heat team in the finals last year, and you look at this Knicks team, there's not a big difference in talent. There's not a
Not
big
really.
difference. Off, you could probably lean the
Knicks are more talented.
The difference is the coaching. That's what, and of course Jimmy Butler damn near going insane nuclear. But the main difference is the coaching between these two teams. Like Spo is the best in the game at what he does, especially in the
1000%.
playoffs. And Tibbs is not a bad coach, but he's not the best coach. You know, he's not the best coach in terms of adjustments. He's not the best coach in terms of offensive scheme. Defensively, he's one of the best coaches in the league for sure. But that's kind of his one and only mark. And I think, you know, going up against a team like Boston who has the talent, the reason why Miami always either almost beats them or beats them is they always have the coaching disparity in that playoff series. They never. I don't remember the last time. Probably in the bubble was the last time they had the same talent or like better team, but they've always had the coaching difference, and that's what's kept them over the top against most teams. So
if the Knicks could beat Boston, you think the Knicks can win the finals?
I guess by that transitive property, because the Boston Celtics are the best team in the NBA, but it could be very matchup dependent.
yes,
Like
man,
if they
yeah.
go against the Nuggets, Jokic can still dominate that series, even if Mitchell Robinson and Isaiah Hartenstein are the ones primarily on him. Jalen Brunson and Dante DiVincenzo, Jamal Murray's still going to be able to get the better of him. MPJ against, I don't know, probably you'd have to switch OG Anunoby to play up on Jamal because that's going to be one of their primary ball handlers. But it's just, I don't know. You look at the Nuggets, they have that championship pedigree. They have the experience already. That would be a tough matchup for the Knicks. But it's going to be a tough matchup against the Boston Celtics. And again, I'm only giving names that have a puncher's chance. I look at the Knicks as a team that has a puncher's chance. You're going to talk about a team that has a puncher's chance. We haven't talked about the Miami Heat, who we know come playoff time, they're a different team.
Miami Heat did beat the Bucks.
And
by
one
30.
team I feel like we're leaving out specifically. I feel like these last few days, these last couple of weeks, really watching and honing
Milwaukee?
in. You might be right, Mr. Dehls. This defense is bad, and I don't know if it's fixable come playoff time.
The Bucks are done. The Bucks are done. They're not doing anything of
I don't
substance
have
this year.
tough because this offense is still good. And Dame hasn't even reached that level
Dame
yet.
has gotten worse.
I know.
Like January he shot under 30% from
but
three.
December was elite. He was back into that 30, 38, almost 40% from three. And then to drop off the way that he did in January.
Who did the Bucks play?
Let's look, actually. That's a good question.
That wasn't even when they smoked us. They smoked us in January.
Yeah.
It's not even about Dame or Giannis, really. It's about, I can't trust Chris Middleton to be healthy. Brook Lopez has dealt with injuries this year, too. And you still don't have depth. There's still no depth there. The Patrick Beverley acquisition was solid.
But that's
it was good for them.
so matchup dependent.
Yeah.
That doesn't help you against Boston.
It doesn't fix the problem. I think the Bucks are done. I think they're done. And this just the God's honest truth about the Bucks is when they won a championship, what led them to winning was their top end defense.
Yeah.
We seen the Nets. I thought the Nets was going to beat them if the Nets were healthy. And then we see Mikal Bridges come out on a podcast the other day saying that they didn't try against the Bucks after they were up 2-0 because they thought they just had the series in the bag.
Be honest. How did you feel after hearing that statement?
I thought it was a loser statement.
Okay, thank you. It's embarrassing.
It was a loser statement because
Giannis
dropped 50 on y'all in Game 7. It's the NBA Finals. You got to try.
Game 6. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Game 6. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it went 7.
Yeah,
it went 6.
Yeah.
Giannis dominated, and Mikal Bridges was oftentimes the guy that they was trying to hope that could stop Giannis, but he can't stop Giannis. That was a terrible statement. It was. But back to the Bucks, I felt like a lot of things broke their way in that playoff run. And while I think Giannis is a dominant player, the numbers don't lie. He's one of the 5 best players in the world. In a playoff series, you can scheme around his offensive weaknesses, which makes offense tougher. And this time around, they don't have that elite defense to fall back on if that happens. Mm-hmm. I think they're done. I think they're the biggest pretender in the Eastern Conference.
You can have a scheme to stop Giannis's or to really heighten his weaknesses, but the acquisition of Damian Lillard, which is why I say we haven't seen Dame hit his stride yet on a consistent basis to really see this offense. You're 100% right,
50
Deli.
games in.
I agree with you. You really have to turn it on. But it's crazy because, again, in December, he really was on one, and there really aren't too many matchups that you can look at and think, oh, man, these are really some good performances, where against Boston, he went and shot 30% from 3, had 27. But against the Knicks, this is in November. I'm chatting. In the month of December, did face against the Knicks, had 28 shots, 71% from 3. Saw the Knicks 3 times, actually. He played well in 2 of the 3. But to have the fall off that he did in January where he shot 28% from 3, I mean, that's where you can become concerned with the Milwaukee Bucks. But where you have Giannis's weaknesses, the hope is that come playoff time with Damian Lillard, it allows those weaknesses to be a little bit alleviated because you have the strengths of Damian and his perimeter shooting, his ability to get to the basket, ability to hopefully space the floor a little bit for Giannis. But I understand that does become tough when Dame hasn't been that efficient player for them so far.
What do we think Dame is, though?
A great scorer, elite scorer.
After the first round, Dame's playoff stats are trash.
Okay, but he also hasn't played with Giannis Antetokounmpo.
This is a different expectation.
And he's playing like shit.
And he's playing terrible this year.
He hasn't been playing
okay,
well.
To his standards.
Okay, thank you.
Worst all-star starter in the league by far.
This year.
Yes.
Okay. Because
By far.
I don't want to get to his
East all-star guard this year amongst all the guys that made it.
No,
he's
most
the worst
definitely.
guard.
He should honestly. He should
might
not
be the
on the
worst
team.
guard on the team.
It's kind of crazy. He should not be on the team.
And we're
On both
trusting.
teams?
Yes.
And we're trusting a guy who, after the first round, has not performed up to his elite level to go in a playoff run with the Bucks. I don't see it.
Even in that.
I don't. That's why I don't have the Bucks in my contender list. I think there's too many questions to be 50 games into the season. Realistically, we're going to talk about a lot of teams. There's only 3 teams I think to win a championship. In the East, there's only one. It's the Boston Celtics. I respect you giving credit to the New York Knicks because fully healthy, they could give them a run for their money, go 6-7 games. Oh, yeah. But you need multiple players to get healthy. And then on top of that, you got to hope Julius Randle is able to show up. The West, though, realistically, I think there's 2 teams, and there's one team just below it. The Denver Nuggets won a championship last year. You have the best player in the world. Jamal Murray is a playoff riser.
Oh, yeah.
They have the DNA to win another championship and go back-to-back. But the other team I'm looking for in the West, and this is a team that I counted out last season, but the Clippers have looked so damn good this year through 50-55 games. The way Ty Lue's been able to kind of reinvent this team, Westbrook going to the bench, James Harden being top 5, top 6 in assists, Kawhi having the year he has, Paul George too. This team with Kawhi being able to play at a top 5 level in the playoffs, which we've seen time and time again, they're real scary. The one team on the outside looking in that I kind of fell off a little bit, but now I'm kind of creeping back on are the Wolves. Just because I think the Wolves are the team that could give Denver the biggest fight in the playoffs. Because I'm looking at these teams like, who can beat Denver at the end of the day? Who's best equipped to beat Denver? The Wolves are that one team I look at saying their defensive prowess, having Rudy and Kat, they could give Jokic and those guys some trouble.
And the only team in the East is the Celtics.
Only Boston to me. Because even if the Knicks somehow get past them, there's a lot of teams in the West. And that Western Conference, there's 2, 3, 4 teams I think are better than New York.
Yeah, I don't think that the Boston Celtics go into this playoffs as shaky as they did last year, where they kind of felt, hey, we're leaps and bounds better than all these teams, and they kind of got caught with their pants down in some of those series. So I think this year they play with a different mindset. I'm with you. I do have the Boston Celtics as the clear favorite to come out of the East. But in the Western Conference, it gets a little bit dicey when it comes to contenders, really, because you're right. The Minnesota Timberwolves, although their offense has been a little bit sketchy of recent, that defense is still number 1 in the league, and it is held down by arguably the best rim protector in the game in Rudy Gobert. I say arguably because my opinion will always be Anthony Davis. Victor Wembanyama's climbing up the ranks. I mean, 3.2 blocks. Insane.
Like
2010 and 3 in his rookie season. I was having a conversation with Luke, and shout out to the Six Man Show. He said, this is the worst Victor's ever going to be. And that's the truth. It's crazy.
You saw him working out with Jamal Crawford or not working out with there on the
He did
court.
that behind the back dribble move. That was crazy. It was. And also, I'm getting sidetracked, and I'm sorry. It's just exciting to talk about Vic. He's an elite pull-up shooter. He's terrible catch and shoot. What sense does that make?
Just the mechanics of it. I feel like when you're pull-up shooting, you're kind of jumping with the ball, where you're catch and shooting, you're staying flat-footed.
Pull-up, you're a little bit more in rhythm. You are in control of the basketball.
That just tells me put the ball in his hand more.
I'm a great pull-up three-point shooter.
You are a solid pull-up.
Terrible
catch. I'm a little bit.
Is it just being in rhythm?
I think it's just I don't know, to be. I'm just better off
And it's
the
funny.
pull-up.
It's because catch and shoot, I've really become great at that. Pull-ups, it's so hit or miss with me because sometimes I put a little bit too much on it just because I'm caught in that motion, and then suddenly I pull up and it's just too much energy being exerted.
Lucky when you're catch and shoot, though, like you're sitting there. If you know the ball, you know you're going to shoot, so you get in your own head. You know,
Yeah,
if it's pull-up, it's more really like, oh, wait, no one's stepping up.
I like
Pop
shooting
it.
on the move better.
Fair enough.
I feel like it just gives you too much of a vibe. Like you come off the dribble, pow, boom.
You
I
think
like there's
catch and
more
shoot, there's
energy
thought
with it,
process
for
into
sure.
it?
Yeah.
I feel like just having the rhythm of like, I'm not stationary.
Fair enough.
Could throw me off.
But how do you shoot? Like,
I mean, I don't really create my own jumper. Don't get me wrong, but
because my pull up is like, if I'm coming off the pull up, I like the side, then like shoot like kind of crooked in a way.
I think my base when I catch and shoot is solid. What messes me up is my arm. Sometimes I can go in like
Follow
a little
through.
bit of a different direction. It's not always consistent.
You know what it is? Bring that elbow in. You bring that
It's always
elbow
the
in,
elbow.
it forces you to go straight.
Yeah.
I'm trying to instill that in my brother over there.
Dehls, you mentioned 3 teams, and Boston looks like the clear favorite in the East. You know, you mentioned the Knicks, and you think I was gonna mention Cleveland, but I'm kind of like 50-50 on it. You know, I think it's easy for people to look at last year and think, you know, based off what happened last year in the playoffs, this is not a good team. But this year, they just look so much better than how they looked last year in just terms of the players on their roster, the spacing, the defense, and continuity. JB Bickerstaff has looked better. So I'm about 50-50. I think I'm more on what Joel is saying. Like, they need a couple things to go right for them to come out the East, you know, with Boston being so great and them shooting at this high level. You know, Donovan Mitchell, if he can get back to that playoff form he had post like the last 2 years, then that could be great for them. But I'm going to list some teams in the West, and you guys tell me if they're contenders. So we're going to start at number 1.
real quick before you go, contenders, are we saying can reach the finals, can win the finals?
I'm going to list some teams in the West, and you tell me if they can make the finals. Yes or no.
Okay.
So that's the cutoff. No Western Conference Finals.
Make the finals.
Do you want to make Western
We
Conference?
should make the cutoff Western Conference Finals.
feel like that's
No,
fair.
if we do
Western
the Western
Conference
Conference Finals, we're
like-
going to say a lot of yeses.
I'm gonna say so many yeses.
So
feel
let's
like
just
you-
do
I don't think you
finals.
should.
If we do finals, this conversation gets a lot
Because
more
a lot more
concise.
things could happen Western Conference Finals. Like another team can knock out this team. Like at some
I
point,
mean,
you have
all
to go
these
through
teams
them.
got to play each other. There's no running and ducking in the West.
I like make the finals.
Because if we can make the Western Conference Finals, then we're talking about the Suns. The Mavericks
only-
could even come up in
It
conversation
should
for
only
some
be like
teams.
6 or so. All right, listen.
Okay.
Okay, so we'll go with the finals. Number 1, we're going to start Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes,
I'm
they
going to
can
say
make the finals.
Anthony Edwards is amazing come playoff time. But
Offense
I
is getting
do
slightly better.
worry about playoff setting Rudy Gobert. It's not his fault, but it's just what history has shown me. I do think the Wolves are different from what he's been experiencing in the past. Make the finals. I'm going to say no.
They're contenders. The defense gives them a high floor. The problem in Utah with Gobert was perimeter defense.
Correct.
That's not a problem here. Anthony Edwards, I just trust him as one of those guys in the playoffs that rises to the moment. We're going to see a locked-in Anthony Edwards on
Jason
defense. We're going to see him be an excellent offensive player, borderline superstar. And I think there's just a mature team. They got a lot of veterans on that team. It's not a young team. They have a couple young players, but it's a veteran team.
I want you to answer too, Riff.
Of course, yeah. I think if they don't get into a turnover-heavy environment in the half court, their offense can become a little bit better. Then, yeah, I would say yes. I do think the two big man system is odd at sometimes. I think defensively they're able to hold up. That would be good. Some of these small ball team lineups, they could dominate, but they could also give them some hell. But I'm going to say yes. I think the Timberwolves are contenders. They can make the finals, excuse me. Number 2 seed, the Oklahoma City Thunder.
This one's tough. I think that they're a year away. They're a young team. I still think that they can make some noise come playoff time. They will win a playoff series, but making the NBA Finals with this young of a roster, I'm going to say no.
I'm with Drew. They feel a little bit too young. Shea is in that age range, 25, 26, where he's experienced enough to make a run, but he hasn't made a run yet. And then the other dudes around him are mostly year 2, year 3 players, some rookies in taste like a Case and Wallace. So they're still probably a year or two from being a real contender.
Chet Holmgren, technically rookie, too.
Exactly, yeah.
SGA is the veteran on this team. I know they just acquired Gordon Hayward, but SGA has been the lone vet on this team for most of the season. They're too young. They're too inexperienced. Chet Holmgren, J-Dub, first time being in the playoff setting. SGA, first time being in the playoff setting as the number 1 guy on an offense. I'm curious to see how the fouls translate to the playoffs. In the regular season, he gets a lot of ticky-tack fouls. Will that translate to the playoffs? Will that throw off his game at least a little bit? I don't think it will, but that's something to look out for. I'm going to say no. I don't think they're contenders.
I do think Oklahoma is a well-balanced offense and defensive team.
Very.
You know, I think SGA will translate. I think this is one of the few teams that experience isn't going to matter. I think this team is going to be ready to play. But I'm going to say no because I think there's just a couple more teams better than them. I think they don't match up physically with the Timbs, with Denver, and I think they can go small ball with the Clippers, but I would take the Clippers as a more talented team.
Also curious how many minutes Josh Giddey plays in the playoffs.
He should not play more than 25.
Can I ask you
25
should not play more than 15.
Yes.
He shouldn't, but I think he'll get the 20.
in terms of matching up against Minnesota, with Chet's ability to stretch the court, bring
I just think they're
Gobert
too
out.
small.
Okay.
That's a bad rebounding series for them.
For
I think defensively that's a tough one for SGA if they play certain guys out there, and I think the guys who they are gonna have to play are too small for a team like.
Because the lineup, I'm thinking it would be SGA, J-Dub. It depends. Isaiah Joe or Gordon Hayward, depending. Chet Holmgren.
Chet's the lone big.
Facts, and I didn't even mention probably Dort, who probably will be out there too. With that idea, you know J-Dub can shoot the basketball. Lugan Dortz can knock down some threes. Isaiah Joe's a great shooter. Chet Holmgren can stretch. It's going to be dependent. We were just having this conversation on Joel Moran show where is SGA's jump shot going to be consistent enough come playoff time where you know he's cashing the mid-range, but his ability to stretch beyond into the three-point range, he's an elite finisher at the basket. He's going to be forced in these situations in series like Minnesota to either kick out, make the right pass, which he's shown to do, or finish in traffic against a Rudy Gobert or against a Nikola Jokic, especially if they're going to make these deep playoff runs. If Chet's on the court, I feel like that still will be it will allow OKC to continue to play that brand of basketball that they've been playing all season long. So which in the series versus Minnesota, I don't know if it's going to be as matchup hell for OKC, given the fact that Chet can pull their big out of the paint area, or depending on who's going to be playing the defense on Chet Holmgren, to allow SGA to still get to his spots.
I agree. I just think you're talking about one portion of the game, which I think OKC is going to be fine with. It was in the pick and roll.
And they're still a great shooting team.
For sure. But in terms of like rebounding the ball defensively, if Chet gets in foul trouble now, what do you do? Having guys, you're going to have to play Giddey at some point. If the rookies like Case and Wallace, the young players, are not hitting shots, what are you going to do? If SGA is forced into the paint against Rudy Gobert, there's just so many things wrong with this Timberwolves matchup because of the fact that they lack size. they lack anything down low. They lack any backup outside of Chet. And even then, Chet is not this physically imposing big. You know, he's a flash finesse type of big. You know, he struggles against big. I saw him struggle one time against Isiah Hartenstein. So I like physically, he just cannot do it.
Isiah Hartenstein's a really good defender.
He is,
though.
but my point is, he like physically, he's just not at that point in his career.
I
right
gotcha.
now.
I gotcha.
Like Tim's Denver, tough matchup. You know, the Clippers, Suns, they match up, but I think talent wise, bar for bar, I think the Suns and the Clippers would probably give them hell.
OKC.
Yes. The next team, number 3 team in the league. The number 3 seed in the West, Los Angeles Clippers. I'll get mine out of the way, yes.
Now, this team most definitely can go to the NBA Finals, but it's all dependent on the health of the big 3, James Harden, Paul George, and, of course, more importantly than any of the other 2, Kawhi Leonard.
They're a contender.
Yeah, absolutely. Kawhi, the way he's playing, Ty Lue is one of the best coaches in the league, in my opinion. James Harden's fitting perfectly. Russ off the bench. I mean, if there was any year for the Clippers to make it, it feels like this is the year.
Yeah, not just health, too, just like Harden and PG not choking. Like, that would, like, and then, like, this is another team, like you mentioned, Boston is very jump shot reliant. The Clippers are the same thing. They're very jump shot reliant.
Best 3-point shooting team in the
for
league,
sure.
though.
And Powell is a credit to that too.
Yeah.
They can hit at an insane clip, but you know sometimes when they're not hitting, they rely on tough shot making a little too much. When you have 3 players like that, I understand it, but I would love for them to get more easier looks. And sometimes in the playoffs, you know, that could hurt them.
Norman Powell's been the best catch and shoot player damn near in the league.
No, he does not. He catches it and goes up no matter what's going on.
Norman Powell been given a lot of credit to for the past few seasons to him being a Clipper. He is like that.
Number 4 seed in the West, the Denver Nuggets. I'll say easily yes.
100%.
Yes. Yep.
Although depth is a little
their
bit
bench is
more
lower.
of a concern.
They good.
Yeah, they should be good. They should be good because, of course, in a playoff setting, you just need 7 guys.
Number 5 team in the West, the Phoenix Suns. I think this is the tricky one.
This is the wild card. This is the dark horse team right here where I can't say they're pretenders with the big 3 they got. But I'm not 100% sold on them being contenders because I don't know if they're going to rise up to the moment when they're in those fourth quarters against the Clippers and the Nuggets. This is kind of in the middle for me. I know it's a scapegoat, but this is one of the dark horse teams in the West.
Yes or no?
Can't count out the big 3.
Okay.
You have to say yes.
I'm going to go yes. I think they are.
Okay. I'm going to say yes because of Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, but of course injury is always going to be at the forefront with this team. And then defensively, I still have my questions, especially in a playoff setting. Although they've been trending in the right direction, I do have my in the back of my mind thinking that it could still be a crux of theirs.
They're another team heavily reliant, mostly on mid-rangers. They're most mid-rangers in the league, and in terms of getting to the rim and 3-point shots, they're like in the 20s. So they live and die by the mid-range. They have 2 of the best, maybe the best of all time. And then you got Devin Booker there too. But that's a tough way to battle to a finals when you have Clippers and Denver who could beat you in multiple different ways. I don't have them as a contender.
I think Dehls said it. I forgot where he said it, but the shit was so funny to me. He was like, the fact if you have Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and you're a dark horse, that's a problem. And it's funny, but it is true. They are kind of like the dark horse in the West. You know, we talked about the top 4 teams pretty much ever since the Clippers got back on the map. You know, who's going to come out of those 4? And the Suns have been quietly, sneakily been in the hunt, you know, getting healthier, you know, picking up some pieces off the buyout or in trade, you know. And I think being in the middle for this team makes sense, but I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say yes. I can see a world where they can make the finals. Number 6 team in the West, the Pelicans.
No.
They cannot make the NBA Finals. I think they're better than a lot of people give credit for because
60
people like jokes better than facts. But
what's the facts?
What's
the jokes?
The jokes that Zion Williamson is not dedicated to basketball. He's fat. He's lazy. He's out of shape. Zion's been playing good basketball.
Are you saying they're a contender?
No.
Oh, sorry.
No, he said no.
He needs to be better.
He needs to be more aggressive.
He's one of the worst defenders I've ever seen in basketball.
But in terms of facilitating an offense, he's pretty damn good at it.
Yeah.
They need a pick between him and Ingram. Both of them don't fit.
I don't think it's a pick. I think you trade.
You go with Zion.
There's reports out there that he's going to get moved this offseason.
Yeah, Zion.
Zion might not want to be there though.
Shit, reset.
Who knows? Zion with more usage is a 27, 28 point per game guy. Mm-hmm. You can't have a guy like Ingram playing next to him and taking away shots. With all due respect to Ingram.
Don't do that.
I don't think it's that.
You're saying that like he's not.
I don't think Willie
that.
Green has been good either. You know, I think he has struggles in his own way, but I also think just for Zion specifically, well, for the team in general, I don't know. It's just
His
a weird
usage
team.
is insane. It's like almost 30%.
Who's Zion?
Yes.
But is he used in the right way?
I mean, he plays on ball a lot.
Usage
He
rate.
facilitates
I don't think
the
BI
offense.
takes away touches.
Let's see Let's see BI's usage.
Yeah, solid.
They're not contenders.
No, they're not.
No.
I don't think they can win a playoff series.
I don't think there's
shit.
I don't think there's a point of having a serious conversation about them.
They would play the Clippers right now. They give the Clippers hell. Okay.
Jesus,
They're not beating the Clippers in a 7-game series.
BI's usage
They just
is
they
high
don't
as
like
fuck,
they just don't have the star power to do
What
it.
about CJ's?
CJ shits might be too high too.
So for comparison, Brandon Ingram's usage is 28.7,
Could have just went to the team
98%.
and it would have showed you all their usage rate.
Oh, really?
Oh God,
That's funny.
Oh god.
Wow.
But Zion's is 28.9. Let's see. That's funny.
All right. On to the number 7 team in the West, Joel's favorite team.
Here we go.
The Dallas Mavericks. Yes or
contenders.
no?
It's 23.9.
They're a dark horse. They're contenders.
They're most definitely not.
I think the Mavericks are the biggest dark horse in the West right now. They've been injured all
Lakers
season
exist.
long. Kyrie Irving has missed half the season already. Maxi
They
Kleber has
can win
missed more
3
than that.
straight playoff series.
Luka Doncic is an all-time great player.
Stop. He's been that before. And
Yeah, but the difference is that when he's been that before, in the bubble, Kristaps Porzingis got hurt, and they lost in the first round.
He didn't get hurt the next time.
The next time,
He just wasn't
Jalen Brunson didn't play good in that series. He played
That's not
terribly.
an excuse. He got locked up.
No, okay, yeah, but I'm saying Luka. What I'm saying is that Luka had no help around him.
Because
no
the dude
serious
wasn't
help.
playing.
Can I
Okay.
get Jalen Brown struggles versus Jason Tatum cop out for last year?
No,
And they get
we're not
Steve-
giving you
okay.
that.
That's what he's doing. I don't know if I can.
When last time
Luka-
Kyrie has played well in the playoff series?
I know, but now he's playing with Luka.
Oh, okay. He makes
Yeah.
guys better. I forgot.
So I'm just saying, in the first 2 series in the first round where he lost in 7 games,
See, I'm not the one getting disrespectful. Just
Luka
keep that in mind.
didn't have much help. I mean, don't you think Luka's a top 3 player in the world?
Wait, what the fuck?
Why
I'm
are you
not
disrespecting
disrespecting
Luka?
You let him watch. You
Well,
let
listen,
him
hold up.
trick you.
For one, let's just stay on topic.
Why does everything have to get animated when we're talking about Luka, man?
The Mavericks are the biggest dark horse in the West.
Sure.
No.
They're on a 6-game
Lakers.
win streak heading into the All-Star break. They will finish at minimum with one of the top 5 seeds in the West. And I think they got a chance at even finishing with a top 4 seed in the
Not a
Western
bad take.
Conference. Luka Doncic is a top 3 player in the world.
For sure.
Kyrie Irving is his co-star, and I think Kyrie Irving, this is the happiest I've seen Kyrie in a place.
He's been happy for sure.
In Dallas since the Nets, since after that first year in Boston, because his first year in Boston, it was great.
I think it's re-signing.
I think Kyrie Irving is in a happy place right now. I think he's going to show up in the playoffs. And I think the additions they made at the trade deadline were huge. PJ Washington is an athletic defender. He's really good. And Daniel Gafford now gives you 2 big men in the playoffs. It gives you a lob threat. It gives you a nice defender. You have 48
Not
minutes
for
of,
sure. Daniel
of
Gafford
actual.
versus the Joker is nuts. It's
But
an elite matchup.
It's better than Dwight Powell versus
I don't know. I don't think
Dwight
it's gonna
Powell
matter.
was their starting center in series pass. Bojan Marjanovic was their starting center in series pass. You know what I'm saying? So
That might be Cap. Are you lying?
Boban.
Oh, are you sure he was starting?
He started some games. Yeah, he did.
Against who? The Clippers?
It might have been the second series against the Clippers.
Oh, that's fine then.
It might have been, and he was out playing Kristaps Porzingis in that series too.
That's not good.
So
that
that
was when
the
they went
issue.
small. Yeah, because they were going like Marcus Morris at the 5 and shit.
So I think the Mavericks have the team around Luka. I think they have the co-star. And when all-time great players go nuclear in the playoffs, which Luka
still lose.
does, they can go on a run, but they can also go on a run.
I don't have them as a contender. I think they can make the Western Conference Finals. I do think that's still their ceiling because Luka's been, one of the top 5.
So if they can
MVP
make it with
candidates this year.
WCF, why can't they just go to the finals?
I don't know if they can get past the Clippers and the Wolves and they're going to go through 2 of those teams.
Let me ask you.
which makes
Okay,
it tough.
so let's paint a funny. Let's paint a realistic scenario. They are the 7th seed right now. They're not them. The Pelicans or the Suns are right next to each other. There's a world where they can play the Clippers or the Timbs in the second round.
That's tough.
But you think they can still make the WCF? So
I think that's their ceiling. WCF. I don't know if they can make the finals.
they're gonna have to get past either one of those teams.
I do know what you're saying, but what if they have
Like
to
you're
go
praying
through,
for a specific scenario.
I'm
to finish
saying like,
up.
what if they get past the Clippers in the second round, but now they play Denver in the conference finals? Like, I don't know if you can avoid. They have certain matchups where I think they'd be okay, but to go through the entire Western Conference.
So you're saying like
it's tough for them.
WCF for them is like a specific scenario?
Yeah, I do. And Luka's done it in the past, so I'm not saying like he can't
I
do
think
it.
Luka's gonna show up regardless.
He will. It's just like That's a tough way to go to the finals where just every night he's just got to be the best player on the court. He can't have an off night. It's tough. Listen, they got to WCF, lost in 5, but you kind of saw the limitations to it. Of course, you have Kyrie there now who you didn't in the past. But then everyone outside of them, they have specific roles they have to play, but can they play them in a high level in a high leverage playoff situation?
I think the Western Conference is going to finish like this. The top 3 seeds are going to be the Timberwolves, the Clippers, and the Nuggets. I think OKC drops to 4, and I think the Mavs finish with the 5th seed.
And they play Denver. It's over, bro.
No, in the first round they face.
Oh,
they face OKC.
Oh, you're preying on them playing OKC.
I think
Denver's
they,
trying to manifest. You're just trying to manifest the shit.
He's preying on them playing OKC.
I think they face OKC,
They can beat OKC
in the first round. They have the 6th easiest schedule. The Dallas Mavericks do after the All-Star break. They finished with a top 6 seed, number 1. Drew gives me my money for the bet that we made.
Good luck. You got some things that have to break your way.
We play
in years past. Look, listen.
Sometimes.
On paper, the Clippers should be
Boston?
favorites.
Yeah, fuck.
But I've seen Luka take the Clippers to 7 with little to no help.
Oh God.
So I don't think it's out of the realm possibility that they could beat them in a series.
No, they can beat OKC.
OKC, yes. I'm
beat
talking
OKC.
about the Clippers. That's a dogfight.
Wait, wait, hold on. They went to 7. He had no help.
This was
the
years
Clippers
ago, man.
weren't what they
This is a
are
different
now.
team. They're both
now
different
they've
teams.
added
Dallas Mavericks
Harden.
aren't either.
No, but
The Mavericks are
they
better
both
too.
got better.
Yeah.
But the Clippers really got so much, and they were already beating them.
They got so much better because they added a player.
They had James Harden.
I mean,
And
the
they have
Clippers.
Westbrook off the
players.
bench now.
The Clippers in the
They had two
bubble.
players.
The Clippers
You
in the
lied.
bubble were favorites to win the championship.
They
Were
had
they
the 2
not?
players. They had the 2 players.
Norman Powell and James Harden. Who and who?
No, Westbrook and
Said
James
who
Harden.
and who?
Okay, Westbrook and James Harden. Westbrook is not. He doesn't move me much.
But PJ Washington does?
In a
Can we be so
playoff
serious
series,
right now?
in a playoff series, Westbrook doesn't move me much,
But
bro.
PJ does.
As a defender, yes, he does.
Okay, Westbrook's been a solid defender this year.
But I'm saying, if you took a team to 7, that means that you can beat them, bro. It's a 7-game
that
series.
was 2 years ago.
That was
You have to stop. That
It,
was like
it
2
was
years
twice in a row, but they still had the core
No,
of
them
LeBron.
Them having James Harden makes them different, dude.
It makes them different, but
You
the
have to-
Mavericks now have Kyrie.
So now it's Kawhi, Paul George, James Harden versus Luka, Kyrie. Okay.
I don't think the Clippers are the worst matchup in the world.
No,
That's
they actually
definitely
that
Denver.
is a favorable
I
matchup
have
in
a
terms
question.
of roster construction. And
If they
lineup
face in a
wise.
series, is that not a 7-game series again? You don't think so?
I
could
think
be
that
6.
I
It
think
could be
6.
7.
I think 6.
Is Kawhi switching on to Luka?
It doesn't matter.
I'm asking a question.
Maybe in the fourth quarters and stuff.
So in the fourth
But
quarter,
he
when it
won't
matters
guard him for the
most,
entire game.
In the fourth
That's
quarter,
lunacy.
Yeah, but Luka, bro, he was matched up with Luka before, and Luka was
gonna get his.
dominating this in the series.
Luka's gonna
Dominating
get
who?
his.
Everybody,
You're lying.
and not in the fourth
You're
because
lying
he was
strong.
gassed
No,
out.
you're lying bad right now.
Being gassed on the
Luka
fourth side
never
makes sense.
dominated Kawhi. Don't lie.
He did play well against him, though.
Can't lie to me.
You have the matchups, Zach?
I have him in my brain. I'm pretty sure he was shooting like 42% against Kawhi.
Listen. If they can take them to 7,
You're
they can
praying
beat
on
them in
I'll
the
be
Luka to
honest.
beat
That
Kawhi in
listen
Game
told
7.
me all I have to know.
Yeah, the listen, yeah, cooked.
Okay.
All right, one more
You
team,
have-
baby.
Do you have? You didn't say. You
No,
didn't
I
answer.
said,
He said no. Well, we know where
Okay.
he stands.
I also don't have Dallas as a contender. I'm sorry.
listen. I said Gafford. It moved me. I like that move a lot.
And versus Joker, I
That's
can't
what
wait
we
to
did.
see
Then
it.
that line right there.
Yeah.
Mwah.
That was-
So if there is a team, because you guys are going by like contenders, pretenders, straight up, I understand that. That's fair.
Because the question is,
don't-
can they reach the NBA finals?
Yeah, you don't see a scenario where that can happen. I do.
Fuck no.
I have actually simulated it in 2K. Before.
That would be-
I do,
For record, a great run by Luka, like one of them ones for sure.
and I think will have one of those.
No, he's
eventually.
capable of that
Yo,
himself.
Riv, what's your opinion on the conversations around Luka Doncic being a good defender now? He's a good defender.
He
bro.
does not guard good players.
No.
But he's been holding his own. So
He
shout out
has.
to him. He
Against
does not
what-
guard good
against
players.
players that
Stationary
just-
players.
Yeah, they're still.
Right.
Listen, I respect that propaganda push. I really
No, I
do.
respect the fact that even the
respected
bad
it.
players, because
I
bad players
respected
will
it.
cook. Listen,
Yeah, no, them
Steph
NBA players-
Curry, bad players
them
used to
NBA
cook
players-
Steph all the time for sure. Then he got in the weight
That
room. Now the bad players
matchup
don't cook.
difficulty
Yeah.
really
I
stands
just don't.
out.
I just don't see like top players usually guard the opposing team's best players.
in crunch time.
Steph Curry doesn't do
He's
it.
not a defender.
Giannis doesn't even do it.
Just in crunch time.
Giannis is a rim protector.
Yeah, he is. In crunch time, the elite defenders pick up.
Just
on
like,
the
you know,
elite.
Some-
Tatum could lock up.
Jokic doesn't do
JB
that.
could lock up.
Okay, but he's not an elite defender.
I mean,
Okay, nobody's saying Luka's an elite defender,
No, correct.
but he's passable, and all you need from him is solid.
Like
You just
even
need solid
LeBron at
improvement.
age 39, when you need him for a possession, he can.
They're going to pick on Luka because
put his
he's
own.
usually he's passable, but he's usually the weakest defender, and you want to make him tired. You know, you want to make him tired so that he won't score a lot of.
Trust me, I'm
putting him in action every single time.
That's what they did to Steph.
Yeah.
The Lakers did the same thing to Steph.
Correct.
He's tired as shit.
And that happens, and he's
it.
still first all time in playoff points per game.
Oh, yes.
What's the next team?
You know the next team.
Next
No,
team.
wait,
there's two
I
more.
didn't
There's
ask
two
my
more
question.
until we
I
get
didn't
there.
ask my question.
Oh, what's your question?
Who's a dark horse team in the West for you guys?
It would be the Suns. For me, it's the Suns.
The dark horse team 1,000% is the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh my God, let's be serious.
6-1
I
in the
thought
month
we
of.
were.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying the Suns.
Okay, that's a serious answer.
No, my,
After the Suns, who would it be?
Okay, yes, Dallas. I can
Okay.
live with you. It'd be
Suns and Dallas are the top
Again,
two for me.
Those are the two, right?
You want to talk about your team having a 6-game win streak. In the last 10 games, the Mavericks have the same record as the Los Angeles Lakers.
So
In
do the
month-
Pelicans.
In the month of February,
So do the
Not
Suns.
moving.
the Lakers
Everyone in the
Sorry.
West is cooking.
The Lakers
I'll be
are
honest.
6-1. Also, in the month of February, we have 4 players averaging over 20 points per game. Rui Hachimura, when he is in the starting lineup, shout out to Lakers Legacy Pod, dropped some great stats on us. When he starts, Lakers are 9-4. When he doesn't, we are.
You just skipped the whole team, by the way.
What do you mean?
Keep going.
I did.
did.
But I said the Lakers. You asked me my dark horse.
He did.
Thank you very much. When he plays more than 19 minutes, we are 21-10. When he does not play 19 minutes, we are 2-9. Rui Hachimura is essential to what we want to do offensively. He's been great for us in the month of February. There've been very few teams as good of us offensively. Respect us. You want me to be serious? I'm being serious.
Dehls, you know who has a better record than them in their last 10?
Yes. Yes.
You know who's been back since
too.
Draymond's been back, baby?
guys been
Now, we're
cooking.
not skipping steps.
No, facts. Let's go. Apologize.
I'm happy for you that the Lakers are finding success.
You told me to be serious. I'm being serious.
At their best, I feel like the Warriors are creeping up.
Good to know, because you said that the Grizzlies, you believed in them more than the Warriors.
Hey, they're
I
two
won't-
and a half
Then
back
John
from
Moran went
Dallas.
out and doesn't
whatever. God-
They was slaughtered with injuries.
Whatever.
They're
They
two
were,
and a half
they were,
back
they
from
were, they
Dallas.
were, they were.
8th seed in the West, the Sacramento Kings.
No,
I don't think they're
I would
contenders.
say no.
we don't got to talk about this. Like, we can move on.
Oh,
Wow.
You
Damn.
Kings fans
Damn.
love you. You
Damn,
turned
bro.
on them.
It's
You
just the
are a
truth.
flip flopper.
What do you mean? I'm the
He's
most
not- he's not
unbiased
wrong,
analyst
though.
in the
He's
world.
No, he's not
The
wrong.
way he
but
just
bro,
counted his guys out. Those his
bro,
guys.
King's Muse. He made a full
those
clip
were your
after going up
brothers.
2-0.
Those were your brothers.
And then what
He made a full clip on River after they went up
Took
2-0.
a victory lap after 2 home games.
Bro.
I'm the most unbiased analyst in the world. I got to be unbiased.
I
I'm
respect it, 'cause
unbiased.
there's
But
the
you said, fuck no, let's move on. No
No, I
respect
said no.
for
We
your
can
brethren.
move on. I said we can move
So you
on.
don't think Kings, they get 7 seed, they play OKC. You don't think they have no shot?
They have a
That would be an
shot, but
exciting
If I'm
fucking shot. I
OKC,
need
I'm
that,
licking my
actually.
chops.
I need
There's
that
no
series.
world.
I need that
De'Aaron
series.
Fox, first of all, needs to figure it the fuck out. He needs to get back to De'Aaron Fox level. Sabonis has been doing his thing, but going up against OKC,
Real
them and the
isn't
Pels, I look at those are the 2 teams I feel like they don't got a chance.
listen, it's funny that you guys are laughing at my disrespect for the Kings, even though it's just honesty. It's not disrespect. I don't
the way
mean
you
no
pushed
disrespect.
them off was crazy, though.
It's funny because Jess called me out on that the other night. She was like, you don't talk about the Kings no more. You're not like a fan of them.
Shout out to Jess.
You know what I noticed about myself? There are teams every year that I'm high on, and going into the season, when I'm high on them, they become a team that I love rooting for.
Mm-hmm.
I was not high on the Kings coming into the season. They didn't make any move to make them significantly better. They kind of just stayed pat, and everybody else got better. And this team is too Fox and Sabonis reliant, and Sabonis is not Julius Randle in the playoffs, not even close. But the front court in the West is a lot of difficult matchups for him. He has to get favorable ones like OKC, him against Chet. I think that's favorable. Outside of that, I can't think of too many. Maybe the Dallas one, that can be somewhat favorable.
Won't
but
get
then,
a chance to play Dallas.
against defensively facing Dallas, that would be tough. The Kings' offense has fallen off a cliff, and their defense is still not up to par. It's tough. I hate to be honest about the Kings, but they're just not a contender. They're not a team that I think can
They're
even win a
definitely
playoff
exciting
series.
to watch, though.
They are fun to watch, yeah, because they could score like shit.
Shout out to my brother Sabonis.
And I
Always
feel
been
like
there.
we have to do a case study on how much having expectations sucks. Because last year the Kings were
The
no
NBA's darling.
expectations, the most fun team to watch. But then once you start placing expectations on teams, they start being let down.
This isn't groundbreaking. When pressure is on, it's either you rise to the occasion
like Mahomes.
or you fall. Majority of those teams fall.
Like
That was
Mahomes.
nuts. But yeah, I also say no. They're not contenders. Next team, the team that you were just talking about, the 9th seed in the West, the Los Angeles Lakers.
The answer is 100% yes.
I would go no. But they would be
We're
like
saying
my
we
third
go
or
to the
fourth.
finals.
I understand what I said.
I would say no.
LeBron James was not healthy last year. We went to the WCF.
We did.
He was not healthy. We went to
Guess
the
what?
WCF. We did lose. We did lose, and I won't say anything other than that. I won't tell you that the series was close. I won't tell you that every game was close. It came down to the final seconds, and Jamal Murray elevated in the fourth quarter. Credit to him. He's amazing. But LeBron James, Anthony Davis have been healthy all season long, and that is the most important part, that we keep these two guys healthy going into the postseason. Not having Vando does suck. But again, like I've mentioned, D'Angelo motherfucking Russell. Austin Reeves.
This word. No, keep going.
Goodness
Nobody
gracious.
has moved.
No one's moved.
So no.
D'Angelo Russell.
So no.
Nobody's
D'Angelo Russell
It does not
has
move
been
me.
arguably a top 5 most fun player to watch in the last month and a half.
You watch a lot of Lakers basketball.
You ignore all your morals when it comes to the Lakers, and it's sick.
Have you seen the way he's been playing?
Have you seen him in the playoffs?
aura oozes off the fucking screen. He does not give a fuck. You want to talk about a real life my player? I watch the Lakers game, and it is like a 2K player out there. He does not give a fuck. He dominates the game.
But then when he's missing, it's all he sucks.
But when has he missed in the last 2 months?
He hasn't.
When has he missed in the last 2 months?
His misses for the playoffs.
Drew, I
Keep
love
that
this
same
passion.
energy.
I love
Keep that
this
same energy,
passion.
because I haven't even talked about Austin Reeves, who you guys all wrote off. And I'm looking at you, Mr. Moran. You flip-flopping chocolate pancake piece of shit. You changed on
He
him.
made me wrong. I said he.
You said
he
you
might be
wanted
on par
us to
with
trade
Maxey.
Austin Reeves for Bojan Bogdanovic and Alec Burks.
Yeah, that was
That's
crazy.
shame.
That was crazy.
That's some fucking
Bojan is probably
shame.
just as good as the player as him.
He's also old as shit.
Austin Reeves got the
Oh, now you're a
stop
bad
playing.
guy.
Hey, he does have that back to him. He does have that back to him when he bopped Giannis. I'll never forget that. It's ingrained in my memory. But again, when Rui Hachimura is in the offense and starting with us, when he plays more than 30 minutes, let me read you his stats. 17.4 points per game.
We can breeze past.
5 rebounds, 56% from the field. Respect the Los Angeles Lakers.
They're pretenders. You think they're pretenders?
They're
We're
not
pretenders.
You're not content. You're not.
But the
making
Mavericks
finals.
can go to the finals.
He said
Yes.
dark horse.
They're dark
Are the
horse.
This
Lakers
is the
dark
dark
horse?
horse. This is the dark horse.
Lakers could be dark horse-ish, but I
Who's
don't.
guarding Luka in that
have a
series?
lot of Bando.
Who's guarding D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah. Okay. Next team.
Luka compared to D'Lo.
Next team.
I
next
can't-
team.
I asked you. Okay, is that what
Was
we're
that
doing?
a serious question?
Drew, D'Lo-
Who's guarding
I
D'Lo?
asked
In
you
a
who's
playoff,
guarding
him,
Luka. You said
himself.
D'Lo.
Him.
Noted.
He is.
Noted.
What are you doing?
Who's going to guard Anthony Davis? Look me in my eyes
you
and
should have
talk to me.
started there.
No.
You should've started- you should've started there. You
Do you
dead
want to know
should've.
why? Because
Dead
I'm
should've.
really checking your guys' basketball IQ, and it's really telling. So you're going off what you've seen in history.
If we have questions
but the way
about
that D'Lo
Julius
has actually
Randle,
carried
we could
himself.
have questions about D'Angelo
agree.
Russell.
I agree. I
Julius
agree.
Randle's
You're
a multiple-time All-NBA
But here's
player.
the truth. Here's the
Your
truth.
fandom is kicking in.
It's kicking in
badly.
I said,
bad.
who's guarding D'Angelo Russell? You're saying himself, but give me a player.
On the Dallas?
On Dallas.
Whichever
Josh Green
guard.
can
One of the
guard
guards.
him.
So the perimeter defense for the Dallas Mavericks suddenly overnight gets good.
No,
I don't
that's
think it's
just
not
not
going
gonna.
to. But I don't think D'Lo is going to destroy them.
They're not going into that series. worried
Kyrie
about
could definitely
D'Lo.
guard him.
Okay.
Kyrie can do a
Okay.
great
So then, what
job
about
on
Austin
him.
Reeves? What happens then?
Bro, I'm
What
not
happens on
worried
the
about
other side of
Austin
the
Reeves.
court?
Not worried about
I'm
Austin
not.
Reeves. The Warriors said that. The Grizzlies said that.
Wait, what?
So?
Wait,
I don't care.
wait. What
The
do you-
Nuggets said that.
So
They weren't
bad.
worried about him.
This is the issue. The issue. You guys are not going to be playing Dallas in the first or second round.
No, of
You're going to be
course.
playing way
But
better
he just
teams than the Mavericks.
brought me the
say the
Mavericks.
Warriors?
But I think in a Dallas
He's brought
LA
me the
matchup,
Mavericks.
that's a different
He didn't play that well
conversation.
against the Warriors.
What's a
he was
harder?
great against the Nuggets.
What's a harder
Why would you say
matchup? What's a harder matchup? The Lakers guards trying to guard Kyrie and Luka,
That's it.
No,
That's
or
food.
Gafford
That's
and
food.
Lively trying to guard.
but that's
Anthony Davis.
here's
D'Lo
the
and
question.
Austin
That's
Reeves
not the
trying to
question.
guard them, bro, is a problem.
You asked me who's going to guard Luka. I don't have an answer for that. I agree. There's no one arguably in the world that
He's
can
gonna
guard
probably
Luka
average
Doncic.
40.
So that question is null and void because
Who's
the
going
answer
to
is
average
no one.
40 on the Lakers that can match him?
Really, 40. That's what we're going to need
will
when we
average
have
40.
we have 4 players in the month of February averaging 20.
And Kyrie can average 25
Anthony Davis
plus.
has been a tier 1 star in this league.
That's fine. They're pretenders, bro.
Who's going to stop AD?
Drew.
Who is going to
We're
stop
losing
LeBron?
Drew.
Turn on the fucking game.
I'm so glad we're not
Anthony
live.
Davis has been a superstar this season.
Yeah, no, he's been
He's been
sensational.
great. Tier 1.
He's been sensational.
I said what I said. He is
Your fandom
arguably
is
the
kicking in bad.
Well, I mean,
How?
he's being consistent. If the Lakers could go to the finals, they're contenders. Anthony Davis has to be a tier 1
But
superstar.
explain to me how he's not.
We had a tier 1 conversation. I don't think he's brought up
Offensively,
AD.
he's
He's not
been
that point now.
amazing. Defensively, you can argue
He's
he
been-
is the best defender in the game. How is he not?
the West is tough, bro. It's nothing against the Lakers.
Well,
you
I'm
have
saying
the
they're
talent.
dark horses. I'm not saying
think
they're
No, you
I
didn't
think
say
the
that.
biggest-
You said they're contenders.
you
You're
asked
trying to
me-
get us.
well,
to
yeah,
He
this
said
shit.
contenders, then he fixed himself. He said dark horse
That's
contenders
what-
again.
You said the Mavericks are contenders / dark horses, correct?
Yes.
No, he believed Contenders. We had to kind of talk him into Dark Horse. Yeah.
No, he asked the question originally.
No, he
who
asked
is your
it
dark
after.
horse
He
team?
said, I asked, the first thing I said was, is Dallas goes to the finals? He said, yes. Then he was like asking us, you don't think they could be a dark horse? We were like, yeah, sure. They would be a
I mean, the
dark
same
horse.
way I feel like the Suns are dark horse contenders, but again, I'm still going to give them the yes.
Lakers are dark horse, but
I don't feel like the Mavericks are dark horse contenders. That's why I say
the
no.
defensive backcourt of Reeves and D'Lo is a bit concerning. Darvin Ham
Reeves is not a bad
concerns me
defender.
bit.
It's just
But
he
could
gets
get picked on.
He gets tasked on playing against the elite offensive player,
makes
but
him bad.
He's
which
not,
makes him bad.
I don't. He's not.
No, but again,
he's an average defender, I think.
Yeah,
like
I agree. I'm not
Exactly.
gonna
You don't
use that
have
as a
like
negative.
you don't
That's
really have
food,
like an
bro.
elite
That's food.
point of
It's
attack.
food for
He is
Kyrie
for
and
sure
Luka.
food.
No, for sure.
And if you
It's
play
food.
He's one of the
Vando,
guys they
that's
pick
tough
on.
on offense. And Darvin Ham concerns me as well. He's made some questionable decisions throughout his tenure or tenure. Some might say it.
He's been figuring it out in February. That's all I'm gonna say.
He has been.
He's been figuring it out. It's not rocket science.
February's
Throw
the shortest month of the
D'Lo,
year.
Reeves, Rui, LeBron, and Anthony Davis out there as your starting five. Magic oozes off the screen.
That's why you're the
Again, dark horse contender.
7-3 in
Can't
our
make-
last
not
10,
making the
6-1 in the month
finals.
of February.
Not making the finals,
in the
but
West are 7-3 in their last 10.
No, it's a lot
5
of them.
from 6.
It's a lot of them.
You didn't
because
have
you
this
guys are
energy
still
for the Pelicans.
Were you
Well,
still
the
the
West
8
is
seed or
great.
9 seed?
They're the 9th seed.
We're
They're the
the
9th
Yeah,
seed.
you've been playing. I'm not even trying to bash on you, but that's how good the West has been. Like you guys are 6-1, and you're still the 9th seed. Like everyone's been playing.
No, for sure.
Everyone's been hooping.
No doubt. A lot of teams have been catching their stride.
Yeah. What's the last team we got?
Oh, the Warriors. I would say no.
I also don't think they're contenders.
Until they fix those late fourth quarter issues,
Okay.
I can't trust them.
Okay.
You're trusting on a lot of young players too. You have the vets, and I think Klay. We're gonna talk about Klay's bench role. You know, I think he'll embrace
That's
that.
only two.
But AirPods and Kaminga, those are the two players you got to count on.
Because they've been essential in this recent run of yours.
It's like I've been saying, man. Just plug Kuminga in, man. Life happens, man. Miracles.
It's hard to.
Are you not gonna have the same energy like for the?
That's
Lakers
what I'm.
that
That's
you
why
did
I'm.
for the
That's why
Warriors? You're not
I
as
am
animated.
thinking.
That's what I'm
I
curious.
am thinking about it because
Oh, so
I
far.
do want to respect.
8-2, by the way, their last.
Absolutely.
Top,
I want to
top 8 in
respect
offense,
Steph
top 5 in
Curry.
defense.
I
for
want to
sure.
respect Draymond Green.
coming back. They've been one of the best.
Draymond Green and his impact.
You talk about
if you
best
didn't-
defender in the league,
If you
Draymond's in
didn't
that
believe it
conversation.
before, it's evident now. He comes back to the team and it's just different. He's just able to
Arguably,
be an
best defender in the
initiator.
league.
You could argue he's the best
I know.
defender in the league. Every single year you can argue that.
Just-
Absolutely.
where's the energy, man?
I haven't
I'm
seen
not a
enough.
Warriors fan, so I'm not going to
But
be as
you're also the most
passionate.
unbiased.
you
You're
wanna-
giving yourself no
But-
chance, Riv?
Huh?
You're giving like puncher's chance, dark horse, no?
That's
Nothing?
why I feel like I would categorize them with the Suns,
I think-
with the Lakers. With,
If you watch
in that
this
group.
team all year, it's been so hard to like.
You're just not bought in yet.
Nah, I have to see it for long. Like they've blown so many leads late. You know, there's been so many different lineups, different mismatch. Like we've played the most tight games in the league this year, like by far. And you know, we could legitimately be like a 5th, 6th seed right now if we didn't blow so many leads. You know, choke up too many fourth quarters. You know, have better decision making down the stretch. You know, our fourth quarter minutes are nuts. I do think we're a little too small for certain teams. Like Draymond at the 5 is beautiful, but he legitimately has no help. Kerr has just been an absolute troll throughout the regular season, and I think we're so far down. It'd be tough to climb up there and, you know, grab one of those, you know, those friendly matchups like against OKC or against the Clippers. You know, I think they're better than us, so they would beat us. You know, so I just think we're too far down the totem pole to really have a chance. If we could, hopefully, praise to Jesus, climb to 6, that would be cool. But no, I wouldn't give them a chance. I think there will be a dangerous playing team, or if they're like an 8th, 7th seed, there'll be a 6-7 series for anybody in the first round. But I don't think they can make the finals. I wouldn't consider them a dark
I think
horse.
it's a team that in the first rounds you don't want to draw the Warriors,
Sure, yeah.
especially if they're playing the way they're playing right now with everyone being able to shoot the spacing. But to win multiple playoff series, you need some things to go your
But,
way,
man,
right? You need Andrew Wiggins to
look out
find
this
some
summer.
consistency. The move is this summer.
Oh no, we're gonna bounce
I
back.
think I saw something
So
that
we're
there was
locked in for.
Who?
We're thinking about getting Paul George.
Paul George.
Yeah.
Okay.
in the offseason,
Yes.
it'd be up.
And it'd be up in the stock. I can literally leave the Clippers.
That
and just
jersey would be
completely
fire.
come here, like, you know. But
You
no,
wouldn't leave the Clippers.
I'm gone.
You love Kawhi,
I do. I root from afar.
but that you would still have the Clippers in your
No,
grouping.
that's gone.
Yeah, I don't believe you.
I thought you were
it's gone.
talking about LeBron. Join the Warriors.
Oh, he's another guy, but I want PG. You know, for fandom purposes, not because he's better or nothing.
Nah,
I
him-
respect that. Fandom purposes,
Steph and-
absolutely.
Yeah. No, if
Steph
LeBron
LeBron
gets
would
here,
be
I'm
nuts.
lit. But I'm saying, if PG,
No, I don't want that.
Yeah,
Dead
that's-
last on the list of things I want.
I don't think I want that either.
but they said they'll make moves in the
I
offseason,
enjoy that just to hate on it.
Unless LeBron were to win Finals MVP.
See, if
I don't
LeBron
want
and Steph were together, we wouldn't be a 9th seed. So that could tell you a lot about him and AD. It's just not vibes there. But he come over here. Now we're talking about 5th seed, 4th seed, 1st seed in the West.
They really don't talk about how the injuries to our role player really impacts our team.
You've seen the Zodiac GM. You guys
Yes.
have bad aura.
I saw that. I'm not moved.
The Dame shit was bad.
Imagine
over
that.
too.
Yeah,
if
they
we
predicted
are really depending on aura to judge our,
OKC
game.
should win the finals.
we should really evaluate ourselves.
Boston.
It influences a little bit.
Boston's
But
in there.
OKC's
Chemistry, team
Have you seen
chemistry,
Payne Pritchard's
team
fits?
chemistry.
No, I haven't actually.
You putting that shit on?
For real?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out.
You see the way that D'Lo and Anthony Davis are brothers, right?
No, I don't.
He was on the podcast, so.
Brothers.
Or is there, do they have
No,
podcast
the
together?
podcast. No. They were just on. He had them on a
Okay,
podcast.
okay.
And they said that their synergy was off, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Their synergy.
Yeah.
But they're brothers. Okay. What does that mean to me? Nothing.
I know.
Garbage.
I know.
Who
what that
said
means.
their the Zodiac GM said this?
Yeah.
Oh, but they're brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. He was just about to get traded last week.
That's probably why.
No,
synergy-
that's what the reporters wanted you to think.
Okay, so he
Oh,
was
God.
always
Stop
untouchable.
it. Stop it, please.
You guys don't know what happens in house.
You don't either.
Pelinka be telling
Exactly. I don't.
Yo, your fandom really kicks in when it's
How, bro? I'm going off is based off what I've seen and what I've seen in this month, in the last month and a half.
He's played his way out of getting traded.
He has been one of the most fun guards to watch in the game.
What's the
He
second
gets
topic?
hot and he's fun. Yeah, for
fucking-
sure.
He's always been that though, Drew.
No, he
he's-
hasn't always been this.
Drew, he's
Not
always
this.
been a
He hasn't been
player.
this.
This
where
is
if
the,
he
this
gets-
feels like
been
the
this.
longest stretch he's had in a minute.
I understand that part, but he's always been a player where if he gets hot and he gets on a streak, he's one of the most fun players to watch. He's been that
That's
way
true.
since college.
Yes.
He's been that way.
I agree with that.
So for you to just jump on the wagon now,
Jump on the wagon?
and,
What are we
all of a
talking
sudden
about?
he's been the most fun. No,
He has.
he's always been that.
I'm
way.
not jumping on the wagon.
It's
I'm
just
just
for a long
acknowledging.
You
stretch.
were on the other side of the
You
DeJounte
are.
debate.
You
What? I never said I wanted DeJounte over him. I actually tweeted,
No, I'm
if
saying
we
between
trade
who's
DeJounte...
better.
What? Oh, my
That we
God.
had 2
Back
years
in the
ago.
day.
Oh, he was better 2 years ago.
Back
There's
in
no doubt
the
about that.
day. Come on. He was better.
It's just when
DeJounte was
he
better.
was in Minnesota. Oh, he's whatever. It's liability, this and that.
I never-
Lakers.
no.
Oh, wow. He's in the purple and gold now. He's gonna play great in the playoffs.
But doing it with this much pressure on your shoulders is different.
What's the pressure?
Being in that Laker gold.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's the
No, I
room
was-
gets
I-
silent.
I don't-
Respect the truth.
I'm like, I just don't like.
We shouldn't dedicate this much time to a team that's gonna get bounced in the first round.
They
You said
might
that
not even
last
make the
year.
playoffs.
Hey, Papa.
They're in the playoffs.
Hey, look
Yeah,
me in my eyes.
that's true.
You said that last year.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be right this year.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll see.
It's all about how you
You're
bounce
praying
back.
for once again a statistical rare thing to happen.
Well, LeBron James has always been a statistical rarity.
For sure.
Yeah, it was also
Get
rare
ethered.
when he got bounced in the first round against the Suns. And
Well, no, out the Lakers.
AD was
where
injured.
It happens again.
AD was injured.
Okay.
After
Chris
dropping
Paul got
two
hurt,
back-to-back
too.
30 balls.
Chris Paul got hurt too in that
Not-
series.
Did he?
Yes, he did. Chris Paul
think
couldn't
I'm
dribble.
gonna stay mute on
Chris
that.
Paul
He did.
couldn't dribble. His shoulder got messed up.
And then the next series versus the Nuggets, somehow, some way, it was just magically better, and it was the best series that he
yeah,
had in
he
the
healed up.
postseason.
But for the Lakers series, he couldn't dribble. He couldn't.
And that was also LeBron James 2 weeks coming off of an injury.
Okay.
He only had 2 games. Excuse me. He only had 2 games coming back from injury
Okay.
Paul George got slandered because he came back the day of the playoffs after his shoulders were shattered.
against
Blazers.
the Blazers.
Yeah,
Facts.
but give the excuse to LeBron. I guess it's cool.
I never slandered PG for that.
No, I wasn't saying upset in general.
Oh,
Yeah.
I like that we're giving the Warriors some praise.
have to.
Draymond Green, since he's come back, we know who Draymond Green is. I think he's the most impactful non-star player, but I think if you look at the stats, you don't think he's a star, but I think he's a star
I was going
player.
to say I would give him that nod.
Yes. Klay Thompson is now coming off the bench for Brandon Podziemski. Podziemski's really good.
So long, man.
Podziemski's really good, and I think this now allows Klay Thompson to kind of alleviate some pressure off his shoulders and just go out there and play. It's a tough transition for him, but in his first game coming off the bench, he scored 35
burger.
points. They almost choked against the Jazz,
Yeah, that's
That
a
was
fucking
nuts.
problem.
which it concerns you about the Warriors' long-term outlook. But what are your thoughts on Klay Thompson being benched overall?
I was
Or to Lizzo.
sure.
It's about damn time. You
I
like
was-
that one?
No, I'm trying to talk and you're just distracting me. I was watching this Tim Leggett interview. Yeah, he was
You're
just-
T1 worst human being of all time.
That fell flat.
I was
It
watching-
wasn't bad, though. It was good. That was a dad joke.
No, I know. It was.
that was a
Yeah.
bad joke.
Wasn't supposed to be funny.
Yeah, I don't like Giannis.
Oh, you're saying that because of him
makes
being
that
that
joke.
guy. That's true.
Yeah, I was watching.
Don't
this-
like Giannis.
Okay,
I really don't.
Because
It's just overrated.
is that what it is?
I've been
or
saying
is it
that,
something
but,
deeper?
they called me a hater for saying
Is it
that.
something deeper?
Well, yeah, he stopped the Nets from winning the championship. The Harden should have won that year.
Is that
Aren't
it?
you a Knicks fan?
Huh? When Harden was on the Nets, I had a short
That's
stint.
nuts.
We know.
Don't you remember when there was
He was
a
at
certain
Nets games, not
player?
Knicks.
That's like bar for bar rule number one of the Knicks.
Nets games are cheaper, to be fair.
Remember, there's just a certain player, I can't remember who it was, that just never was going to be good enough to get his team to a championship. Is that what it is?
Yeah, he got lucky.
Oh, it was him.
Yeah,
Oh, it was
he got-
Giannis.
He made it
got
before. He won before Harden.
It wasn't my best work, but he got lucky.
Is that video still out there?
I might have deleted it.
I respect that. I respect the shit out of that, actually.
That's like me with a Good.
He got lucky.
Riv, floor's yours.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I was watching this Tim Legler interview, and he was talking about how Klay Thompson just pretty much like he's been struggling for so long all season, you know, up and down, up and down. He comes in the game, he's trying to find his funk, but like with him coming off the bench now, he can see the starters playing well. Now he doesn't have to rush into getting into his shot, you know, try to just come in and I got to play better. Now it can be like, you know, you can come in, you can play within the flow of the offense, or if the offense is struggling, you can come in and you can kind of be like, all right, maybe I can be the spark of the offense. You know, I think it's just like a you know, weight off his shoulders. You know, I think he's been trying to become that Klay of old, you know, to try to get that feeling back. And I think in that part's been hindering him, you know, in certain situations, trying to shot hunt, you know, because he's always been this Klay, you know, he's never been the greatest of taking the goodest shots, but he thinks he's the old of Klay and he's not. And I think
Definitely not the goodest.
Coming off the bench, you know, that lineup of Steph, AirPods, Kuminga, Wiggins, and Dre has been one of our best lineups, you know, and I think, you know, projecting the two young guys gives this lineup some athleticism, some youth, a little bit more pace, you know, because Brandon, he likes to push it. Kuminga likes to push it. Dre, Kuminga, Wiggins, one of the best defensive three-man units in the league. You know, but I think Klay coming off the bench, I think it's cool. And I think it'll be a little better when Chris Paul comes back. And now you can have Chris Paul, you can have Klay run the second unit. You know, Chris Paul can come in and just do what he's been doing, you know, play make and be that guy. Maybe not score because he has not been scoring well this year, but play making. You just kind of need Klay to get back. And him talking about how he wants to, he's fine with reducing to that Ray Allen, Reggie Miller role late in his career. That's huge for maybe like contract conversations or, you know, staying with the Golden State Warriors. Because, you know, we think Klay is a Warrior for life, but, you know, Klay, he wants his payday, his last few paydays, and it's going to be tough for the Warriors to pay, and they've been talking about making big changes in the offseason. So Klay saying, like, making that comment, you know, about how he's fine to a reduced role. He just wants to play and play winning basketball. That was huge. And then coming out having 30 the first game he come off the bench, even though, once again, what's been bothering me is how they literally blow fourth quarters. They almost blew one against the Jazz. Shit, they blew one against the Clippers the night or two nights before that, which they were up in the fourth. But Klay having that big game come to the bench, that's huge. And that's just what you want to see from Klay, a guy who you've kind of seen, like, when he's frustrated or he struggles, his head's down, he's pouting. Yeah, the bad body language, the aura is just off for him. You know, he's not dapping his teammates. He's not in the huddles. You know, it's just when you can tell when he's playing bad, his whole body just shuts down. He's not the same. So the fact that he had a good game coming off the bench, Kerr finally being not stubborn and just deciding, pull the plug, have Klay come off the bench, that happening is so huge for this team. And I think just the way they've been playing, you know, of course, Draymond, one of the most impactful players in basketball. You know, he's always been that. Defensively, he is their Steph Curry on the defensive end, and then offensively, he provides so much open look. He's the next guy up in that pick and roll to make the next pass. He's one of the smartest players in the league. They've just been so great in their last 10 games coming back. It's nice to see them make a run, you know, but once again, I'm not really, you know, all in on this. I'm all in on the vibes, for sure. The vibes are there. The games are lit. You know, I can see this team in a 6-7 war in the first round if they make it. You know, that would be exciting. But in terms of just being like a legit competitive team in the West, I think they're a little bit too far to, out that reach. But I think this going forward is huge for them, and I'm excited for this team.
When Klay plays under 30 minutes, the Golden State Warriors are 17-9. When he plays over 30 minutes, they're 10-17.
Never wrong, just early.
Yep, just early. 2 years early.
2 years early,
Yeah.
but
No,
you were here.
way too early.
Jordan Poole at the time was better.
He was.
That year, they also did go on to win the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
Those are vibes.
Jordan Poole, that run was legendary.
And now we know why Draymond reacted
Oh, right.
in the way he did
Fair.
when I was asking for Poole to start over Klay. It's because he hates
Maybe
Jordan
that
Poole.
wasn't the
Fuck
move.
with Jordan Poole.
Well, maybe
He
that
hates
wasn't
Jordan
the
Poole
move.
and he
Yeah,
loves
you know?
Klay.
The fact that AirPods is starting over him is very interesting.
AirPods has been playing high-level basketball. You
Kerr
can't be
loves
upset
them.
at it.
I can a little bit. I don't know. It's weird.
What's wrong with AirPods?
No, I don't think it's. I think it's something wrong with the way
time
Kerr
it took
Yeah,
to get
like no,
that going.
no. I think it's something wrong. I don't like the way Kerr mismanages young players. I think he gives certain young players a leash, and certain young players don't get it. You know, and I think AirPods getting the start. I'm fine with it. I think he's been playing well, but I feel like other guys have done the same thing in the same amount of time. You have not given him
like
like you have not given even Moody at times. He's played well. You have not given him, the right to keep his play time or the right to, continue to earn it. You've kind of just let Pods do whatever, and these other guys have to earn it. So I think it's been a little unfair on that part, but overall, I'm fine with Pods. That's my dog. I love him to death.
He brings a different dimension to the offense.
He's a dog, man.
He does. He
just can't guard it.
This was the best move for the team, and you guys are, Klay's the headline, but I do think looking at last year's playoff run, the team just feels completely different because of the spacing you have now. Looney hasn't started the last 10 or 11 games. Draymond's shooting over 40% from three.
He locked
You have AirPods. I feel like last season, when you have lineups out there with Looney and Draymond, who was shooting 25%, Poole, who was under 30%, you had a lot of guys.
Jumper back.
Say it again.
Dre's jumper's back.
No, it's back as shit.
It's so fucking
I don't know.
lit.
It's half of me believes it's not going to sustain itself, and the other half's well, he's been doing it basically all season long. Eventually, he'll probably fall to water. He doesn't, but as long as he's hitting them, he's over 40% right now. So these last 11 games where Looney's been out of the lineup, rather starting lineup, 6th best offense, 4th in net rating, 5th in pace, 3rd in 3-point percentage. You guys have been able to shoot the ball, and of course, you've always been like that throughout your history, but when I looked at last year's playoff run, I feel like that was one of the bigger issues, was just no one was able to hit shots. No one was able to hit open shots. And, of course, you're going to have some variance when you're taking three-pointers. The Warriors are going to live and die by it. You have Steph Curry, so I think you're fine living and dying by it. But having Looney come off the bench, I think having the spacing overall as a team, that's going to help you the biggest.
Sometimes he doesn't even play.
Looney, yeah.
And
but I think in certain
playing.
matchups when you're going to need some rebounding help, I think he'll come into play there. But with Klay on the bench, if he's able to embrace this role and kind of say, I have to rework my game and my attitude and help the team win, then you guys should be looked at. If we're having the Lakers as dark horse contenders, absolutely the Warriors should be there too.
I don't mind Looney not playing, because I think Trace and Sarek, he brings a different dimension.
He's even shooting 40%.
Offensively, he brings a different dimension, but Trace Davis, he's not what Looney was as a switch defender last year. Looney was generational last year as a switch defender, godlike. But he, as a rebounder, as a screener, as a rim protector, athletically, what he brings, Looney, shout out to him, but the hips might be done, man. He could barely move.
I need a Daniel Gafford.
That would have been dope. I feel like we could have got him. The shit they offered up was pretty weak.
they gave him first.
Yeah, we could have gave him first, 2028.
Okay.
Daniel Gafford would have made the Warriors much better.
And Moody.
Yeah, you're done with Moody.
I mean, I'm done with in terms of him with the Warriors. He doesn't play.
Yeah, he
I feel bad for he legitimately does not play.
It's insane when you look at the numbers and the point differentials from Klay to AirPods on the court. You're in the 94th percentile. I don't know if you went over this, and I apologize if you did, but
no, I didn't.
In the 94th percentile in point differential with AirPods, as opposed to being in the 22 at -7 with Klay Thompson. Your second best defensive lineup is with AirPods as opposed to Klay Thompson as well, which is insane to me. I say that with, yes, Klay Thompson isn't that same defender, but of course AirPods being smaller, but meaning more to the offense. And then you're right, absolutely more active, is a solid rebounder for his size. Also, you knew that in college. Surprisingly, you can see it transfer over a little bit to the NBA, where you look at this Warriors team and they're just playing with a lot more energy. And I think Klay, for his skill set, it is better suited off the bench. I tweeted this, and it's true. He is a comedian. For the fact that he goes for 35, the first game being put to the bench, it's a little bit personal, hey, slap in the face. But if this is going to be used as a motivating factor for him to start playing better, if you're the Warriors, this is the ultimate win. I think it was the right move. Obviously, the better lineup, the better play from the Warriors is with AirPods in that starting five next to Kuminga, next to Dre, Wiggins, and, of course, Steph Curry, the franchise. But there's nothing wrong with putting a vet to the bench because it's better suited for your team. I understand that Klay is a first ballot Hall of Famer, most definitely. Arguably a top three at worst shooter in the history of this game. But it gets to a point in your career when you need to accept a new role. And we've spoken about it. It's taken him a while to accept it. I think even still he hasn't accepted it. But if he's going to start to play like this off the bench, absolutely, Joel, you're right. This is a dark horse team. because Steph Curry is still playing peak high-level basketball, and with Draymond Green being able to anchor the defensive side, him still acting like Draymond Green, I have no problem with it. It has always worked for the Warriors.
See what he did?
Yes. Who is it with
the Clippers?
Paul George.
Yeah.
With
When
Paul
he was
George.
mouthing at him, yeah.
He's like, shut up.
He was like looked like he was about to stab him.
Yeah.
Nuts. He's a sicko. Love Dre though.
But you have to love it because there's no one that brings that level of enthusiasm and energy to a court. And if it's going to translate to winning basketball, again, as long as he keeps within himself,
no
punches, no nothing like that.
No flagrants, no text.
He locked in, man.
Keep playing like that. You have to take the Warriors serious. And Kuminga's ascension, AirPods, and his ability to play high-level basketball this quickly into his career. Wiggins, still that piece where you're seeing him trend in the right direction. It's huge. You're excited. But that was one of the bigger questions. It's like you had Klay start to come along. He fell off, but Wiggs was kind of falling behind. Now you got Wiggs again and following suit. And now you get Klay really getting that spark off the bench. You're going to have to start respecting the Golden State Warriors.
And it's funny because Steph's came off the bench. Dre's came off the bench. Like, everybody has done it. And like, so for Klay to, in the beginning, kind of like shrug it off was kind of crazy to me because like even like Draymond came off the bench
in a playoff game.
Steph started the playoffs off the bench. You know, he wanted to get right. He understood the roster was the lineup was performing well against Denver. He came off the bench, best six-man ever. Like Klay Thompson, man, just. You gonna still Klay like Kerr gonna play you 30 minutes regardless, bro. It don't matter how you start. It's who finishes, you know. And Klay was upset the other night. He didn't finish. We won the game, but you know, Klay just got locked in, man.
I think the question I have with the Warriors big picture playoff run is just who's that number 2 going to be offensively.
Still trying to figure that out.
Yeah, that's the big part because Andrew Wiggins. I don't know how you believe Andrew Wiggins is back, but you don't believe that the Warriors are back. I feel like if Wiggins is 100% locked in, okay, now the Warriors
because we're
are for real.
so far down, it's tough. Like, and we don't have big man depth.
You're far down, but you like if you just get in the top 6, like just gather yourself to play, and that's
then
really
we'll play Minnesota. They're too big. They're too big for us defensively. Like, it's just too many bad matchups.
I don't know
right now.
exactly. I don't know if you're beating anyone in a playoff series, but I think you could take a team to 6 or 7 games. So you need to find that second person to be there consistently. Can you trust Kuminga and AirPods?
When you have Steph, that's not enough. Like, just go into the playoffs.
I know.
So it's like I'm
not
all in.
You're in right
but I feel that's how I feel about the Lakers too, where it's tough to beat one of those top teams in the West, but you could absolutely take them 6-7 games.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. Like, I'm cool with having a little fun, a little exciting, make a team scared.
If you take them 6-7, there's a chance you could upset them.
We're
Not taking y'all, but
beating
it's,
OKC.
you know, any given day.
We're beating OKC.
Lock that in.
Has OKC just become the team that every team in the West wants to face?
SGA
I'm saying no.
though?
I
love SGA to death. I just the Steph agenda will always rule over the SGA.
So you got another decade of SGA.
Yeah,
so.
that's the easiest matchup. Like Minnesota, no. Denver, no. Even though we play Denver well, Clippers, no. Clippers also another easy match because they don't have a big that dominates, but we just don't. You know, offensively, it's even though they have Kawhi last game,
and having the experience, like the most experience against the least experienced team.
Yeah, like we played them in a game, and I think it was like a month or 2 ago, and when PG hit the game winner on us, you know, that was another game we blew in the 4th. Like, we just consistently, it's hard to have confidence in the team that continuously has little kid moments in the 4th, and they're so experienced.
And Steph hits so many clutch shots in the 4th, and you guys still manage to lose like half
bro. He's
like
his record in the 4th right this year is nuts, and he's been so efficient in the 4th. Yeah. And I know people like to look at
low-key should be clutch player of the year. They just lost these games.
Yeah, and then people like to look at those last shots he doesn't hit, but if people don't realize he hits the shot, then defensively we literally fuck up right after that, and now we're going to overtime. So it's like but Steph's clutch player of the year.
It's the buzzer, bro. That's where people really they're trying to
Jazz game was nuts.
Emphasize it.
The Jazz game was terrible.
Jazz game was insane.
Yeah, Steph doesn't know how to read a double team. It's kind of funny, him at this age.
I don't know. Losing against the Clippers, though, was pretty brutal. You should have had that one in the bag, and you tossed it away right at the very end. Yeah. That was the straw that broke the camel's back, sadly.
Klay Thompson, coming off the bench now, is making me feel old. Because I've now seen Carmelo Anthony come off the bench. I've seen Russell Westbrook now come off the bench. And now Klay Thompson's coming off the bench.
You were harboring for Westbrook and Harden to start, man. I remember that, man.
But it's the best move for these teams. It's been great for Klay, one game. It's been great for the Clippers, though. Melo, second or later part of his career.
Sure, you can add CP3 to that list, too.
It took him a while. I'll give CP3 that credit. It took him a while.
It took Melo a while, too.
Yeah, but Chris Paul, this is the only year he's come off the bench.
That's a fact. because Steph's there.
And if he went to Washington, he wasn't coming off the bench.
No, hell no.
So like, yeah, it's just because Steph, and they tried it. They did try it.
You know what? You have to respect CP3. When he got traded to OKC, they tried to write his death sentence off for his NBA career, and he really said, "Nah, I'm one of the ones. Don't disrespect me." Took him to the playoffs, a game away from moving on. Now, CP3's had an awesome NBA career.
Yeah, but James Harden had that game with
He
a block.
did. He did.
know,
I'm Mugen Storts, though,
That boy
right?
played defense. He played defense.
Cool.
Harden.
You're a liar.
He locks in.
Yo,
locks
Harden
in.
on defense in 2K is crazy, actually.
Who are other aging stars that came off the bench later in their careers? Recently.
Oh, was
Derrick
it
Rose.
Jason Kidd?
Ray Allen, yeah.
Ray Allen is the big.
Derrick Rose.
Derrick
Kid did
Rose.
come off the bench with the Knicks.
Derrick
in Dallas,
Rose.
I think.
Chauncey Billups, if I'm not mistaken.
Chauncey for the Clippers. Because those are more, the guy in front of them are like just extremely better.
You know what doesn't get talked about enough?
Dwight Howard.
Paul Pierce's impact on the Wizards the year they made the playoffs.
Very
You call
vibe.
game?
He started there. He started.
game.
Aura in there was nuts.
OD.
Aura in there was
That's one of the
definitely
all-time great clips.
It is.
I love that clip.
Yeah.
Chris
Tommy
Broussard
Washington was
trying to
under.
get a moment on him. You call bank?
And that was after the Nets tenure.
Yeah.
That was
Step
after
back-
the
like
Flowers.
Step back and
last-
Washington home playoff
second
games.
last?
Nuts.
OD.
Great. Who else came off the
Yeah,
bench?
he always had it, man.
Dwight Howard, you guys mentioned him. That's
Blake
that's
Griffin
one.
for Brooklyn.
Mark
Blake Griffin.
Gasol.
Playoffs.
Mark Gasol.
Pau Gasol.
Serge Ibaka.
That's another one.
Did Pau ever really hit the bench? Because even when on the Bulls, he started.
You know, he was an all-star.
Yeah, he was
Respect him.
amazing.
Yeah.
If he came off the bench, it probably was in San Antonio
San
when
Antonio.
I think he started.
he just
I think
wasn't
he
the
might
same
have.
anymore.
He started with LA, did he not?
His first 2 seasons in San Antonio,
He started.
he came off the bench his first year.
Okay.
39 games started, 64 total.
Manu Ginobili.
Well, he was
That
always
was
on
his
the
whole
For
bench.
his
career,
entire career. Yeah.
Nah, there was a couple of years he started when he was young. Young Manu. I think that was like the early 2000s.
I was going to say.
Fact check me.
Well, if we're going all-time greats,
Tony
too.
Parker.
Tracy McGrady, where he kind of had that season on San Antonio. The year
Did I
they
lie?
The only year that Manu Ginobili started when he was young, he was an all-star. Yeah, 2004, 2005.
But if you did it 1 year,
I honestly thought it was a little bit more, but
The next year, he started 56 of 65 games.
2 years.
here.
Tell him you know ball.
I know
In 2010, 2011, his other all-star year, he started 79,
Okay,
know what I'm doing.
another ultimate one.
80 games total.
Dehls, I know what.
It kind
So-
of go hand in hand with a
When he starts, he doesn't also.
another star,
That's facts.
Vince Carter.
Yeah.
He just got named as a finalist for the NBA Hall of Fame.
man.
It's good for him.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
he's
cool of him.
OD. Him,
deserves it.
Chauncey Billups.
That's
Barnett.
Big shot.
This
Chauncey
week in the
Billups,
NBA, I got a couple I want to touch on.
Here we go.
Well, 2 things. One, Isaiah Stewart punched Drew Eubanks in the
Fucker.
face.
God damn it.
I wonder what they
You
were
can't have
fighting
anything,
about.
man.
I do too. Didn't he get arrested?
Yes,
He did.
Bro,
Yeah.
apparently he just walked into the building. They got into the altercation. Bro went chest to chest, popped him.
He's really he be on his shit. I
Yeah,
would stop
and
fucking
him
with
and
him.
I watched the him and LeBron clip again. I did not realize how bloody his
He
face
was.
was
He
when
was-
he was
yeah.
fucked up.
I feel like there was justification for that.
Yeah, he did kind of tweak. But,
He did tweak.
Like
But there
he's
was
like
at least
running
some-
down
I
the
think he
court.
saw
saw
the
blood. He was like,
justification.
yeah.
He sprinted
Yeah,
into
he-
his
he
locker room to
overreacted a
try
little
and
bit.
run
You saw blood.
around.
When you see
Who
blood, you
would
just
win in a
like
fight,
fuck
you
it.
think, LeBron or Isaiah Stewart?
What age LeBron?
Right now. No, right now.
39-year-old LeBron. So,
I wonder
Isaiah
what would
Stewart just
LeBron
seems
look like.
crazy,
Like,
bro.
Can LeBron really fight?
Can he throw
That
down?
would be interesting.
Isaiah Stewart just seems.
I
crazy,
can't comment
bro.
on this because people are going to say I'm dick sucking. So I'm just going to.
Well, we know your answer regardless. You don't have to comment.
Thank you.
LeBron James a 2-piece him to the ground. Stewart can fight. I feel like he can
He
fight.
can't beat James Johnson.
Probably not.
Didn't the Pacers sign James Johnson
Just
just
for-
for the
yep.
enforcer against
Do you think
Milwaukee?
that's going to be Isaiah Stewart's career where he just is going to get signed to be
Oh, he has 3 years,
like the
45
bully
million,
on his
so.
team?
I hope he could be more than that.
The Pistons got better at the
15
deadline.
years.
Low key, they did.
Yeah.
They got a little better.
I said on the last, I think the last episode, they won like 3 of 8 or some shit like that before the break. It's like, hey, that's something.
Yeah, Isaiah Stewart's not that good.
No, not at least for all these issues.
So now I want to transition to prize picks because
You didn't say you're this week in NBA's.
We didn't do ours.
I just want to say this real quick. Sorry.
sorry, do your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So for prize picks, they're a sponsor of the show.
Wow.
They have some stats for the second half of the season that you could place an entry on. They have a free square. The free square is 1 30-point game from Jokic from this point forward.
the rest of the season?
Yes.
That's
Well,
lit.
that's a free square. We know that's a free square. So if you guys want to use that free square, you can on prize picks. I mean, it's easy. It's easy cash.
That is easy cash.
And then we have some other ones. So just name me a player, and I'll find something that Prize Picks potentially has for them from this point on to the end of the season.
Anthony Davis.
Let's look at Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis, 6.5 30-point games from here on out.
6.5.
More or less.
Let's try somebody that they might not have. Look up Eamon Thompson.
30 ball? It's going to be point.
They don't have him in Thompson.
Jesus Christ.
What about, let's name someone obscure too. Should we not do obscure?
Why don't we just say
McCollum.
I
stars?
say, what's Tatum's?
What? Tatum's a good one.
Okay, Jason Tatum is a good one. Let me see if they have
It's
one.
always a good one.
Yeah, it's pretty mediocre.
They don't have Jason Tatum.
Look, they don't
They have Jaylen Brown, though.
What's JB's?
Jaylen Brown is over 4.5 30-point games.
Okay.
So 5 30-point games from
What
this
about
point forward.
Kristaps? They have Kristaps?
No.
Loki, there's only like, what
What is
25
I'm
games left,
curious
30?
to know what's SGA's if they have them. Free throws?
Free throws? Like total free throws rest of the year. Imagine.
That'd be fire.
I don't think they do.
That'd be such an
6
obscure...
30-point days for AD. Yeah.
So
That's a good
how
bet.
Prize Picks has categorized them, it goes triple-double, double-double, 20-point games, 10-point games, 40-point games, 30-point games.
Shoot us a 20-point game. Like, what would be?
Okay.
Which one? Just shoot us
A 20-point game is Derek White over 6.5. 20-point games.
for the rest of the season.
Yes.
Honestly, I like that. I like that one.
That's a big
7.
gamble.
So you need 7 from here on out.
So you watching every game like, come on, Derek White.
Every game rest of the season.
Derek White, lock
White.
it. I
Fun to watch, man.
might touch down on that, man. I like that. I might check that out.
Beat the Nets by 50. That was fun.
They're so bad.
This is an
27,
obscure
I think.
category.
Can't wait to take
Harrison
their money.
Barnes is at 3.5.
Okay. For 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
How many times has played the Warriors?
I have no
I think we
idea.
play him 2 more times.
Malik Monk is at 11.5.
Oh God, that's so much.
DeAndre at 5.5. Is that a less?
That's a no demon touch.
Chet
Don't wanna watch a
Holmgren
Portland game.
is at 6.5.
I would take that.
Austin Reeves, 8.5.
I mean, he's been averaging 20 for
They have
them.
D'Lo?
8.5.
That's a lot,
That
but
is-
he
that's
should. He
low-key.
can, bro. He has been getting to his.
They do not have
You guys have
D'Lo.
easy schedule. You should expect a lot of blowouts.
Like D'Lo probably has been our third best player, but it's been that close with him and Reeves.
Yeah, no shot.
Vanilla Ice. Stop playing.
Is that what they call him?
Yeah, that is what they call him. No, well, D'Lo and Reeves, the duo. Vanilla Ice.
Vanilla Ice.
It's hard.
I think this is a funner category.
If they didn't know the brotherhood that Reeves and D'Lo had,
Is
where
it
they
better
thought it was
than-
like animosity? Yo, you start. No, I start. Nah, they're brothers.
Is it better than cookies and cream for JB and Porzingis?
It's elite. Cookies and cream's elite. Vanilla Ice is hard. Cookies and cream is next level.
So I want to do this category. It's triple doubles for Prize Picks. Second half of the NBA season, from here on out, moving forward, it's not much players.
Nikola Jokic.
So we're
Let's
gonna
right
go.
to it.
We're gonna go. I'm just gonna name these players. I'm gonna tell you the line, and then you tell me more or less.
Okay.
So how many triple doubles will these NBA players finish with from this point moving forward? Luka Doncic 5.5.
More.
You just take more and call it a day.
Nikola Jokic 8.5.
Fuck. Less.
8.5's a lot.
That's nuts.
But bro,
Less.
he's averaging like almost 27.
He always be close. Like he gonna hit a couple
one
of
re-
those
one assist
29
away
and
or
10
some
or
shit.
I'm going less.
I hate that these have to be quick fire. I would love to know how many he has right now. I'm gonna take more.
I feel like Jokic is gonna coast, and that's why I would go less. But I might not touch this one. This next one is very intriguing. Draymond Green 1 triple double
More
from this point forward.
One, he can just get.
Just
he
needs one.
Yeah,
Hammer it.
yeah, more.
He gonna get 2. He
This
gonna
is
get
the
2.
one.
Yeah.
All right,
This is the
Jokic
one.
has 15 this season. I'm going less. 8 is a lot.
That's a lot, bro. I'm going more with Draymond.
Definitely the Draymond one. I like
That's
more.
the easiest one.
Alperen Şengün, he needs 1.
I'll go more too. He's another one. Yeah, I'll go more. He's gonna be playing for a little bit more than these other guys.
Fair enough. Those April runs are gonna go crazy.
Yeah, he's still
I
a
like
young
them more.
player. April runs are lit.
April
It's your
runs are
boy.
goated. They tell you a lot.
LeBron James 1.5.
Get 2.
I would go more.
Yeah,
overall.
2's definitely possible.
Those little 1-2s.
Nah, he's gonna get 1 for sure. He's getting 1 most definitely. 2 is gonna be interesting. I'll take more. Everyone I'm taking more except Jokic.
And these are 2 of your boys.
Okay.
DeMontis Sabonis 9.5.
I'm good.
Needs 10.
I'm good.
Sabonis has been a triple double machine.
Bro,
Basically, in
I
a,
don't
think- I'm gonna say
third,
less.
in a third of his games
Yeah.
moving forward, he needs.
I'm gonna
triple-double.
say less.
There's
That's
22
a lot.
games left, right? About 22.
Something around that.
I'm good. That's mad. Nah, I'm good. Less.
I'm gonna say less.
Yeah, I would go less on this. Scotty Barnes, he needs 2.
2. You know,
I'm good
My-
off that. I'll go less.
I respect that. I think he's gonna do it. I'm gonna take them more.
I'm shocked at those answers.
The 2
Hey, I
I
said Sabonis less.
I was talking about Scotty though.
I love him.
The 2 I'm most definitely going with. Luka Doncic 5.5 more.
Have to.
Draymond Green
1.
needs
I'm surprised
1
Luka's
more.
not at
That's
like
the
8 or
lock
9.
of all locks.
Yeah, Luka.
Yeah.
Luka,
They should have
Dre.
switched Jokic and him.
Sengun, I would take his too. I think
The
that's
other
a lot.
ones I'll probably stay away from, but those are the 2 that definitely I feel very confident in those.
Not Sengun.
Sengun's at 2.5.
Somewhat, but I feel
Just
like
2. He needs 2.
Oh yeah.
I feel like the assists might not be there.
Oh,
You had minimum going hit the flat button. Like he gonna get 2 and then you just gonna be sitting there.
And that segment right there was presented by Prize Picks, who will finish with the number about a triple doubles to end the year. We'll see if we're right or wrong. You can use code PAYES when you download Prize Picks and get a 100% deposit match up to $100. It helps out the pod a ton. I don't know if it's just me, and this is my other This Week in the NBA that I want to get into. I feel like NFL players should be banned from playing in the NBA Celebrity All-Star Game.
This is why you were talking about this outside.
Why did they do my boy Kai Cenat dirty like that?
I
Magic
mean,
veteran.
Micah Parsons did go 17 for 31, right? Was that his final stat line?
Something dumb like that.
14 for 31, 17 for 31.
Micah Parsons was jocking the entire game.
He was.
He
He's
was
also
balling.
the biggest dude on the court. He's like, I'm going to get mine. He had like 16 rebounds.
You know
18
why I'm
rebounds.
happy? I say I'm happy because for a while it was frowned upon that other athletes in other sports cannot play basketball. It's like, oh, God forbid you got injured. It's in your contract. You're not allowed to play basketball. But basketball is a fun-ass game that you were playing as a kid that, of course, you don't want to just give up as a grown adult. I get you have money. This is the Celebrity All-Star Game. It's a different conversation. But I like it. It's fun. When Myles Garrett did it when they were in Cleveland a couple years back, it was lit. He went and he was yamming. It's a fun experience.
It's only lit when they read the room. Micah Parsons, you got to know that the attraction is on Kai Cenat. Like, they're hyping him up to play in this game.
Why were they hyping him up?
Because he dropped the
No,
Ball Is
I
Life
know he's
mixtape.
big.
Did you see the Ball Is Life mixtape that he had?
should've.
It was a
so
Ball Is
funny.
Life mixtape against little kids.
He's
and he
funny
was
as fuck.
dominating
I bet he
them.
was.
And
He's
it
one
was
of the biggest in the world right now.
yeah, he's one of the biggest streamers in the world. And
Micah is also fucking huge. It's Micah Parsons.
yeah, but ESPN and NBA, they were pushing Kai to
He's
be in
sounding
the
very
game.
much not Gen Z, and I'm proud of you, bro.
I'm just saying, like,
in our line of work.
Kai Cenat is way more popular.
Now,
no,
Kai
he is.
Cenat's
I'm not
he's
saying
one
he's
of
not.
one.
Yes.
I'm not saying he's not Kai. I mean, he's the biggest streamer in the world, probably.
Bro,
He's
Ruby
one,
Rose
like,
sent
it's-
him a video, and she was like, Kai, you better
Brother,
drop 30 for
that
me
puts
tonight.
you steps.
Shannon Sharp gave him 15 minutes, bro. He was barely played. Like, in an NBA All-Star Celebrity Game, I don't want to see competitive basketball. I want to see funny basketball.
How much did you watch of that game?
Not a lot. But if Kai Cenat was playing, I would have watched. I would have locked
I'm really
in.
not watching that. Okay, my this week in the NBA. Give me your predictions for All-Star Weekend. Who's winning the dunk contest, 3-point contest, and All-Star Game MVP?
Dunk contest, boring answer, Mac McClung. Real answer, come on, JB. He'd bringing it home. 3-point,
There's some stars in the 3-point contest. And the Sabrina versus Steph shootout.
Sabrina will beat Steph Curry, and she is shooting at the NBA 3-point
yeah.
line. She's going to cement herself in WNBA history as the greatest 3-point shooter of all time by beating the GOAT.
Steph is going to beat her.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah,
respectfully.
sexist.
Respectfully.
Glad you wrote your death
He
sentence.
might troll his way to L.
Jaylen Brown will win the dunk contest.
Yeah, I'll go JB for the dunk contest.
I hope JB wins the dunk
Mac
contest.
McClung's going to win.
He probably
It's
will.
going to be boring.
He's like minus
And
250
All-Star
to win.
Game MVP will be Anthony Edwards.
He's just shooting with his left hand, he said.
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah.
He will still
100%.
win.
Like, they've dropped his line from 17.5 to 12.5 because he said that.
My boring answer is going to be Giannis. He will be
I think
All-Star
Luka
Game
wins
MVP.
All-Star Game
Get him out of
MVP.
here.
Giannis tries harder than
does.
every other player.
But I wonder, like, the vibes down Milwaukee. Is he going to go crazy? Or is like, vibes down, I can't go.
So that's why I think this could start it, man.
This the
Damian Lillard wins a
turnarounds.
3-point
I'm gonna go
conference-
3-point shooter. I'm gonna go
competition.
Cat. I think Cat is a wild card. winner.
Sneaky. Very
I
good.
think he'll win it.
I'm going with Dame for the 3-point contest.
You got give it up, bro.
I'm going with Tyrese Halliburton.
I'll go with Donovan Mitchell.
You think he'll finish in time?
Yes.
Dame won last
Tyrese
year,
like
right?
that.
I don't know.
You know that Tyrese got two voices? Did y'all see that
I
video?
just
did
see
see
that.
that.
That shit was funny. All-Star Game MVP.
I've never noticed.
Tatum said he's not going crazy this year. I respect that as a man. You saw Bam is starting for Embiid. He's not going MVP,
Embiid's
though.
not playing.
Um,
That's lit. They're probably gonna just be chilling.
I'm between Dame or Brunson. Damn.
No said Dame.
Let's be real.
You're going to be sick when Dame has a perfect round?
No, I'm not gonna care
You will care.
because he's gonna stink it up next week. When
I'm going to
the
tweet,
league
like,
is
why
back.
can't you do this in the game? I can't wait.
I want Brunson to win.
3-point contest.
Pretty terrible. Yeah. Want Brunson to win.
It'd be a little wild if Donovan Mitchell wins and cements his MVP season, you know?
Oh, my God.
It'd be weird
And
because
he wins
Donovan's
All-Star
the
MVP.
worst 3-point shooter of them all.
Well, he's, taking the tougher shots,
Okay.
He is. Hallie, him, tough shots. Come
You're cooking.
Cat
Halliburton
him?
only takes the easy
Cat him?
open shots.
He's a smart player.
He is. No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Donovan just
Got
don't.
incredible IQ.
Donovan just got to get out the mud. Sometimes get out the mud buckets are tougher than them light shell buckets.
I know you're fascinated by bags, so.
I love getting out the mud buckets,
Yeah.
you know? They're dope.
So it's get it out the mud buckets and then having a bag.
Having a bag is a representation of you getting
Handle.
out the
I don't know why Tatum's not your favorite player, bro.
I really don't understand.
Steph's my favorite player.
Or top 3.
I don't not like Tatum.
I know.
Yeah,
But just like the way you describe your perfect man as a basketball player.
It's
Tatum-
literally Jason Tatum.
Yeah,
PG,
it's,
bro.
It
it's
is
tough
Paul
buckets,
George. It is Paul
handle.
George, but it is Jason Tatum.
But
He
yeah,
has
if it's
a
Paul
0.0.
George, Jason Tatum.
No, Tatum cool. It's not that I don't like Tatum. I just I don't really have I don't like Boston. That's
get
really
that.
the main thing.
I
So.
Or honestly, D'Angelo Russell.
Who does like Boston?
I used to like D'Lo. I was a big
Nobody
OSU
likes
D'Lo
Boston.
guy.
I'll tell you what. We win the finals. D'Lo jersey on the way.
I got told KP was a top 20 player today. So
You will
shit.
not see that jersey
What?
ever in your life.
In the Discord, they were talking about it.
KP's a what?
Top 20 player in the
In
league.
the East?
In the league.
League.
Yep.
NBA.
Here's something new about the Celtics every day,
The
man.
NBA.
Julius
What else?
Randle or Kristaps Porzingis?
Julius Randle.
Kristaps Porzingis or Domantas Sabonis?
Sabonis.
All right, he's not top 20.
No, he wasn't top
But
20.
these two guys aren't anywhere near top 20. but I
Julius
say that-
Randle next to a star, you would rather have, or excuse me, next to a star, would you rather have Julius Randle or
KP.
KP?
KP.
I agree.
I
was
think
gonna say,
KP's game is more equipped. next to
Julius
the-
Randle better than KP? I don't
He
think
is. Yeah, he is.
Individually, I could see
I
it,
think individually, yeah.
but next to like a star,
No,
KP's
KP's
fitting
game
better.
suits better. Yeah, yeah.
What is Julius Randle worth?
Worth? His
Like
contract
in
isn't
contract,
crazy,
draft
actually.
picks, trade value.
if a trade
He's only
value.
getting like 28.
Yeah, it's not terrible.
not a terrible
What is
contract.
Sabonis worth?
I'm not talking about
shit.
Sabonis.
No,
No,
I'm
answer
just saying,
that,
like,
though.
compare. I mean,
Yeah,
Julius
defend
Randle has
your
led
Knicks,
the
man.
Knicks to the playoffs.
Uh-huh.
Multiple time All NBA or two.
Multiple
Yes.
talk to him. Defend your guy.
I'm not
He's supposed
trying to
be a Knick
shit
guy,
talk
Joel.
Julius. I'm not shit talking.
You asked him what he's worth.
I asked an honest question.
What do you mean? What do you think he's worth?
Talk.
Two
Nick,
firsts?
Nick, from a Nick to a Nick.
Probably two.
That was crazy, right?
Probably two.
Dangerous. I can't say that. I couldn't.
You're talking about it from a trade
mouth,
value
bro. I just
perspective.
gotta
You're
say
not
what I
talking about
want.
from a salary perspective.
Absolutely not.
Okay, trade value perspective. Listen, Julius Randle, he's an All NBA player. If he performed in the playoffs, we're not having this conversation. We're not having this type of
What
disrespect.
ifs? What is he worth,
Because
brother?
Kristaps just. What did they have to give up? Was it 2 firsts?
Oh, we got.
you
we
got first, right? Yeah. What the hell was that about?
That was
Wait,
more out of
I got a
necessity,
question. I
though.
got a question. And this is off topic, but y'all are not familiar with Castanet's game?
Of course. Are you kidding me?
I don't know what you mean. The way you're looking at me makes me think it's more than just.
It's not.
Tyson
It's
Nash.
not.
No, it's bigger than
not.
than basketball.
I am
Most
just
definitely.
talking about who Castanet is.
No, he's one of the biggest in the world. Like streaming aside,
Like, Micah doesn't compare
influencer.
to him.
I 1000% yes.
like Micah Parsons, excellent
Is
NFL
that- was that,
player,
like, on
one of
your
the best.
mind?
But like Micah and Kai, like
He couldn't get over this. It's just I'm never turning on a celebrity basketball game and be like, I need to watch.
No, I don't.
Castanet
I
play.
watch Michael Parsons 100% more than I watch Kyson.
Yeah, like I'm watching Micah every fucking.
it's
time
just
if I
unbelievable
can.
that he got 15 minutes.
I'd be on my Gen Z shit. I watch Kai Cenat pretty religiously.
Do you?
Yeah, I would do.
I'm not. That's not disrespect.
I see
I
his
just don't watch
clips
it.
and shit. You know, like
He's
on TikTok.
hilarious.
Yeah, I
but
see it on like TikTok.
He is mad funny.
Not
but
a
I don't-
disrespect.
Nah, they are
The
disrespecting.
disrespect to him in that game was nuts.
Oh, in the game.
It was crazy. Not Shannon Sharp not playing him enough.
Yes.
Moving from Julius
Mike-
Randle back to Kyle.
Micah Parsons, 33 seconds left on the clock in the fourth quarter. Castanet is wide open.
I saw him fucking throwing a temper tantrum. That
He jacks up a three.
Did he make it?
No.
This is like Luca level of enthusiasm out of you right now.
Oh, Castanet, he's hilarious.
He's mad funny.
What's the bonus worth?
like 4 firsts.
What?
Rudy Gobert won for 5. Bro.
He's one of the best defenders in the world.
And
would
Domantas
say-
Sabonis is one of the best offensive ends in the game.
I would say like
What?
I think 4 max. 4 max. 4 absolute max. Probably more like 3. in a
4
player.
max?
Probably like 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people are shipping 4 max, 4 first round.
Realistically,
DeJounte
I think
went
it's
for 3.
But people get desperate. Teams get desperate.
All right, let me stretch out because we're talking about the teams that are actually smart and that don't get fleeced. Because I feel like Atlanta.
Everyone always gets. Someone gets.
Oh,
fleeced.
so the Blazers. You're saying the Wolves got fleeced?
No, I think Rudy sending that out for Rudy makes sense.
Sabonis is.
I don't think
Shit,
a lot
people
of
weren't
teams
saying that last year though.
really fucking
Yeah,
good.
sure. But I don't think nobody's sending out 4 first for a big who can't protect the rim and is limited offensively.
No, they're not.
Like the defensive
The
big is
impact
way more
Rudy and
important.
Sabonis have on the game is
fair.
different.
Rudy's more impactful than
Someone
Sabonis.
would send out 3 first
Yes,
for Sabonis,
for sure.
though. I truly
3.
believe that.
I'm cool with
No,
3.
think
Rudy
three.
legitimately has top 15
4
level
stopped
impact
your heart, but
on the
3 is
team.
good.
4 definitely did stop my heart for sure.
Fucking hell, come on.
4 first is kind of crazy. 4 is a lot.
2
That's
picks,
4
2
years.
swaps.
I'll just go.
What did Paul George go for? 8?
Well, that was also getting Kawhi.
Yeah, that was something.
You got to always remember that.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
It was Kawhi said
He was
you have to
gonna
trade
sign,
for
yeah.
Paul George for me to sign here. That was
It
always
wasn't
the
8.
game.
It was swaps and picks, but together it might have been shit. I don't know.
Always-
I don't know if it was 8 though.
always
I don't know if
remember
it was
that.
8.
Always remember that, brother.
I don't think it was 8.
No, bro, I'm sorry. I'll never. I think about it very.
Oh no, you're
individual.
casual if you remember it the way you think like that.
No, the trade is not for
No, it
Kawhi
is.
and Paul George. No,
It
it's
is.
just for Paul George.
No. It is though.
No, I'm not
trying
gonna
to tell
see
you
it that
this.
way.
You
Not
have
gonna
to.
see it that way.
Because if they don't trade for PG, they don't get Kawhi because he was
I
not
understand
going.
that sentiment.
So you gotta look at it like that.
That's
It
why they
was-
included SGA in the deal.
So it was 1, 2, 3.
So they gave up 8
4.
first-round picks
For essentially 2 players.
for Kawhi. 8 first-round picks.
It was 5
and
first.
SGA.
It was 5 first, 2 swaps.
7.
SGA
Sorry. And
Gallo.
SGA, who's worth
Well,
like
no,
8 first-round picks himself.
It's 5 first rounders because the swap, you still have a first round pick. It's just
SGA
the
is
worst
worth
of the
what?
2.
He's worth like 8 first-round picks.
No, he's not. He's not capping at all, bro.
I don't think
He's
SGA is
25.
worth 8 first round
Paul
picks.
George just went for fucking 7.
You're an idiot, and you keep doing this, and I'm gonna try to educate you. Kawhi made it very clear: go get PG, and
90% of the NBA would trade 8 first round picks for SGA
And I'll be honest,
Think so,
low key in a
eight?
heartbeat.
right now. Yes.
8 is a lot.
I would do it.
You kidding me? He's not even in his prime yet. He's 25 years old.
8. I just think 8 is 8 is OD, but y'all probably right. 8 is crazy.
Here you go, sir. Thank you.
8 is nuts.
Take my fucking
Damn,
money.
That means what Luka going for like 13 first round picks?
Yeah, I don't
Probably.
think there's not enough picks.
There's a reason why the GOATs don't get traded.
There's a reason why you need a star level player to even get one of those guys.
Like
for-
Kevin
he's-
Durant in year 4, he was 33, 34 years old.
He went from Mikel, Cam Johnson, and 4 first rounders and swaps.
That was more
on top of
age though, right?
But I'm saying
No,
at
I
the
know,
age
right?
of
At
34.
his old age.
At the age of
With
34.
the
Well,
injury
Kevin
history.
Durant at 34.
Yeah, I mean SGA.
That's a little
fucking-
kid.
My point being,
SGA is a top 3
at
MVP candidate, bro.
25,
Yeah, it's no playoffs.
It's gonna be worth, bro.
Let's
the
talk
moon.
about MVPs because the NBA released a straw poll. This from ESPN.
Uh-huh.
And top 5 in MVP odds, or top 5 in MVP in this voting was Jokic, SGA, Giannis, Luka, and Kawhi. The next 5 were Tatum, Brunson, Mitchell, Edwards. Katie's 10, and tied 11th is Sabonis and Halliburton.
Jason Tatum is 5th on my screen.
No, that's what I was telling you, bro. You gotta look at this one.
How much is Donovan Mitchell worth?
Well, he went for 5. That's fine.
So you don't think he's worth like 7?
Well, Laurie himself, at this point,
At that point, it wasn't okay. Colin,
I'm gonna probably 5, 6.
5, 6.
He's definitely worth 4 or 5.
No, 4 is flat. 4 is the minimum.
But he's not SGA.
And that's not a knock.
No, I'm trying to find the landscape for where these picks go. Because if SGA is worth 8, then Sabonis is definitely worth like 2, 3.
No.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Wait, what do you think?
DeJounte went for 3.
Fleeced. And they were swaps.
It
One of them is a
doesn't happen
swap.
again.
One of them is a swap.
One of them was a swap.
So
yeah.
2. He's trying to be funny.
Well, I count 7 here. Swaps
what-
matter.
wait,
you
what
want
do
to
you
know
think-
why
But
it
swaps are
matters?
still you have the pick.
But you get the better.
Yeah, but you still get a pick.
Yeah, you don't lose your pick.
I know,
So
but
2.
still.
So,
So
DeJounte went
what
for
do you
2.
think Sabonis is worth?
I said 4 first.
No, he's not.
He's fucking insane. Lunacy.
Why?
No team is trading 4 first for Sabonis.
Except maybe the Kings.
How
Again,
old is he now? 20.
it's not his age, it's his game.
He's not really.
Pretty damn
He's
great.
not a ceiling raiser.
He's all NBA.
It's his game. It's not his age.
He's not a ceiling raiser.
Because he's young. He's not old.
They went from out of the playoffs to third
First round
seed.
exit.
They went to Game 7 against the Golden State
Yeah, who was a
Warriors.
liability.
But again,
in the playoffs.
he's a floor raiser.
It was a bad
He's a
matchup.
floor raiser. That's
Against
how
Kevon
many
fucking
season.
Looney.
Draymond Green, be fucking
How
real.
many
Kevon
matchups
Looney-
are bad
Draymond got
matches?
suspended.
A lot.
One game.
And look at Sabonis' numbers in that game.
Okay.
Just look at his numbers.
He wasn't terrible, but he's not worth.
He should have been
4
much
first-round
better.
picks.
He looked like at times.
If
Sometimes the
Rudy
third best
Gobert is
center.
worth 4, Sabonis is not worth 4.
Drew Holiday at the age of what went for how many first round picks?
He's more valuable than Sabonis for a team.
For
I
that
understand,
team, yes.
because of defense. Yes. Let's see. I have to go to
Like the Celtics would not trade 4 firsts for Sabonis.
Fuck, there's no need.
No, why would the Celtics do that? The Celtics got picks for getting Kristaps.
How many teams are trading 4 firsts for Sabonis? Are the Cavaliers doing it?
They're good.
Are the Bucks doing it?
They don't have them, but no.
They don't have them.
Are the Knicks doing it?
No.
Are the Sixers
I
doing it?
don't know. It depends. Is Julius Randle going to fucking stink it up again?
I'd rather have Randle than
But then it's Sabonis and Mitch is a
Why?
nasty.
What does Randle do that Sabonis doesn't?
Score better. He's a better scorer.
Because he can shoot the 3 ball at a not efficient rate.
And a mid-range shot, yes. No, and the mid-range, I mean, he clears him.
You think Sabonis is a great scorer?
No. But not enough for me to take him over.
Sabonis is a bully ball scorer. That's what he is.
That's
Randle
why he
got
struggles
game.
in
Like
the
he
playoffs.
got
Average 20.
Yeah, he does average 20.
Yeah, but Randle averages 26.
Talking shit.
Yeah, Randle is a better
This is a
offensive
alleged
player.
Knicks
than him.
fan.
Yeah, just and unfortunately the 3-point is just not efficient.
Yeah,
He continues
and
to
with
take it.
Sabonis, he doesn't take it at all.
That's
Good.
fine.
Yeah, like teams
Know yourself.
It's not fine.
Know yourself.
Yeah, knowing yourself is getting outplayed by Kevon Looney and Draymond Green and not being able to.
What was
be
the game that he
efficient.
got suspended?
Don't remember. It was a road game. Maybe game 3.
But the point of it,
didn't play game
this
3.
is what teams are trading for Sabonis? Because are the Sixers doing it?
No.
Are the Heat doing it?
No.
Are the Magic doing it?
No.
They don't need to.
Exactly. But like, what your worth and value is based off of
How many teams?
what
did
is
he
How many
needed.
firsts did Pascal go for?
Was it
It was 3, if I'm not mistaken. 3 firsts.
one of them? Yeah. One of them
Was it
wasn't the
3?
Pacers, though.
To be fair, in the
It was
SGA,
it was the
on
pick that they got
Paul George
from-
trade. 2 of
Was
them
that like-
were
it was like- it was like
two
a
of them were
5
like
That they
key
got from the
picks.
Knicks.
It's some
Correct.
weird- it's
Or not
weird.
the Knicks. I apologize.
Clippers or the Tims. One
Yes.
of them. It's like
Yes.
5 teams.
It's
in
also
that trade.
if there's protection. These were unprotected.
yeah, they
most
get-
of them.
they
For
get-
Rudy? For Rudy?
No, for Paul George.
Raptors got 2 first rounders for Pascal.
You're not counting the swap, correct?
No, it's not a swap. It's a conditional 2026 first round pick. So
It's probably protection
conditions
on
have
it.
to be met. Protections, I don't know.
So actually,
that exactly.
dig into that.
It's hard to trade 4 for Sabonis, bro, because he's not making your
And Pascal
championship
fits
contender.
better with teams than Sabonis too.
As the number 2. Make the argument.
Like in the
Probably
West,
You could.
are the
He plays with
Timberwolves
pace.
trading 4 firsts for Sabonis?
No.
They've shown that they
First
have
of all,
a
they don't have
willingness
picks.
to, but they exactly.
No, willingness to trade for Gobert, who's a depoy.
He is.
That's different.
Can you
He's-
say defensive
he's-
player of the year, please?
He's one of the best defenders of our era, by far.
Like it pierces my ears hearing Depoy, but go ahead.
OKC,
No.
Maybe.
they not doing. They're not doing
They
it.
might.
They got all those picks. Sabonis isn't the most.
The answer
with all
is
due
yes,
respect.
actually.
Lauri
One
Markkanen or
if there
Sabonis?
is a fucking team, it's them.
Laurie or Sabonis for OKC.
Are you mad that that's the team?
What do you mean?
I don't think they do it.
I don't think they're doing
Riv,
it, bro.
but is that the team that,
That would be one you can try to make
All
an
right, the
argument
answer's
for.
yes.
But I don't
that's
think.
not- I don't think
I don't
that's
think
the
But
that
that's not
fits.
the
It doesn't-
question. That's not the
They've been
question.
I don't think
hesitant
they
to
do
move
it. I don't
picks
think they
all
do
these
it.
years. Now all of a sudden, Sabonis. I don't know.
I
That's
see
not the
what he's
question,
saying,
yes.
though. This is a
The
team that needs a
Clippers.
rebounder.
No, they don't. They could use them, but it doesn't.
Hey,
They could use them, but they don't have.
They don't
do
have
they have the
picks. They don't have
assets? No.
picks.
they don't. They wouldn't do it probably, but that
The Nuggets,
no.
No, makes no sense.
the Suns.
I mean,
They
they'll
probably
do,
would. They
they'll-
need the
they'll-
big.
I mean, they want fucking Miles Bridges, so
But they don't have picks.
That's unrealistic,
The Suns
so no.
traded them
Yeah.
away.
Even the style of play, though, I don't know if that helps them.
He's better than Nurkic. You just take it and find a way to figure it
The
out.
defense, no. Dirk has been solid this year as a
point.
defender.
He has.
The Pelicans.
Anything to upgrade over
Replace
Valanciunas.
Valanciunas,
So
you
yes.
plug them in, yeah.
Sabonis and Zion sounds.
I mean,
Kinda
Zion
gross.
and
Little grody.
It
Valanciunas.
sounds really
A
gross.
little grody.
the thing
Zion
is,
and Valanciunas is gross.
it's one thing for these teams to make these moves because we see teams make moves just to do it sometimes. But if the Pelicans get Sabonis, does that change?
But here's the
But there
thing
has
about
to be a
them?
realistic side of conversation. Like,
So they
are
know.
these teams actually saying, "Oh yeah, we'd trade for that player"?
The Thunder.
I don't think any of them would.
The Thunder.
Maybe they didn't want to trade for Laurie or Pascal. They're not going to trade for.
I don't know if they
Sabonis.
didn't want to. I just don't know if Laurie
they
was
were
available.
they wanted to stick with the group.
The
Laurie was not
Mavericks.
available.
The Mavericks.
Mavericks could.
Probably.
I don't
Mavericks
think
could.
so.
Probably.
They feel like one of those teams that would do it.
It feels close. Closer.
They need more defense down there than anything.
Yes. It feels closer.
Sabonis wasn't dog shit in the series. He wasn't Sabonis.
That's a problem against Kevon Looney.
You left that series feeling like Kevon Looney was the next thing of
Because
Jesus
did you see
Christ.
what the fuck he did to Sabonis? Who wouldn't leave the series thinking
That's a
that?
good point.
I think
But
Sabonis.
you also you say Kevon, but you really know it was Draymond.
Of course, but
Yes.
the fact is, I seen things Kevon did that just made me think. this guy's
Sabonis
next.
is a great player. 2 first-round picks, I see. Like 2
two
first-round picks.
first round picks, you're left saying, "Yo, the Kings got fucking fleeced."
Well, they would get fleeced only because,
Also, players will have to be involved.
like, it takes the Kings from a playoff team to what are they now?
Like,
We're not,
it's
we're
just-
not even matching contracts
No,
now.
no,
We're
no,
just
no,
saying
no,
going
no.
straight off vibes.
No.
So this list could get cut in half.
That's a good point.
Sabonis' contract isn't nasty though, so where you got to throw in too many. He's getting the cheap deal.
I just don't
Excuse
think
me.
that I don't think the point is that Sabonis is not highly valuable across the
How
league.
do we-
2013 and 8, not valuable. Noted.
And the
don't
coaches
remember.
left them off. The coaches were the ones that decided not to put him in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
So that they showed
That
you
is
how
true.
they felt about him.
They said that they would rather. Well, what happened with Rudy?
Because his
But Rudy got left off.
yeah, because the
he's not
offense.
fun. He's not fun.
Okay, I get it, but
Nah, they picked 2 other Minnesota players over him. That's what it was.
Yeah, they picked Carl Anthony Towns.
Sabonis-
Who's having a decent season.
Sabonis' assists are very inflated.
I understand that. I know that.
Handoff merchant.
I know that.
He's a handoff
I know that.
So it's like,
But he's still one of the best rebounders in the game.
Yes. For sure.
He still can score. Not at enough.
but he's a defensive liability.
Is
And then
he a liability?
in a playoff series, you can neutralize his offense from a scoring standpoint because he can't shoot.
As long as he can make the midi. Which
He
really
can't, though.
really
Not like
consistent.
Julius Randle can. And Julius Randle sucks in the
Sabonis
post.
sometimes doesn't even look to take the midi.
He was
Nah, he does
hesitant
not.
in that series versus the Warriors. But you're going up against Draymond, man. It's just a
Man
different.
up.
Now, how many people have?
Good point.
That's all I'm
He's
saying.
locked Blake Griffin before, man.
And that's when Blake was peak.
That's
Do you have a problem with the MVP
I do.
order?
I do.
Boy's not high enough.
I do.
Yeah, and where the fuck is Anthony Davis?
Dehls. Wait, he's the
guys are
9th
ninth
seed,
seed.
bro.
Oh, Luka Doncic is here.
You're cooking.
Luka Doncic is scoring or assisting on 57.8 points per game
legend.
this
Yeah,
season,
actually,
which
you know
is
what?
He's a legend.
on
Not
pace
cooking.
for the most in NBA history.
Yeah, I absolutely cooked.
Dehls,
the
I actually had a
garbage man.
question. I wanted to ask you, like, put the trolling aside.
I don't troll.
No, I'm saying, like, I'm saying because we got fun in Discord.
Okay,
and whatnot.
yeah.
Tatum versus Mitchell. That's
No.
what you want.
You, like that tweet you saw where like they were saying like Tatum shouldn't be an MVP because
Oh, the net rating shit.
Yeah. Do you think that is that players that are playing at a high level but they are on a great team should be hindered in the MVP conversation?
I mean, you know my answer. Jason
That's why I
Tatum,
said no
I don't
trolling.
think, listen, realistically, I think 4th is probably the highest you could put Tatum because I know the Bucks are struggling, but Giannis has been sensational. I mean, that loss against the Grizzlies the other night, he shot like 70, 80%. They still lost. It's not his fault. What Jokic is doing, what SGA is doing, winning just as much. Really, the only thing knocking Tatum is his shooting isn't the most efficient. You know, he's like 60% true shooting, which is still pretty damn good. But you look at a guy like Kawhi, who's like 63, 64%. But right now, I mean, Jason Tatum and the Celtics, they've been killing the NBA. They have the highest net rating in the league. They're at like plus 10, plus 11. And when he is off the court, their net rating is still super high. It's like plus 7 or plus 8. But it just goes to show the rest of the team is really damn good. And people have this back and forth with Boston where on one hand, they've been labeled a super team. And on the other hand, nobody thinks, I shouldn't say nobody, but it's been a popular opinion to discredit Jason Tatum in the MVP race. He's been a borderline top 10 player in a lot of people's eyes. People don't like Jaylen Brown. Straight up do not think he's that great of a player. I think if you ask around, no one's putting him in the top 15, maybe not even the top 20. Porzingis, I think everyone is acknowledging how great he's been this season, but he was great individually with Washington last season, but that was on a losing team. He came in and fit perfectly. And you also had guys like Drew Holiday, who's having his best shooting season of his career. So it's been tough as a Celtics fan because on one hand, we've been labeled as super team. And on the other hand, I feel like no player individually outside of like Derek White and Kristaps Porzingis has really gotten the credit of how well they're playing and how they've adjusted to their roles and kind of sacrificed because Tatum put up 30 last year. We've seen Tatum put up 30. He put up better raw numbers than SGA is doing right now. He put up 30, damn near 8-9 rebounds. The efficiency probably not the same and was winning just as much and not more, but he wasn't number 2 in the MVP ladder last season. So I do think some of it has to do with how the Celtics are perceived as just this overwhelming juggernaut. They should be, what are they, like 42-12 or not 42-12, but 38-12, something ridiculous.
Is Tatum top 3 though?
He's not.
I'm saying last season. Was it Giannis?
No, he wasn't. It was Giannis.
It was Embiid,
Joker,
Jokic as
Embiid.
number 2.
Because I would say if
I think they're
Embiid,
42-12.
I didn't even say that because if Embiid was healthy, Embiid would be 1, Jokic would be 2, SGA would not be top 2. I only say that for that.
43-12. So they're
Nuts.
they've met or exceeded expectations, and it still hasn't been enough because the team's just super loaded.
You guys are amazing.
It's tough for him. Like he has to put up Luka-esque numbers like to really be in an MVP conversation.
4 is strong. I disagree slightly.
So you think 5 is the cutoff point for Tatum?
I think.
So you don't think he should be over Luka in the MVP conversation?
You think Donovan should be higher?
I think
SGA.
there's 6 players on the MVP voting in the West. There's SGA, there's Ant-Man, KD, Luka, the Joker, and Kawhi. I think when you talk about MVP, you talk about most valuable player, you talk about adversity, you talk about who's had to deal with the most adversity, who's been able to put up the best numbers, talk about who's been dealing with injuries to his team, whose team is inflated when they're off the court.
Sounds like only one guy.
I understand Giannis being in that perspective, him being in that conversation as an MVP, but Donovan Mitchell is the number 2 seed in the East. Donovan Mitchell has not had his 2 stars on a consistent basis this year. They've lost 2 games in like their last 20 games. He's been across the board better in every statistical category in terms of the raw numbers. Donovan Mitchell has improved on defense. Donovan Mitchell has improved in the playmaking environment. Donovan Mitchell has carried this team on his back, of course, with some help from the role players and Jaren Allen. But MVP, Donovan Mitchell, I think, has been the MVP in the East. I think he's been, I don't think nobody should be ahead of him in the East, outside of Embiid, but he's hurt, of course.
What about Mr. Brunson?
I think they have similar arguments because Randall went down, and then OG's been down. So it's going to be tough to see how he transitions in that department.
They're on a 4-game losing streak.
But I think what Donovan has been able to do for a little bit of a longer stretch, and that he's been able kind of to been the primary offensive engine for this team. Not having your other guard is tough. And I think dealing with the injury to one of your best defenders, once again, like you mentioned, bringing in new players coming off the bench, being more creative on the defensive end. I think Donovan is ahead of Brunson. I wouldn't hate Brunson being over Donovan because Brunson's been equally
Would you
as
have
great
both
this
of them
year.
over Tatum?
Yes, because they've dealt with more. I think.
But I did, coming into preseason expectations, did you think at the All-Star break the Celtics would have like a 3-4 game lead over everyone in the NBA, 6-game lead in the East, be 42-12?
Not 42.
They're on pace to win
12.
like 65 games.
I think you guys. I don't think I'd projected 42. But if you ask me if the Cavs were going to lose 2 of their best players and still be the number 2 seed in the East, I would have told you no. Because everybody counted them out when they lost those 2 guys. The fact that they've climbed up to number 2 and they are 5-6 games behind you guys, who you guys are the best team in the league, I think that looks a little bit more impressive. And not to say Tatum shouldn't be on the list. Tatum is a top 10 MVP candidate to me. But I think what Donovan Mitchell and Brunson have been able to do with the adversity, the lesser talent, I think it's a little bit. And even then, Jalen Brunson just got more help at the deadline. So, I think for Mitchell, though, just speaking solely on him, because I think he's been hindered the most on his MVP ranking. I think, the Joker and him don't have the same case, but when the Joker won MVP as a 6 seed, he got the benefit of adversity. He was missing his players. I'm not saying it's the same case, but I think Donovan should get a little bit of adversity. He's missing some of his key players, and even then they're back, and he's still, the engine of this team.
And the one thing where I will give credit to Jokic is it has been pretty consistent for these last 4 years where you take him off the court, the Nuggets aren't a respectable team. I mean, he is the Denver Nuggets. His impact is always felt when he's on and off the court. It's just different when you're playing against the Nuggets and Jokic isn't on the court. This is when you want to take advantage. And then you see it becomes a tight game. Jokic comes back on the court, and they're able to settle down and, of course, end up winning the ball game. I think Jokic is the MVP. I think that this poll is going to be right. It's funny. Last 2 years, when we get to this poll, the winner of this poll has not been the MVP. I believe 2 years ago, or last year, more importantly, it was Jokic as the favorite to win it, and then Embiid ended up taking the title home. And the last one before that was the same way. But, I mean, you understand his impact. You understand that the Nuggets, we've talked about their depth. It hasn't been that great this season, but he's been asked to do more as a scorer this season. He's done that, obviously. You know the playmaker that he is. I think Jokic deservedly so should be number 1 on here. I do think it's funny. We have a vote for Haliburton and Sabonis. Haliburton deservedly so. I mean, you understand the Pacers really aren't that great of a team. But again, Anthony Davis and his impact on the defensive side of the ball, on top of what he's giving you offensively, availability too, where he's been the healthiest he's been as a Los Angeles Laker.
Where would you put him?
In that conversation with the Kevin Durant, Haliburton, and Sabonis, I just would like to see his name on here for that idea that, again, he is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate. When you look at the favorites to win right now, he's not even top 5, which is insane to me.
Would you take Edwards off, put KD up, and put AD up?
With the efficiency that we've seen from Kevin Durant, that argument is fine. But again, Anthony Edwards is on the team with the best record in the Western Conference. Need to respect Anthony Edwards in that regard. But I only put him in that conversation with the KD, the Sabonis, and the Halliburton because these aren't the top teams in their conferences. But you still give these guys that respect because they're playing high-level basketball. Shit, I can make an argument that AD's been arguably better than all of them outside of maybe Kevin Durant because Kevin Durant's efficiency on top of defense that nobody talks about when they talk about Kevin Durant has been really good, but Anthony Davis's impact on both sides of the court has been strong. I think this list is fine, though. Kawhi Leonard, whether you like it or not, me included, he has been a top 5 player in the league this season. You could argue that he could be a top 4 candidate, really. I think Giannis is a little bit high for the idea that the team is a little bit underwhelming. They are a top 3 seed, but they aren't that dominating team that we were anticipating, although he is dominating. Luka Doncic deservedly so deserves to be in the top 4. He's been at a different level. SGA deserves to be in the top 4. He's been at a different level. But Kawhi's efficiency, his availability, the way that they've been able to play winning basketball. I mean, Kawhi Leonard on both sides of the court, his impact. He's been that player. It's just been a matter of health. So to me, that'd be the only thing. This list is fair. Jalen Brunson gets the recognition that he deserves. I'm glad that he was the number 1 guard in the East on this list. So to me, I thought it was fine outside of the fact of let's give Anthony Davis the respect he deserves because for a while he's been the butt of the joke for the Los Angeles Lakers. A Disney, street clothes. But when it's all said and done, there's not many players that you would take over Anthony Davis, and that's the truth.
Who's your prediction to win MVP?
I would like SGA to win. I want SGA to win. My pick to win it is Jokic.
I think it's going to be Jokic, too.
I think Giannis takes it this year, but I would like SGA to win it.
So 3-time MVP for Giannis.
The Bucks are going to have a pretty huge second half turnaround because the taste in everyone's mouth around Milwaukee is pretty nasty right now.
Yeah, I don't know.
I like the pick.
I don't know if Kawhi is top 5 MVP candidate. I'll be honest.
Is it because there's too much star power?
I think
on his
Harden
team?
hasn't 23.
But the efficiency is
But I think
ridiculous.
Harden has been not as equally impactful, but he's been right there in terms of his impact to the team. So I don't think I would have him top 5.
I don't know if I'm having a top 5 MVP candidate who's averaging 23 points per game.
I mean, Jokic won MVP with
25.
Yeah, triple-double, though.
2 years? Both of them, he was 25?
25.
Yeah, he was in 23, and he was also averaging triple-double.
No, most definitely. Jokic deserves it. But again, the efficiency from Kawhi, his ability to shoot the 3 ball at that efficiency, I mean, his defense, too. They're playing some of the best basketball in the league.
I think Luka Doncic has been the best player in the league this year.
I'm okay with that statement.
And I think if the Mavericks finish with a top 5 seed in the West, he should win MVP. What he's doing this year is historic. It is. And I feel like sometimes we get wrapped up too much in a team's record, and we just have to look at the value portion of it because this year the Mavericks have been one of the more injured teams in the NBA. When Kyrie and Luka are on the court together this year, they have a win percentage above 600%.
You're getting this tweet off?
They're way above a 500 team. This year, Luka is making history. He's on pace to be number 1 in NBA history for a player in a season scoring or assisting on points. He's at 57.8 points per game this season.
That's dumb.
Just to put this into perspective, because I looked this up, Wilt Chamberlain, when he averaged 50 points, he averaged 2 assists. So even his season where he was averaging 50, Luka is accounting for more points per game for his team. And with the injuries to Kyrie Irving and to key role players on the Mavericks, I think if Kyrie is healthy in the second half of the season, the Mavericks will make a run. And if they are a top 5 seed, I don't see why we don't give it to Luka. I feel like with Luka, we're holding the team record against them. But when Jokic won it as the 6th seed, nobody said nothing. When Russell Westbrook won it as the 6th seed, nobody said nothing.
That was different.
It was history, but Luka this year, he's having a better season than Russell Westbrook.
But that was a triple-double. Like, it hasn't been done.
Broke the record.
You're right, it hasn't been done, but I'm just saying.
His next best player was Steven Adams.
But narrative aside, Luka has been better this year.
Yeah, but you got to look at that roster, then look at this roster. Like, that roster
Victor Oladipo. Who ascended to an All-Star the year after he left.
You got to be serious.
He ascended into an All-Star player, one of the best in the league.
Objectively worse
Russell
than this
averaged 32. Are you
with
kidding
no jumper.
me?
Luka's averaging 35. Luka's averaging 35.
But understand it is different.
Westbrook averaged 32 with no jump shot, which means he's straight going to the rack every single possession.
Bro, and
who's his next best player?
Yes.
Who's his next best scorer?
Let's see. Don't wait on me to bring that up.
It was 16 a game.
What are we doing?
Okay, yes. That season was historic, but Luka is having a better season now. I think he's having a better season.
You could say that, but I'm saying that was the first time it's been done since Oscar.
Luka's
so that's been done multiple times.
All right,
he's
let's
not going to
listen
get the
to this
historic
amazing roster. Russell Westbrook, obviously 32. Victor Oladipo averaged 16. Enes Freedom, third highest scorer of 14.3.
Yeah, he get 14 a game.
He was a good post player.
Yeah, good for him.
Just couldn't guard.
He's always a good player off the bench.
Come on.
Keep going.
Okay. Steven Adams, 11.3.
Well, the starting lineup was Russell Westbrook, Victor Oladipo, Andre Robertson, Taj Gibson, and Steven Adams.
Bro.
I remember that team.
That's an ugly five.
Nobody's saying that team's not worse. I'm not saying that team's not
Where
worse.
they finish that year?
Sabonis,
They were the sixth seed.
Sabonis started 66 games this year and gave 6 points. This must have been his rookie season.
This
This is rookie Sabonis. But so Sabonis probably started. Taj Gibson probably started in spurts.
Taj Gibson only played 23 games.
Even in that year, I thought James Harden was better that year. Like Westbrook made history.
I'm not
but Harden was better that year.
I just think historically, once again, like nobody's done it since
I understand
Oscar,
what you're saying. I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is that
and if he's not on the team, this is a team in contention for the number 1 pick.
yeah, I mean same thing with Luka. If Luka wasn't on this Mavericks team,
Well, they have Kyrie Irving.
But Kyrie has missed half the games this year.
For sure, yeah.
Okay.
So they're probably in contention for that top pick too. All I'm saying is that Russell Westbrook won it with a low seed. Jokic won it with a low seed. I don't feel like just because Luka doesn't finish with a top 4 or top 3 seed, he should be disqualified. And I feel like people kind of have disqualified him from winning it if he doesn't finish with a high seed.
Listen, I agree. I think Luka definitely can win the MVP.
He's averaging 34 and 10, essentially.
I think historically,
with 9 rebounds.
An MVP has never been a 6 seed outside of doing something like historical in NBA history. So
the advanced numbers for Jokic that season also were just,
and he didn't have his 2 players all year like that.
And you're gonna have SGA who's gonna give you 30 on stupid efficiency as the 1 or 2 seed. Jokic,
you got Giannis right there.
Double.
You know, it's tough.
I want to listen. If he's top 5 seed, top 6 seed, he's gonna have a great case. If he's in the play-in, he might be cooked.
So, question is, if the Cavaliers are number 2 seed in the league, does Donovan get it?
What's the gap between them and the Celtics? 10 games.
What are we doing here?
I'm asking.
Listen, I'll be honest. Mitchell is not winning it, and it's not because he doesn't deserve to. It's just the last time I've seen a shooting guard perform at a uber high level and not win the award was Devin Booker. Devin Booker was on a 65 and 66 win Suns team. He was the best player on the team, and nobody considered him as an MVP.
No, he finished top 5 that year.
I was going to say people looked at Chris Paul as the MVP.
Yeah, it was
people
split.
Were clamoring for that.
No,
it was split.
I think he finished top 5 that year.
So if I seen Devin Booker win 60 plus games and have the elite output he had, if the Cavs are the 2nd seed, Mitchell is not going to.
And realistically, I don't know if the Cavs are going to go on another 18-2 stretch for the rest of the year.
And I don't think that he's having a better season than Jokic, SGA,
for starters.
Luka, Giannis.
Like I said before, Devin Booker finished top 5 in the MVP vote. And it was a 1A, 1B thing, which you were a very big advocate of that. And most people were a big advocate of that. It was Devin Booker and Chris Paul for who was actually the most valuable player. So that's why he wasn't getting this high volume. In the sense of, in this case, Donovan Mitchell doesn't have a guy who's on a similar level of most valuable, most impactful. He's the guy. Everybody else follows his train, and then they move how they move. In terms of Boston having 10 games in front of them, dude, you have a fucking super team. So what, like,
we've been amazing.
If you lost Jalen, if you lost your 2nd best player and your 3rd best player, you would not have went 20-2 or 18-2 in your last 20 games.
Would have been fact. Tough. You guys had a couple of nice gimmies in there too.
Yeah, but you still wouldn't have done it. I mean, you lose your gimmies also. So
not really. We have the best record against teams under 500.
Yeah, I was checking.
Really?
By the way, Jokic's MVP seasons were 27 and 26.
Lost to the Warriors.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
You guys aren't under 500 anymore.
We were under 500 at that moment.
I
don't know, man.
I just feel like sometimes,
I was thinking of last year. Apologize.
Sometimes MVPs are too narrative based. This year, I don't think is that. I think this year is an open year. But I always look back to the year that Giannis won his 2nd MVP over
James Harden. Of course, yeah.
And he shouldn't have won that year.
It always comes back to James
Bro,
Harden.
Harden averaged 36.
You mean the first year he won? Because the 2nd year that he won was the bubble year.
When he won
you might be
DPOI
right.
and
You're right.
he won Defense Player of the Year and MVP.
Because I was going to say the 2nd year, I didn't think Giannis deserved that MVP.
So who would be your guys' West MVP, East MVP? Like, obviously Embiid cannot win it, unfortunately. Sad to see. So who, if you had to split it up, because I feel like there's a good mixture of East-West guys on here. And I feel like East guys, they kind of have a lot of the same story. So who would be your East MVP, West MVP?
West is Luka. East.
You just said if he's If he's a, oh, you're saying that's just yours.
That's my MVP.
Oh, okay. Gangster.
West is Luka. East is I think Mitchell. I think Mitchell's.
I would
the
go
MVP for
West. I'll go. Fuck. Luka's a good answer. I'd probably go SGA.
You know, okay, that's fine.
For the vibes, we're here.
For the West, I'm going to go Nikola Jokic. That's the MVP. For the East, I'm going to go Jalen Brunson, averaging almost 28 points per game. The Knicks being one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference. I've been dealing with a lot of energies, too. They are the fourth seed. They're on a 4-game skid right now, too.
Ooh, his 4 games, loser.
His splits are crazy. 48% from the field, 41% from 3. I mean, he has been in contention for best guard in the Eastern Conference. He really has been that great. Not just point guard, best guard, period. So to me, that would be the MVP. But Donovan Mitchell, right on his heels.
Why don't you have Donovan at 1? Let's talk shop. I have my Cleveland hat on at the moment.
The fact that Jalen Brunson is able to score at any level the way that he wants, the efficiency that he wants, I mean, that's why I lean Jalen.
Like for MVP? I'm not talking about player. I'm talking about MVP.
MVP, fair enough. Because Donovan has dealt with the adversity that has gone on over there in Cavaliers. There's a strong argument for him to be in that for number 1. But again, I look at what he's been doing with the Knicks. Again, the pressure that comes with playing on the Knicks and delivering at this level. The numbers back it up. He's just been statistically one of the best guards, period.
Agreed.
And again, the Knicks have been playing some great basketball, and they've dealt with some injuries, been on a little bit of a skid, but for a majority, they've been one of the better offenses in the league, and that starts with him.
My West MVP, probably SGA right now. I think a good mix of numbers plus exceeding expectations. For the East, I think it's Jason Tatum. Listen, Donovan Mitchell's cool. Jalen Brunson's cool. Jason Tatum has been the most efficient player out of these 3. In terms of true shooting percentage, he's been the most efficient player.
Brother.
He's 42-12. They have the
Tatum's
best record
better than
against
Donovan
teams
Mitchell this year? Honest, genuine question.
Yes, you could. Their numbers are just as good, if not better, than basically across the board.
No, he hasn't. Has he been more valuable to his team than...
Well, we're playing hypotheticals because no one on Boston has gotten hurt, really. Porzingis has missed a handful of games. Drew has missed a couple of games here and there, but no one's really gotten hurt. So you're playing in a hypothetical world.
The fact that the Cavaliers are number 2 with the injuries to Garland and Mobley, the fact that the Knicks are in the position that they are in...
They're 10 games out of first place.
They're not 10 games out of first place. You lied.
How many?
I caught you.
Was it 8?
I caught you lying. It's not even 8. You lied again.
Well,
I'm talking about
the Knicks.
Oh.
Cavs are 6.
10.
Oh.
Cavs are 6.
I apologize. Yeah. I thought you were talking about...
You guys are the best team by far.
That's why it's like, well, Brunson's doing this with these expectations. Well, the Cavs are doing this. It's like Boston has a legitimate, landslide in terms of where they position themselves in the East.
And the sad truth is, and this is not a knock on Jason Tatum, you know my feelings towards Tatum. With the roster you currently have, if you took Tatum off this team, this still would be a top 6 team in the East.
Probably, yeah.
If you took Donovan Mitchell off the Cavaliers,
they are not. They might not be a play-in
They're probably.
team.
I mean, yeah, but they're probably bottom, like a team led by Porzingis and Jalen Brown.
I mean, again, the Indiana.
Realistically, what is that?
They can't go toe to toe with the Bulls.
Porzingis, Jalen Brown, Derek White. This is a good ass Drew Holiday.
I can understand your frustration as somebody who's a Celtics fan and Jason Tatum fan that. Even when you guys are overwhelmingly dominant as a team, Jason Tatum doesn't get recognition.
He doesn't get recognition.
We're 42-12. We shit on most of the league.
Because I think Tatum's value is going to come in the playoffs.
I agree.
I think in the regular season when you have a stacked team like this, and it's happened to the greats, it's happened to Steph, it's happened to LeBron, it's happened to, it happens to the best of the best.
But it just feels like the Donovan Mitchell and Brunson. It's like there's just narratives there.
I mean,
that's what the MVP is.
I thought we didn't want to have narratives. That's why.
Well, what's most valuable player kind of comes with a narrative.
So you think Tatum's been more valuable than Mitchell this year?
You can make the argument.
Oh God,
you can make the argument.
In what way?
It's all hypotheticals with Boston because nobody's hurt. It's like we don't know what this looks like if Porzingis missed time, if Jalen missed time.
The fact that Donovan Mitchell with those hurt players can keep them 6 games within a stacked team should tell you something.
Well, I think the argument for Tatum and I think the argument for Mitchell is that...
Oh, Tatum's argument is he's the best player in the best team.
That's the easiest argument.
It's easy.
He's been more efficient.
I'll go a step
scoring
further
more on less shots.
He's
rebounding better.
But he's more efficient because of the players around him. It's not just because...
We also
Tatum's
know he
elite,
takes some tough shots too.
But Donovan is forced into these situations where he has to take these tough shots because if he doesn't make these tough shots on top of the volume that he's taking them at, they have no chance of winning.
I'll go a step further and say this. The argument for Tatum when it comes to value is that even if you do take them off the team, they're still a playoff team. Yes. But they can't win the championship.
Fuck, they're not even going to the ECF.
They can only win a championship.
They might not even win a
with
playoff
Tatum.
series.
I agree.
Donovan Mitchell with the Cavs, even with them, even without him,
For sure.
they ain't a championship team.
That's not MVP.
No, but the thing is, without Donovan,
It measures value.
This is a fringe.
But that's
play-in
why
team.
Tatum's value is more known or is going to be more recognized in the playoffs.
But that means that the value of a player is really only measured when he's put in a situation where he has to do more than usual.
well, that's essentially what
Because-
MVP is.
because
That's why it's
Tatum-
two different awards.
Because
Tatum put up 30 last year, and you look back, that team is kind of flawed.
Tatum deserved more recognition last year.
And
I
he
agree.
didn't, and
That
now
was-
it's
it was
like
more
everyone else is
adversity
doing
last
it,
year.
and it's like, huh?
It
Because
was more
I think
adversity last year. You guys had the,
Two
you know,
years ago, I think Jason Tatum could have been in strong
He
contention
finished.
for the
I think he finished
MVP.
fourth.
because I think that the argument for Tatum is not going to be in the numbers.
He was
He's
an
not.
elite
He's not
defender,
leading
elite offensive player.
It's not about numbers
in the
anymore.
box score stats. Not leading the advanced stats. The argument for Tatum is that he's the MVP, best player on the best team. But not only that, he's had to sacrifice more than other stars currently for the betterment of the team, and he's accepted that role and he's embraced it, and he hasn't tried to step on any toes.
That sounds cool and all, like not wanting a narrative in the MVP, but I don't think you have noticed. If you look at the top 10 players in MVP, look at their numbers. Numbers are gonna be numbers. The guys you're competing with are gonna have stupid,
not like they're
insane
bad.
numbers.
They're good
They're gonna have great. You're gonna have Giannis putting up stupid numbers. The Joker, Luka. So it has to be something outside of the numbers that help you stick out, and it can be for Donovan and Brunson a narrative. They're playing, with injured players. It can be for Tatum his narrative. Oh, well, I'm on the best team in the world, and I'm the best player clearly on the team. Like it's gotta be something other than just numbers, because numbers aren't going to be the only thing that wins this, because look at the numbers we have now in the league. Like if it's just about numbers, we wouldn't be able to pick. So it has to be something else within the numbers.
That's fair. I don't know why you're looking at me.
Sorry, I
know
was,
what you're talking about.
I was
Boston
waiting
guy.
on you to make a rebuttal.
Nah, I think that's fair. There's what I've learned this season specifically, because adding KP has been great, adding Drew has been great. It doesn't matter what happens in the regular season for Boston.
No.
They could win by
Unfortunately not.
40 against the best teams in the league.
Dallas
They could
Cowboys.
lose by 40, or excuse me, they could win by 40, lose by 40. Nothing's going to matter until the playoffs and the
Dallas
finals
Cowboys
come.
is
Yeah,
nuts.
look at the Suns. The Suns went to the finals. The first year they got Chris Paul, they lost the finals. The next year they were one of the best teams in regular season. Didn't matter because they lost in the second round.
Expectations.
You're not the Cowboys. You're the 49ers of the NFL.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
nuts.
yeah.
Right now,
Disrespecting
undoubtedly,
them.
with the 49ers.
Don't disrespect.
Yeah, they won in 08 at
Yeah,
least.
Dallas was nuts.
Dallas was rude.
You should have never let that.
was
That's
rude.
Philly.
It was. You're right.
That's Philly.
Right.
Cook.
It's closer.
Gracious.
That's nuts, by the way. Both your teams.
You seen what Riv said in the chat earlier?
What?
Chris Sims.
About
yeah, I
Jalen
know because I
Hurts?
know.
You agree with that?
No,
You agree with that?
I didn't. No, I didn't. But I know we all
You're
like.
the Chris Sims merchant.
No, I like Chris Sims too, but I thought it was a little too much. I don't think he's overrated.
Well, it depends. I mean, he was getting pushed over Josh Allen before the season.
I don't think anybody smart did that.
I think
There's a lot of people that I've seen do it.
I
Like
think
said, I don't
before
think
the
anybody
season,
smart
he
did
was
that.
probably overrated a bit too much, and now going into this next season, he's going to be underrated.
I thought we all
Going into this season, now he's being properly rated.
I still think he's a top 10 quarterback.
I think
though.
so.
I think Dehls rated him properly. I think you underrated him slightly. I think Drew overrated him a little bit too much.
Wow. Said he was top 5.
No, I think at one point you had him like the second best quarterback in the league.
No, I never had him
think you
over
did.
Josh. I never had him over
think you
Josh.
did.
You don't
He had
remember
him-
Joe Burrow,
Burrow
though.
was the one we
Yeah.
looked at.
I think you had him
Lamar
over
Jackson,
Lamar at
too.
one point too. I think you had him
I'm fine
at
with
minimum 3.
That's crazy.
And I thought that was a little bit
I said
overrated.
Lamar too, but
It's not your best work.
I'm fine with
You
that.
get a pass.
I got to pass.
Lamar needs to keep cooking.
Lamar's just so much better than Jalen Hurts.
Really?
Let's get back to
so
basketball.
much.
He clears him.
In what
Yes.
regard? Rushing?
I have no bones.
No, as a
I like
passer, he's a better passer than him.
Listen,
He clears
I
him.
saw what Jalen Hurts was able to do in the biggest game of the season.
That's all you can go
That's
off
facts.
of. You can't what happened this entire
Jesus
season.
Christ.
You would hate that you could try to find something Lamar did in the playoffs. If that's good as that.
Okay, sure, but Lamar's
Ever
still
in his career.
a 2-time MVP.
Good.
Like if you're
No,
gonna
no, you give him credit.
if you're gonna just judge him and underrate him off the playoff performances, then how come Peyton Manning was your GOAT? Because he was a 2-time
my
MVP
favorite
who was a
player.
playoff choker.
He's my favorite player.
So you're saying that Peyton Manning at the time when he won 2 MVPs, he was not
no, I
a top
understood
5
that.
quarterback.
Well, he also
'Cause of
won
the
one in
playoffs.
2006.
Yeah, but
Wait, you don't have
Lamar.
Lamar top 5?
He deserves to be that. Yes.
Oh,
So who's your top 5?
yeah, I was confused.
God, in a basketball podcast.
So that means you think you just said Jalen Hurts is better than
No,
Lamar.
I said he's a top 10 quarterback.
So Jalen Hurts is
dropped
not
on
better
that.
than
Right
Lamar.
now, no. Lamar Jackson still needs to be over.
She did not. Yeah. I would have told you.
This guy.
So you dropped him from your top 5. Hurts.
Let's see.
You went from 3 to 5 to.
Well, at the
just
time of
followed.
what I said, that he was definitely still top 3. By the time what I said that he was top 3.
I think you said 2. I'm not even going to.
No, I never took him.
But why are the quarterback rankings
Josh,
like
Burrow, Lamar?
I don't move outside of Mahomes
think I'll have
being
the same
1
one.
and Josh being
Herbert?
2.
I would have Herbert at 5.
I don't
wouldn't
think
be
quarterback
mad.
rankings should
Yeah,
fluctuate
CJ at
as
5.
that much.
Well, during the
not even
season, I was
trolling.
going based off who
fair,
was
not
playing
fair.
the best.
Listen, bro, we're going to go all the way to the moon with it.
Because I feel like quarterback rankings, it can't fluctuate to the point that,
Didn't you just make a fluid quarterback rankings list?
yeah, but then at the
Didn't
end of
have
the
Mahomes
season,
one. Yeah.
And that's what I mean.
but then at the end of the season, I take it all into account. That's not my actual quarterback list. It's two separate things of who's playing better and
Why are
who's the
you
better
knocking
player.
me for that at the time?
Because you said Jalen Hurts was better than Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson.
At that time, he was playing at
He was
top
fluctuating.
three level.
You wasn't saying that he was playing better. You was saying that he's better. Period.
he
That's
was
two different
he
times.
was better.
No, he wasn't though. Jalen Hurts at no point in his life has been better than Joe Burrow, Lamar
Here we
Jackson.
go.
Never. He's never been better.
You're hitting the nerve. Talking about
never
Joe
been
Burrow.
better.
Last year he was a
Hey,
top.
Talking about Joe Burrow. You hitting the nerve.
Last
that fake
year,
day in February on that Sunday going against Spags, Jalen Hurts, that was the best game out of Lamar and
they
Burrow's
sold
career. I'm
out to
sorry.
it's
stop the
also
run.
insane that Hurts missed 1 game, and it cost him an MVP.
It did.
He missed 1 game, and he would have waltzed,
It's crazy how
crawled
that one
his way
fumble
to an
cost him a
MVP
Super Bowl. That one mistake.
in the first half.
One
That's sad.
little ass mistake.
You got to give
That was
credit
a big
to Mahomes.
mistake, though. It was
Give
a
credit to
touchdown.
Mahomes. He was
Yeah.
flawless.
Mahomes made a couple mistakes against Super Bowl this past game, but defense stepped up. Shout out to them.
You hitting the nerves. Yeah, talk about his guys, man.
I just feel like with quarterback rankings, they shouldn't fluctuate like that
Again, you had a list that fluctuated.
because it wasn't who are the best quarterbacks. That wasn't
Just
the
who's
list.
playing the best.
Yeah, but you were saying that Hurts was
He was.
better.
He on top of having a full season of being
hungry.
elite. I know. We're almost done.
So hungry. Been here for like 3 hours, 4 hours.
It's the similar
Have we been here for
conversation.
4?
It's almost 7.
We were chopping it up
Jesus.
for a minute.
It's a similar conversation that Riv
All right, I'm copying. This conversation cut off in a minute. Go ahead.
that we had. Remember when I told them Tyrese Halliburton is playing better than Steph?
Oh yes,
Steph is
yes.
better.
I hate that. I hate those. Yes.
Like, okay, I don't even think at any point in the season Jalen Hurts was playing better than Lamar. By the way, he was not.
At no point.
No, he
There was a
wasn't.
low point in.
They
in
were
Lamar
the Eagles was
Jackson's-
winning, but they was like barely winning. In the offense didn't look
why
good.
were they winning? Because of
Heroics in the
Not
fourth. by Jalen
Hurts.
Hurts.
Not Hurts.
Nah, Hurts was having
Against
games.
the Bills.
half of their
340
games
yards,
they
3, 4
won.
touchdowns.
Half of their games they won because the running game was dominant. Against the Bucks they won because
DeAndre Swift, that was like one of his like 3 good games.
versus the Vikings
Week
he won.
3.
Yeah,
Versus the
Swift.
Vikings they
Week 3.
won.
Swift kind of fell off though, like
on
5
Cowboys.
weeks.
Yeah, because
out.
Swift isn't that good.
But Hurts has some couple good games. Like the Bills game, he was really good. The Commanders games, he
after
was
the
good.
Bills game
The two
was when I
Commanders
came
games
off and said
and
that
the
he
Bills
was top
game,
3.
Yeah, that was
he was
his.
good,
Yeah.
but against the Chiefs he was not good. Against the Dolphins he was
fourth, he was good.
He was solid.
Yeah, we didn't have to do too much. They're not good.
So that's the thing. It was like Jalen Hurts, even up to the point where they were 10-1, he wasn't playing elite level football.
Against the Bills, which is the game that I said that off
It was
of.
pretty damn good. Against
Yeah, it was right
Miami.
after the Bills. You said that.
He was amazing in that game.
Second half, he went on a tear.
I still
Last
feel
topic.
fine in doing it.
We have
Yes,
a
last topic.
draft.
We should do the way I was thinking.
2v2?
It. Yes, because we're about to
Yeah.
do a draft for MVPs all time. We
It's
should
like
do
doing a
2v
draft for just the best players ever, really.
Yeah, so let's do 2v2. We do 2v2, but then whoever your partner is, you can't have conversations. Shout out to The Wire. You can't have conversations.
Oh, so we just go off
Swag
the faith.
jacking.
But-
Yeah, no, it's right. No, it's fine. I said
They,
credit
they,
to The
they don't
Wire.
respect. They don't mind us stealing.
No, of course. And I said, we give them their recognition.
Make sure we add this
what'd
in
you-
at the
what'd you call
part.
it, bro? Shout numbers on the board.
Shout out to
Shout
numbers on the
numbers
board. Absolutely. That we go and we can't talk to each other, and
That's
we
fire.
just go
I
to
like
each other
that.
and we draft a squad.
I saw me and Riv.
Are
you
we
and Joel?
on the same team?
Yeah, we are.
Okay,
bro.
so we're playing crisscross?
No, I think the blacks should be on the same team.
What?
We should do it. Be it Black History Month. Let's
Did
do
the
it.
audience know that you found out that you're somewhat percentage black?
Well, the shout out to Discord. I let them know I am 8% African American.
So we're putting it
black.
together.
Yeah, it's a viral movie. It's
have to
been
get
great
my
to celebrate this
ancestry.
month.
Find out because maybe we all at this table could be brothers.
You never know.
No, Dehls, it's no shot.
No.
shot to church.
South Africa?
No shot.
I have
Shots.
Maybe Swedish.
I have bloodlines that run through the Congo and the Mbundu.
Congo's he's black.
All right, trying to create the best team using only MVP award winners in
Yes.
the NBA. Drew and I on the same team versus Riv
Whoa,
and
just
Dehls.
established. After he just said
Oh, I'm
this, I have
sorry.
to.
I'm sorry.
The fuck?
I have to be on Riv's team.
sorry.
I have to.
What the
No
hell?
way
It's
around.
fine. You know what? You said it. Let's do it. Next time.
No.
Next draft.
You know
All right,
what?
brother.
No, y'all be on the same team.
You
It's
already
fine.
started. Okay.
Y'all be
Right
on the
here.
same team.
All
All right.
You don't wanna be on the-
Sorry we had to do this to you on Black History Month, but it's about to get real.
You don't. Oh, they're saying
We're about
you're-
to build a better
They're
team.
saying we're inferior. Heard that.
Last time Dehls made a team with John, it wasn't good.
I usually cook. To be fair,
You are a
the
leader.
drafts.
You're-
I
yeah,
cook.
that day.
John
day-
was
that day, John-
drafting terribly.
But Dehls was allowing him. We're good.
Yeah.
Pick-
Okay, fine. So you guys against us. So
Let's do it.
They get the first pick
yes.
You sure you want to do that?
because it's your
I
mom.
repeat. You
Okay,
know what?
fine. You will
Dehls?
get the first pick. You will
Come
get the
You
first
wasn't
pick.
gonna give us the
That's
first
fine.
pick.
He wasn't.
No,
No way
I was
he
going to challenge you for it. Rob Pierce is
So aggressive.
During our month is insane. Are you kidding me? All right,
right,
so we'll
so-
happily take the first pick. Would you
sure?
like to go, Riv?
I'm gonna start off. You know who I'm gonna start off with.
All right.
So I'll start off.
We got to take the right season, though.
Of course.
All right.
Okay.
Got
So we ready? You gonna?
yeah. Hit my music.
yes.
Are we doing
so,
snake?
Yeah, we could do Snake.
So let's start out the draft. Trying to build the best team of just MVP award winners in the NBA. Riv and Drew versus me and Dehls. You got the first pick.
So this is just regular season dudes.
Regular season MVP.
16 Steph. Start it up.
Okay, I respect that pick. I was torn between
No,
three.
because I know
He
you're
was
gonna
one.
get it. 16 Steph.
Okay.
We're just going regular season
Fine with
greatest. No,
Fine with
16
that.
Steph.
Is he the only unanimous also?
Only.
Yeah.
Whoever will be.
Yep.
You
Well,
can say
LeBron
first.
got robbed because they gave one to Carmelo.
It's okay.
Hurt.
He'll
Well,
be here.
you're taking Steph. We're taking 2012 LeBron James.
Okay.
Have him.
That's fine. That's a great. Yeah. I'm gonna go
Wait,
1988.
it's snake.
So we get the next pick.
Why did you move too fast, bro? So wait, just to be clear, if you pick a player, you cannot pick his. The
No,
same
you
player.
can't pick him again.
Okay, just making sure. So no,
Oh, so
LeBron's off the board.
this is just straight up regular seasons.
Yes.
I'm gonna be honest, man. Like, who cares? This is the player that really matters.
Okay.
Our next pick, Dehls. I know you're gonna make the right pick here. Pick the player, man.
He's
just
gonna
what
pick Tatum.
version? Tatum has won MVP.
You would have guessed it.
One day. It's just what version of this player do I want? Because we got a couple different versions. Give me
There's a no ball. We're good, Drew.
96 Jordan.
Oh yeah, we're good. We're good. We're good. We're good. We're good.
Okay,
We're good.
all right.
He didn't pick
If you
the
would have
best
went
one.
the 88 one,
We were cooked.
I was like, fuck.
We're cooked.
I went immediately to that
You
88
should-
season.
Oh, I wish I could talk to you, my brother.
Don't worry, bro. 2000 Shaquille O'Neal. Lock that in. Lock that in. Riv, now it's your pick. Geek up. So we got Steph
got
at the
Steph.
one and Shaq at, oh my God.
They picked MJ. That's a good pick. They got MJ and LeBron.
They got the best team Michael Jordan ever. So respect. He's still a legend.
They didn't get 88.
They didn't get 88. That wasn't when he was, there's I in win though.
We got Shaq at the 5. Let me see your computer for a second.
Yeah, go.
No, I just want to remember if this is the year.
There are so many great players all time, man.
Yeah, I hate that we did like hyper specific years. We should have just went players straight up.
No, the years matter. The years matter.
Okay.
Waiting on you, Riv.
Give me 02 Tim Duncan.
That's a great pick. That's
Okay.
an excellent pick.
Dehls, I'll make this pick. We need the kryptonite to Shaq, so we're going with 94 Hakeem.
Yeah, I had a feeling that was
We
gonna
had a
be
center already.
selection.
We're good.
We did.
Kryptonite. This is a kryptonite to Orlando Shaq, not this Shaq, brother.
We're
We're
gonna
good.
be all right.
We're
We're gonna be
good.
all right. We're gonna be all right.
Is
Got the next
we're
pick.
back? We're back.
Yeah.
So what do we got? We got 96 Jordan, 2012 LeBron, and 94 Hakeem. Good Lord. Yeah, you guys are screwed.
Their front court, they have Shaq and they have Tim Duncan.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to get to the paint.
But they're not going to take another front court player, so I don't have to take a front court player here.
If we do.
We need a 3.
Well, I know the 4 that I would be taking.
Bro's gonna take.
There's a couple
I know he's
4s
gonna
that
take.
we
I know
can be
he's
taking.
Yeah, let's see.
But there is we do need a point guard.
We're about to go 100 IQ play.
Yeah,
I
we
can't
have
wait.
we have
have
some
the point
options.
guard.
We have some options at point guard that we can go with. We can go
What if
with
we ran him out too?
a scoring point guard. We can go with hyper athletic point guard. We could go with the floor
We
general
got
point
no
guard.
spacing. We're good.
No, I mean we got Jordan, LeBron. Ugh.
We're here.
For Malcolm.
Dan, we do need some spacing. We do need some shooting.
You ain't
I mean,
got-
listen.
We got the ultimate floor spacer.
Shaq and Steph in the pick and roll. What are you gonna do?
You know what we're going with? We're gonna go with.
Well, it's not
It's
your
not your
It's my
pick.
pick. It's my
Hey,
pick.
go,
It's
brother.
my
You better
pick.
shut your mouth too.
It's where the casuals getting caught.
I already have my pick.
so
I'm locked.
torn.
What do you know, bro?
I'm so torn.
Are you?
Riv, I might make you make the pick and me make the.
Tell me your team again.
We have Steph Curry, 2016. We have 2000 Shaquille O'Neal, and we have 2002 Tim Duncan.
Just pick the player I'm thinking of, bro.
2018 Harden.
Okay, it's a good pick.
And we got the next pick.
No, you don't.
No, they do.
You already went Hakeem Olajuwon, and you just went with James Harden. All right, Riv. Now I'm putting my big brain on. Right now, what if we move Steph to the 2? We have Shaquille. We do have Tim Duncan. Would our team get messy if I just decided to go with Nikola Jokic and have him run our point guard? Now,
Stop.
Wow.
I can't even speak. Don't fuck us up.
That's
all
fair.
right. 2014, Kevin Durant.
Oh, okay. That's beautiful. Because I was going to go there.
That's why I said, do I want to force you to make the obvious pick? Because the obvious pick was Kevin Durant. We're going to get Kevin Durant regardless. But you'll fuck around and go with the 1. But now I got to be quiet.
It's funny because the list gets very tricky now.
Yes, you got to really think. That's why I was trying to cook up.
No,
You
let
said,
me
shut up.
let me think. You just
All right,
make the
all
good
right.
pick.
Here for the
Let
ride.
me do the thinking. No offense.
It's all right.
There's not many
During
options
my
left
month,
at the guard
whatever.
spot. You guys picked Harden, right? That's a good
Yes.
pick. So he's your point guard.
Yes.
Food.
You have Steph Curry.
Exactly. Food.
Food. Steph Curry.
Exactly. Food.
Food.
Who? Harden? Let me see. Who do I want to pick?
We got options.
We do not.
We got options.
We do not.
I'm telling you, bro.
We're going 08 Kobe.
Come on, that's what I was saying.
We're going 08
It was
Kobe.
easy.
I kept scrolling. I couldn't
That's a
see.
great one. We're going with any version at his peak, Larry Bird. We're going Larry Bird. All NBA defender, one of the best
just can't- you
scorers,
can't find it
great
here?
passer. There's no stats
It wasn't his
available.
stat for the year?
Yeah, there's no stats. 86, 85,
80,
84. I mean, he won 3 MVPs in a row in that sequence. So any version of Larry Bird from those 3 years, we're going Larry Bird.
I can respect that. I like that.
And your last
Boston
one?
Boston
Pride.
legend, baby.
That was,
Dehls,
we have
your five.
You need. Don't you need 2 guard?
No, we have Jordan. We have James Harden, Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Larry Bird, and Hakeem.
They dropped a banger. It's a good team.
Yo, I like that. I like that a
It's a
lot.
really good team.
You guys cooked.
We have
You have
26
Bird at the 4 though.
Yeah, that's what I was only iffy about because they got Shaq and Duncan.
Yeah, no, Giannis
He's a liability
on
on offense.
Low key, they have MJ and LeBron already.
Yeah, the spacing's
and then
iffy.
Giannis versus our front court.
That's
What is he
very,
gonna
very,
The
very
other
true.
option was Kobe, but you guys took him, and I'm not going to
LeBron
take
at the 4.
Garnett. You know, I don't really want to do that. Dirk Nowitzki, not
I
going
was
to take
thinking
him.
KG because of your front court.
do? Yeah, to match it, that makes sense.
Ours is 2016 Steph, 08 Kobe Bryant, 2014 Kevin Durant, oh my God, 2002
1.
Tim Duncan. Oh, I thought you said 2. Apologize. 2001 Tim Duncan and 2000 Shaquille O'Neal.
We got the number 1, 2, and like 6 best players in NBA history.
Yeah,
on
but
our
you don't got the best MVP.
But we got
number
the
one.
dogs. We got Jordan. We got Bron. We got Larry. Like,
Any team
we
with
got,
LeBron and Jordan
No,
is
for
kind
sure.
of
You
stamped.
guys cooked with those, but we have dogs of our own. We have the most dominant player in NBA history. So
We have,
Hey, shit, if you ask some people, Kobe Bryant's the GOAT.
we have
No.
majority of the goats.
Oh wait, Kobe versus 96 MJ.
We have 90%.
If you would have picked 88 MJ,
2000
we have-
Shaquille
we have
O'Neal, the most dominant
99%
player
of
in the
goats.
history of this game.
Huh?
We have the 99% of goats. 99% of people are saying Jordan.
Listen,
LeBron.
if we got into thinking basketball, they could say Shaquille O'Neal, arguably the greatest peak of all time.
We're gonna beat you guys.
No way.
You don't have enough threes. I'm
We
sorry.
have the aura of Kevin Durant saying, "Mama, you the real MVP."
That is true.
2012 LeBron versus 2014 KD.
Sorry, it's food. He's getting murdered.
He is, but Kevin
getting
Durant's gonna
murdered.
kill him too.
He will, probably. One of them goes to the finals, though.
So no tacos.
Let me check one more time. We'll wrap up the show with this. She did answer back. She said, sorry, don't have no more. Fuck. Oh, man. That's going to do it for this episode of the Pick a Side Podcast, episode 353. You guys can follow us on Twitter at Pick a Side Pod, on Instagram and TikTok at Pick a Side Podcast. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.